go.
Here we go. I got to pop this chat out.
What else do I have here? That's good there. That's good there.
What's up, chat room?
Oh. That's why we
Popped.
translate these over. Boom. Close that.
Steve in the room. Rick Vidal, what's going on? Yeah, I don't think they make a chip for it yet. No, they have.
We're looking over there.
What's going on, Carman Cam? What's happening?
It's
Tim
7
Collins?
on the dot. Look at that.
Check, 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 check.
How do
Yeah.
you sound? Can you hear yourself?
Oh, I got it.
There you go.
Sounds awful.
Stage 2 makes 750 to the wheels. Stage 3 makes...
What does stage 2 require?
Stage 3 makes 920 to the wheels.
What?
Light
What do you
work.
need to do to the motor for that?
Yeah, you got to do the motor for that one. Yeah, there's no way that's going to happen. But
Yeah.
a second stage, you just bolt on shit.
I mean, that's really what you need is that extra few hundred horsepower above 700.
That's it. You're using a whole other
Someone
car's
tells me
worth.
I'm going to be fine. When am I at the door next? The 9th, maybe? Whatever the second Saturday of the month is. And then I'm going for a little while. Steve gets it. We're going Subarus, baby. I forget the name of the company that makes the chip for this thing.
I might have to grab myself one of those orange dries.
Oh, wow. Brings me back.
Let's see these guys.
Brings you back to where?
I don't know, a couple months ago.
Yeah, same.
Till when?
Till last time we
Easy
had
as
him.
my dog. What's going on, Matt Rabbit? How you doing? Select make a BMW model.
Who's
and-
making stuff for that thing?
The best is Carbon.
I bet Evan Turi makes nice intake.
Isn't Carbon dining?
It's Steve Din's
How
thing,
far
yeah.
into the generation are they? That's not the first. It's not like a new.
Uh,
version, right?
no, that was like I think that came out in 20, maybe a little earlier, maybe 19. So this is a 22. I just want to see if these guys have something for it.
Is this the one Chris Harris was rocking around the track saying it's just like if you can do it, you need to buy this car because it's going to be the last.
That was the
Insane.
CS version of it, which is funny because it's like the race version of a four-door sedan.
Yeah.
So let's see. Stage 2 Carbon. It's just a flash you buy. Wow, it's expensive though. 790 horsepower, 745 torque.
$3,200.
20. It depends on option. With or without warranty, it's an extra 1,700 for warranty. So we're going without 1,500.
1,500, blow up your car. Perfect.
Does it say supporting mods or is it just
Nothing.
just fucking?
You could have
Go for it.
their intercoolers
Oh,
for the
okay.
second stage one. Which,
They just give you a USB drive. Fucking here you go.
Single use.
Yeah, I'm obviously not going to modify the thing. I've done that before. I've got enough modifications out there.
I don't know
gone
what you're
that
talking
path.
about. I mean, I can't imagine you not modifying it.
Can't modify.
You've already bought wheels for it.
Oh no, we're talking about it. We'll talk about it.
That's true.
I
That's
brought a
not
little
great.
show and tell today.
Oh my god, it's fucking what? Just the headline is wonderful.
Dude, this is in my mailbox. We'll talk about it.
I'm excited for this.
Crazy. So
Yeah, that's true.
aggressive.
Wheels are going to be a thing.
And that's a mod. And
Oh,
once you
wow,
open the
you know
gate,
what?
That's a mod.
It's a mod. Yeah, it's true.
It's a mod. It's coming with mods. It's got a bunch of carbon fiber shit on it.
oh boy, gotta love the carbon fiber.
Gotta love the carbon fiber.
It's like you really need to reduce the weight by whatever a freaking armrest weighs.
Oh no.
It's actually adding weight because the carbon fiber bits aren't replacing. It's adding on top of other pieces. It's addition by subtraction.
They detuned it with carbon fiber.
It's adding weight, but with really light parts.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
because those parts not there.
Yeah.
About as light as you can get.
Carbon roof on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. You need a roof.
Do need a roof.
You need a roof.
Need
And when if it's
gliders.
carbon, even better.
Big plus.
Lowers the center of gravity.
Big headroom.
Get some good turns. You can turn real
Some
good.
nice turns in.
Josh, what are you doing?
I'm trying to turn the AC on.
We got Mom of C in the room.
I might be my mom.
I think it is, bud.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did you not see?
There
Oh
she
yeah, I
is.
was babysitting my mom's dog for a week. It was great.
TD's gets it. Gang violence. There
Yeah.
we go.
I'm not going to sleep a wink tonight without the pups, I'll tell you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got for dogs? How many dogs you got?
2 dogs.
Yep.
Sally, she's a hound mix. She's got a bunch of different hounds in her and some border collie. And Thomas, he's a tiny little miniature schnauzer. Both rescues, so they have their own issues, but they're rad, you know?
Thomas is a great name for a dog.
He looks like a Thomas. That's how we got the name.
Yep.
He showed up and we were like, that's Thomas.
That's a Tom. Josh, would it be easier for me to get up and walk 30?
I don't think it
Steps.
will allow you to do it.
Of course it will. I do it all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
Then it would be.
Because in the winter, when I come in here and it's freezing, my old bones.
Yeah, I'm literally just looking to turn it on. Jesus. So much easier.
The old get up and walk
Yeah,
There you go.
every
Who would have
time.
thought?
it's incredible. Hold on. Did your mom just make a YouTube name just so she could
I have
pop
no
on
clue.
today? 'Cause-
Yeah, it's amazing, dude.
which is perfect. It's great.
Called support.
It's great.
All right, let's get my sounds back.
How's everybody's ears doing? Good? Do we need any more volume?
Hold on, I might be down.
Yeah, I think you're down.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I know. I was gonna say it.
I
Say
don't,
it.
I don't want.
say it. Don't say it.
I don't want.
I know
To,
what
I
you're
don't.
gonna say.
I don't want to say it without.
Don't say it.
It's soup. I don't want to preemptively say it.
Don't say it.
It's a miracle.
Yeah.
It could be.
You just had to buy a whole new device.
No, Apple had to design a whole new generation of iPad for it to work.
I'm trying to. I'm missing some sounds though.
The thing is that no one else could hear it besides us.
If it's
Yeah.
just us, yeah.
Oh, because that sounded normal.
So
was
his
like a-
previous iPad, there'd be like this like very, 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 very faint like in the background. But it was so faint and you could really only hear it pre-show. Because once you start talking, it disappears, it goes away. But pre-show you could hear it. But
All the time?
all the time.
Is that why you guys are out of your minds?
Well, no. Every time I hit the thing, it would go for like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you as a listener would
Have
hear
no
it.
idea.
And
Right.
then
I had
the
no idea.
following day listening to it on like a phone or whatever, you'd never hear it.
I'm glad I'm here now.
Yeah, you couldn't hear it through YouTube.
It was only if you had headphones on in this room.
Yeah, it's missing. I'm missing my death bell.
Oh,
Oh, speaking of hot stuff, you guys are hot sauce fans. Do you know the
Yeah.
Queen Majesty stuff?
No.
Dude, I'm not even like a hot sauce guy, really, but I got this stuff by chance. My fiance bought me some for Christmas.
Okay, Queen Majesty hot sauce.
Yeah,
Long
they have a
Island
bunch
City.
of them.
Yeah.
And I don't usually care, but I tried this. My brother was like, "Oh, you got to try it. It's really good." So I cracked it open, and I don't know what they have going on. There's some ingredient in there that separates it from every other hot sauce. It's like almost like apple or something. I don't know, but listen, get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that I had is the coffee
Cocoa Ghost.
No,
Um,
it's not super hot. It's like a
red habanero and black coffee.
maybe. Maybe is there a lion on it or a tiger?
bit
There's
of
a
mane.
wolf.
Okay, that's the same thing.
I love it. I love it.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Yep.
So it's red habanero and black coffee.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So oh my,
An apple.
you can get a subscribe and save. They'll deliver it to you every 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, or 8 weeks.
Well, I'm a 2 weeks kind of guy. I eat a whole bottle of hot sauce every 2 weeks. Right?
Really?
No, that's insane.
Oh,
Yeah. That's why I was thinking, like, really? Because you just said
Yeah,
you
I'm
weren't
not a hot
that big of a
sauce.
hot sauce.
Well, I'm trying to imagine the kind of person who does.
Maybe like a family Everyone's in on it.
So I was going to say, even with 5 of us, there would only be 2 of us, 2.5, because my daughter likes to try the hot sauce.
Yeah.
Who would actually eat hot sauce or partake?
It's you,
in hot
what,
sauce.
Dessert
Me
Boy?
and Dessert Boy. Yeah. Who Dessert Boy has turned into
Monster.
just I don't even.
Hot
he's
sauce boy.
bigger than I am.
No way.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's taller than me. Oh yeah. He's
bulking?
He's fucking Sasquatch boy. Like, and he's gonna grow more because the length of his legs
It's bulking
and
season,
arms
baby.
don't match his torso.
Oh, he's
So
Kevin
you know,
McHale right
like
now?
the extremities have
boy.
grown first.
He's
so there's
dragging
more,
knuckles
there's,
everywhere?
There's more coming.
Put a
Yeah,
basketball
there's
in
more
his hand,
coming.
quickly.
And he hasn't gotten a haircut
Ever?
2.5 months, 3 months now.
Wow.
He's moving. I don't want to say transitioning. He's moving from.
You said it.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
No,
dog.
from like, you know how llamas have kind of long hair?
Yeah.
Little curly long hair.
They also spit at people.
He's
so
moving from a llama to Jesus.
Oh, okay.
He's on the path to Jesus. He's on the righteous
Is it in a
path.
bun yet?
No bun.
Okay.
No bun yet. It's just wild. Yeah, he walks around the house. Or should I say stomps around the house.
Stop.
Is
He's
that like a
full on.
smell? There's probably a smell too.
Oh, we have to remind him,
yeah,
hey man, it's time.
yeah.
Get on in there.
Yeah, get out in there. Give it a scrub.
Get on in
Yeah.
there, champ.
Yeah.
Locker room.
Pop on in for a little bit, would you?
How's the other one's welding coming along?
Good. He makes all sorts of stuff. I think he's gonna work at he's gonna intern at KD's shop over the summer, I believe. KD and I had a
That's a way to lose
conversation about that a few months back, but it's coming time. See if we can get that happening. He's going to be going to driving school this summer as well.
Wow.
So that's interesting. And,
Things really evolving over there
oh, yeah.
at the household.
Just keeps going. Doesn't stop.
No matter how I try, buddy.
Yep. They keep eating.
They're getting that big, you lost your ability to stop them.
Yeah. Yeah. They just keep eating. Doesn't matter what it is. Put it in front of them. It's gone.
Hard times.
Dessert Boy's cultivating mass. He 100% is. Yeah. His brother walks around jealous all the time. I asked him, are you jealous? He's like, yes, of course I'm jealous. My little brother's bigger than me.
Just can't get that
He's
thickness.
jealous of mass. That's cool. There does come a point where you stop being jealous of that, I think.
That's exactly what I told him. I'm like, you know what? I haven't gave a shit in 25 plus years because my little brother's bigger than me.
Same. That's what happens. Happens to the best of us, dude.
Yep. Here are those 2 numbers.
Well, yeah, I don't know what happened to those sounds, but
You got some of them.
yeah, but I lost my.
No, we need right to jail.
That's we got,
Right to jail's over here.
Right to jail.
The sound of that sample is so clear and perfect, like the way it cuts.
which one? This one?
Right to jail.
Yeah,
I cut it up nice.
I love it.
I cut it up perfect.
Plus,
Josh
it's
actually
such a
caught it in
funny
real
episode.
life.
Bumped it up. Yep.
Put a little fucking shabam on that thing.
Yep.
Little.
Little spin. Little twist.
Love to see it.
There was another sound I wanted to get last week. I can't remember what it was, but anywho. Raph is still on his way, so at some point you can just pop out. I think that's the easiest thing
Should
to
I
do.
just
so-
ignore him? Like, kind of keep looking like this.
Yeah, just disregard.
I need to steal or borrow a can of Cold Start because I have a cup holder. I want to put it in instead
Perfect.
of
We got some for
having
you.
an empty
We
cup
definitely
holder.
do. What's the episode number?
306.
Man, you know what? All right. Idea. Episode 316. We all dress like Stone Cold.
Oh
Done.
my god, you shaving your head? Just
Done.
completely? Just fucking go
Just
for
pick
it.
it.
Just go
Yeah.
right for it.
I mean, you're pretty close. We'll have to have you
Yeah,
back.
I mean, I didn't really have to try that.
We'll
hard.
get you there, baby.
Yeah.
Did we call this episode Bandom?
I didn't. I called it Mark II Madness Son.
Yeah, episode 316.
Man, just everybody was. I don't know if we'd get into it during
Oh,
the show.
that's my first no.
Because it's just magical. I mean, we could do a whole separate show on just the going to and from the Thayer Street experience.
Yeah. No, I really could.
It would be 2.5 hours of just everything.
All right. We're good there. We're good there. I got to highlight a few things
Hitting
here.
record there. Got my notes up somewhat.
There.
I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good for sure.
Have you ever listened to the show? You know how we do things.
Any questions? How this works?
Yep. All right. Yeah.
I was going to throw up the pre-party screen for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Pre-party,
Just so they
baby.
know, pre-party.
Welcome.
Now
Love
we're
it out
ready
here.
to go.
What a party.
Well, I'm going to count down.
Oh, yeah.
3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Chuck Hu
Oh, hey.
and Corey.si.
Hello, hello.
This week, we have no Shook, but we do have Mr. Nick R., Nick Paws R., and the many other names he uses on the YouTube channel,
Nick Pazar.
Pazar, in studio to chat about his Volkswagen experiences, his endeavor in building seats to a level of seat building I've never quite seen before, and whatever else comes up. Nick,
Responding in real time. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Real-time response, baby.
no delay on this guy. Pleasure to have you here. Glad you could come hang out.
Pleasure's mine. Thank you.
On this week's episode, we're, of course, also going to cover some automotive news, events, a little bit of Mandem Tandem. Chuck's got a new iPad. Our ears are now not buzzing.
It's really nice, actually.
Been 305 episodes of just a constant. A lot of things to cover, but before we get rolling, please visit our website, revivemotoring.com, where you can sign up for the B for B. We'll talk more about that later on. Then you can visit our YouTube channel, where you can like, comment, and subscribe. That is all I got this week for little bitty, starting out.
Oh, wow.
We should have some donut shirts up there in the next couple days. Depends how I'm feeling after tomorrow, because I'm getting some wisdom teeth removed, or wisdom tooth plus another tooth removed. I will record a video if I am high as a kite, but I don't think that's going to happen. Either way, might have an ice pack around my face tied with a t-shirt.
You think you're going to just not be affected? I mean,
I'm hoping that's the case, because they're telling me I don't need a ride. I can show up and drive home. That's what I've been told.
Excuse me?
And
Yeah,
it's just going to be
I
Novocaine.
got 4 yanked, and
Is it a
I
doctor,
couldn't
or
stand.
did you just talk to
It's a-
somebody at a...
This is a
convenience store?
veterinarian?
this is a dentist. I don't know, because that's what I always thought.
I mean, I go with the guy that's going to have you not drive home.
Or is it impacted?
No, it's not in. So the reason I'm getting it removed is because it's grown into the molar in front of it.
Yeah.
So I have to take that molar plus that one. So my only assumption is that they're going to pop that molar out and then be able to take the other one out.
10-minute procedure. You'll be fine.
Okay.
No problem.
That's
Really?
what I'm hoping.
He's fucked.
Yeah.
I think
Don't
they,
eat popcorn.
I think they figured
Ever?
they're sending you home in an ambulance or like a hearse.
I
That's
asked
why you don't need a ride.
I asked multiple times when I was booking the appointment. I'm like, all right, so nobody has to be here? The good thing is it's right across the street from my office. So if I can figure out how to text or use a phone after, somebody will be there to at least guide me to the office, and I'll just
I would
sleep.
kind of make that
under my
plan.
desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably have that
ready.
Yeah, I mean, my old man
Maybe
got
do it
some
a couple
teeth.
days in advance.
My old man got some teeth pulled out, and I had to be there because he was fully incapable.
See, that's what I
They're
always
not going
thought.
to put you under?
No.
Okay. Well, you should ask for that.
Yeah,
You might want to change your whole strategy.
When I get all 4 of my wisdom teeth yanked, I was out.
Is this guy just
Yeah.
going to punch you in the fucking jaw? What's going to happen?
Yeah,
The
they're
nice
gonna
thing
do,
is, if they do knock you out, you're like, okay, goodbye, and then you're like still saying goodbye, and you wake back up, and they're gone. And
Yeah.
you're good to go.
As far as I know, there's no knockout procedure. It's truly just I'm going to
TKO.
show up. They're going to hit me with the local.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to bounce around in the seat
Yeah,
as they're
yeah.
yanking on my face.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? People wrenching on
Very
your jaw, like,
unenjoyable.
not cool.
We'll
Wow.
see how it goes. Yeah.
See how it goes.
Yeah,
You
I
have a
don't-
pretty
But
clear
yeah, no
indication,
popcorn.
dude.
No popcorn, and don't suck on anything.
Well, the
that's
second one's
gonna
going to
be
be an issue,
The
but
most difficult thing.
Bebop's coming through after, so there's going to be no guarantees in the suck category. My man with the green hair.
Took me a second on that one.
Still walking here now.
It's unforgettable. The things we see. Yes, Jordan in the chat, Brazilian wisdom tooth doctor. Yeah, there's a lot of
Flying down to South America, get that wisdom.
wisdom in the wisdom tooth
Got my man in
department.
Panama pulling on for $3. Well,
Yeah, 5 minutes later. He's absolutely right. Tim's absolutely right. You wake up 5 minutes later, and then...
So
Oh,
see,
wait. No, actually, I think he's saying he woke up during the anesthesia. That's not cool.
they knocked me out for
Wow.
mine, and I woke up 5 minutes later. Wait till you smell them cutting the tooth.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
Hey,
now I
Steve-
was of the assumption that
Steve had it the same way you do in boot camp. Jesus.
6 at once?
Training to be a fucking SEAL. Here he is,
That
just
would have
ripping
6
them out.
taken out at once.
that's you only have 4 wisdom teeth. Dude.
Don't worry about it, dog. Don't worry about it, dog.
It's just like you only have 4.
Yeah.
Put them back in, pull them back out. Just from more anesthesia.
So we'll see.
Hey, yo.
We'll
Anyway,
see how
good
this
luck with
goes.
that,
yeah,
Tim.
we'll see how this goes. I mean, I have a photo.
that's cool.
Here, I'll show
Yeah,
you.
pass.
Oh no, it's not a bad one. It's not a bad. It's an X-ray. It's really nothing.
Carmine Cam also had 6. We got a lot of guys. A lot of guys with 6.
With
out
of
there.
6,
mutants in the
I
chat.
can see
A lot
why.
of
I was going to say, well, now I understand why they were removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 6 going. You got to take care of that stat.
Yeah. That's an
TD's only
issue.
got 6 teeth.
That way, none of
No
them
lie
have to get
detected.
removed.
He is in Florida.
You only got 6 teeth left. That's a drag.
Oh yeah, here we go. All right. Yeah. See, that's my molar, and that's the crooked wisdom tooth.
I mean, just leave it. You
Yeah,
know?
it looks fine.
They
Is
said
it-
it's going to be a problem.
Is it erupted? Like, is it
Yeah,
out
give me
of
a-
your
Yes.
gums?
It's penetrated the front tooth.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's why I went
That's
to
aggressive
tooth are
language.
done.
Yeah, I don't like that
because
at
I'm
all.
like, oh, why does this tooth hurt? Oh, because there's a hole in it.
You should see if they could do a special kind of like crown where it's just one large molar.
Just seal the whole
Right.
thing.
Give me one instead of 2.
Yeah. Easier
Leave
to
the-
brush, less flossing.
Yeah, per molar. If you're paying per molar, that's the way to
Just
go.
one biggie.
I mean,
Just do the whole top.
I was just
No
going to say,
replacement for displacement,
let's
you
just
know?
remove them.
Give me the 4-finger ring of molar caps. you
Start
know?
fresh, and I'll come in with a nice icy grill next
Get
week.
some of those vampire shits put in.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
should see if we can stick on this for the whole time here. This is
just talk about
The whole
teeth the entire
podcast. Yeah, we
episode.
get another 10 minutes of this.
I was looking,
Yeah, so we're gonna see what happens.
I saved my wisdom teeth actually.
Did you really?
They smell terrible, don't they?
Yeah. They're in like a sealed
Don't open it.
package.
Your face will melt off like that.
Yeah, that's
guy
gonna
in
be like
Indiana
the-
Jones.
They're
The
big.
mirror they trap the bad guys in
They're big-
Superman.
they're big.
Keep that shut.
You
Mine
look
were
at
in
it.
pieces. They had to cut them in half and take them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not into this at all.
Yeah.
And then with the hacksaw.
You'll be fine.
Yeah,
And
it's gonna
look,
be great.
I want to tell you something. When I had my wisdom teeth taken out, people warned me about it going in, and I
Mm-hmm.
distinctly remember after I got my wisdom teeth taken out, being like, "I'd do it again." So you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
awful. No, it
But
wasn't awful.
they put you out though, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Just saying, there's a little
there's
difference
a
between your
distinct
procedure
difference,
and
right.
Josh's boot camp procedure, which is about to happen.
I was out like carried on my dad's shoulder out, like out of
Wow.
the building,
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the vehicle.
Fucking
yeah.
man
Yeah.
down level. That's me getting pulled out at
bodyguard.
Home Depot. Dude.
Were,
Yeah,
were
bodyguarded
yours under your gums?
Yeah,
or were they
were
exposed?
impacted.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm exposed. I'm exposing myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Right,
went
very
from
much.
no issues at
Yeah.
all to I need to get
Look,
these out
you're going to
immediately.
be fine, and you're going to be better for it. And
Yep.
if you don't get a tooth put in, you can store stuff in there.
That's
It's gonna
true.
make you stronger.
like a
Cocaine.
chipmunk.
Pack it with it.
That's right.
Yeah,
Or that
also
cyanide
true.
pill for
I got a
that
spot for
fucking
heroin balloons now.
Yeah, pack it in
Yeah.
there. Way better than the butts.
Actually, I get 2 spots for heroin
Gross.
balloons now.
No, we're gonna get back on topic.
yeah,
We're gonna get back on topic.
keep this going.
I don't think we had a topic.
No, we saw 2 fellas riding a bicycle in tandem on the way till
Ver-
dinner.
It wasn't even just like a tandem bicycle. That dude's face was 4.5 inches
That was
away from
close.
the
Yeah,
other
that was a
dude's
shorty.
back.
That was
yeah.
like a special
I don't know
edition
about
shorty
like
tandem.
riding bikes with the boys.
I think that was a regular bike that they just added another seat to.
Possibly.
It was way too close.
I don't know if there are any seats involved on that thing.
It was suspiciously small.
It was
that was
It was
weird.
like a kid's stand-up bike.
it was like a large mountain bike frame with 2 seats on
It
it.
was also interesting that we couldn't see it because it was like behind the barrier.
Right, we could just
so
see the top.
sort of mysterious.
Right,
There
they
have been
could
2 guys
they weren't
walking
even wearing
they
close.
could have been
shorts.
running really close together as well.
Smooth,
We
very
don't
smoothly.
right.
Yeah, either way,
Their heads were not currently
Not allowed,
bobbing.
yeah.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
suspect.
Yeah,
It was a suspect move. I
There's a
don't
lot
like
going
to see
on.
that out there. I don't know. I mean, I feel like
Chicken farm for
really know
later.
your boy. Riding on pegs. No, they were both pedaling.
No, somebody was getting pecked.
It may be right on pegs a little later.
There's pegs definitely involved.
But no, these fellows were both pedaling. It was just strange. I was hoping it was a father and son. It was a daddy. No son. Might have been two daddies even.
It was kind of like a Wilson fence, so we really couldn't see everything.
Thank God, dude.
Yeah, you just never know.
The Jersey barrier.
It was a high Jersey barrier.
Talk about saving money.
It was like nipple height.
Yeah, it was
Talk
high.
about saving money.
We couldn't really, no belly buttons. We couldn't see belly
You know what I
buttons.
mean? He's just saving the
They
world's
probably
rubber.
didn't have them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and without seeing the lower half of a torso, you really don't know what's going on.
That Mongoosey Lucy. Thanks, Dee Yeah, these fellas were, saving money, dude. If it was down their individual bikes, it'd be more tires, more
It's true.
everything,
Well,
more
and
hair.
again, we
Way-
experienced traffic like nobody should ever experience.
Oh, they
That
were
was
laughing
really-
at
they had
us,
it all
dude.
over.
Yeah,
We were
that's
laughing
true.
at them. They were
It's
laughing
true.
at us.
It's true.
The traffic was pretty bad.
If you're riding Mandem, that's hilarious.
They're just really efficient.
Oh,
That's
they
what it
were.
is.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
You mean you work at the same place? Me too.
You know what we should do? We should grab a tandem bike. They're like only 50% more than a single bike. So we're saving some money here. Everybody gets 25 points.
All right. Let's
All right.
see. Oh my God! Look
Oh,
who it is.
God.
Scott Norton.
Scott
Oh,
Norton.
God.
Really bringing the
Oh,
yeah,
that's not good.
getting me real amped
Wow,
up.
Scott Norton really coming in. What's up, boys? Torn ACL, sprained ankles, wrists, shoulders, broken collarbones. All these injuries were not as bad as getting my 4 impacted wisdom teeth out.
He's such a Nancy.
Scott, did they put you under? I bet they did, dude.
I've
just-
also had ACL, PCL, lateral meniscus, femur. So I've done that before. I'm hoping it's not worse
If
than that.
Tim and Jordan get a tandem, we were talking about a way to make a tandem better is to have the front man looking backwards,
Right, facing backwards.
Yeah.
and then the back man steers.
That would be perfect for Tim and Jordan.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that'd be beautiful. I think you got this. One of you pedals backwards, the other pedals forwards. one of-
Jordan's gonna pedal for Tim.
yeah,
Right, you need to make sure if you're
Tim's got rid of the big block in the equation. Jordan's the he's
Well,
not
Jordan's
an
just going to
SR.
be trying to slide the ass out the whole time, and that's not going to get anybody anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the way in. See, he was under.
way underneath.
Yeah. Same.
I don't like this.
I
I'm gonna
can't
be
wait
honest,
for
I
the
don't like
story,
this.
to be honest.
It's because it's one area. Right?
It's like yeah, exactly. It's not all 4.
Light work.
I only have 2 from what I've seen. At least that's what
so
they're
you're
telling
going to
me.
be unbalanced.
They gonna
very
dig around in the
imbalanced.
rest, see if there's anything else down there.
Eventually. So the one on my top left is out and exposed, not as much as my other teeth, but also not growing into another tooth.
Nice, this is growing up.
So they're saying, I think they're just really playing the long
This is
game
growing
for
up.
me being
What's
a
up with
customer.
the wisdom tooth? Like mine were. I was 16 years old when that came in. What's the deal? It
Josh
just
is
happens at
50.
any time.
Just pop out whenever it wants, dude.
Yeah.
This is a photo I sent my friends
oh my gosh.
when I got mine out.
Oh, man.
That's amazing,
Yeah.
dude. You look fucking
Well, the good thing is
destroyed,
you were
dude.
coherent enough
Dude,
to,
you look
to
like
make
an
that.
infant in that photo.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You
At
reverted
least it
to
was
a
more capable than I was.
I've-
Yeah.
Yeah, so in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'll just pop over back to work after that.
Dude, there's no fucking way.
Finish
You're
up the
not-
day.
They're gonna. This place is. Is this like? You get a deal from these guys? They're just gonna push you out the door.
I don't know.
Yeah, what's up with all these junkies outside of this dentist
dental
practice?
lab.
And then you're like, oh, it's all wisdom teeth people. They just dump them outside. It's crazy,
no.
dude.
Oh no.
Not being able to feel my body, but my head was still killing me.
He's
Well,
not happy.
I'm just going to take
He's not
ibuprofen.
helping.
That's all. I'll be
There
good.
you go.
Take
Yeah.
a couple profens, boy.
Yeah, that's all.
All right. Let's see.
I
What-
do have some
Use
other.
the callbacks. Kick it off. Let's
Yeah,
get
let's hear
into
callbacks.
something car
Now that we're
related.
15 minutes in, let's talk about callbacks.
Yeah.
Josh has a callback about his teeth.
Call back. I'm getting my wisdom teeth out. Where is my Milano app? Because I just added something to it.
What about melanoma? What are you talking about?
No, Milanote. Milanote. It's the app.
What's Milanote?
Ever heard of Milanote?
That sounds like the.
It's the app, and I'm not sponsored here.
A
It's
Millie?
the app that I go seamlessly from my phone to web browser to wherever I want.
Praise God,
And I
dude.
keep my notes.
I do Evernote, which is the same idea.
Yes, yeah. And the good thing I don't have. This is a free one. So far, it's held up really nice. You know,
Oh, you are
7.
scrolling viciously.
Okay.
7.
do you
Oh,
want
because
me
I
to
didn't
do
put
one?
I didn't put it in there. That's why.
Oh,
I
okay. You got it?
screenshot it. Yeah,
Okay, here we go.
from Rad Moon Auto Detailing.
Rad Moon Auto Detailing. Love that name.
Let's see. You guys probably already got callbacks about this, but Toyota allegedly uses soy-based stuff
Oh,
in
yeah.
their wiring. I don't know if it's true, but I know they effing love the engine bay of my girlfriend's car. I use an essential oil blend that has peppermint and tea tree in it, and that seemed to deter them right the mice nicely. No new nests so far.
What do you put in there?
Peppermint and tea tree oil.
I heard about that. Yeah, I have. We didn't get. I got a couple messages actually about that. We haven't talked about it yet, but yeah, Toyota uses soy. A lot of companies use soy in their wiring harness, just so you have to buy new ones when the mice undoubtedly eat them.
Built-in replacement.
So yeah, I mean,
Raph's here.
fuck them. As a mouse update, I have. I kept trying to bait these little fuckers. Right, I got 3. Kept trying to bait them, dude. I would put like peanuts, almonds.
Bait them. I thought you said bake them.
No, I just kept trying to date them. I kept putting almonds. Almonds would catch these little fuckers. And then, like, I baited them a week in a row, and I come back and the almonds would be gone. Nothing sprung. And I was like,
Wow.
hey,
smart.
yo. So I put peanut butter on there because they got to, like, really nibble through.
Yeah.
I
Dude.
can't resist peanut butter.
Next day, peanut butter's gone, licked clean. I'm like,
No.
what's going on? So I take my security camera in my garage, right?
Yeah.
I put peanut butter on him again. I put the security camera right above him, pointing down because I'm like, I'm going to catch some type of smart mammal doing this. It's going to be a dolphin or something. It's going to be something with abilities.
A fucking manatee. Is
With
just gonna
hands and
cruise off.
abilities. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
maybe
Yep.
perhaps a raccoon.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You're
Trash
going to
panda.
figure out it's just one of your kids.
Yeah. So then we're laying in bed the other night, and my wife's like, I just heard a snap. And I'm like, oh, yeah? Let's go to the camera.
Yeah.
I go to the camera. What up, Raph? Nice shirt.
Nice shirt.
You want me?
Yo, yell something in Spanish.
Oh, good for him. He's sleeping over tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
They open tomorrow at 9 or 8. So anyways, I set up a camera. She hears a snap. I look it up, and there's a fucking mouse licking on the thing. Just licking. I'm like,
Just get decapitated.
what the fuck? And the trap disappears. I'm like, what?
This is like live lost.
I was like, is this world a hologram? It's just gone.
It's definitely a
Gone.
simulation.
But anyways, I go back there in the morning. The trap just flipped over with the mouse in it. It's dead. It's
Yeah.
the one I saw in my wife's engine bay.
Yeah.
Take that motherfucker. Try
Yeah.
it again.
Yeah.
Try me again. I got one baited up just for the fuck of it
Just
now.
ready to go.
Dude, come on. They're fucking gone. They're all gone. Mouse houses are out. I'm not going to say I won the war. I won a battle, though. I
battle.
took
Right,
out
that's a
4. The
battle.
whole fucking family's out.
Yeah.
Mouse house is out. Evicted.
Yep.
This guy just trying to have a little peanut butter. Not today. So, love that.
I think that is, Tim Connor says it, like the best solution, peanut butter and a snap trap.
The snap trap's the one that look like shark fins.
Or just general
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
decapitation
using.
trap.
Dude,
Yeah.
this guy got through 2 mouse traps with peanut butter before one finally got him.
Yeah.
You know what I find that, and I read about it, is you put them so the bait's facing the wall. I don't know why that helps, but that's what finally got him.
Right. Just a
Wait,
little,
because they hug the wall.
yeah,
Yeah,
little
couldn't get
less
there.
evasive. Right. And they can't go to the right. They go to the left. They're getting snappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I clapped those guys out. So it was going to be that. I was going to camp out there with the 22.
Just put holes
Fucking
in the
turn
in
them
the car.
into mist, baby.
Steve
Come on.
Booten in the chat. I was an exterminator for 5 years. You should go on Topics Under the Stairs. The only thing that works is baited snap traps.
Yeah, that's what I was using.
Traditional
snap traps. They're
wooden
sick.
ones, specifically the ones with small bait wells built in, so they have to work at it.
Yeah, so we got these guys. These guys are done.
Yep.
Thank God. So yeah, those are going fucking mice, dude. I can't. My wife heard it from the room. I mean, my garage is not very close to my house, dude.
That's wild.
Yeah, freaks me out.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's I'm just adding that to the list of stuff that freaks me out. There's a time she cut the head off the deer.
Yeah.
There's a time she shot an AK-47 for the first time, air quotes, and just fucking put a group down that no one in the building could possibly touch.
Yeah.
And now there's the fucking supersonic hearing, dude.
Yeah, that's
What's next?
crazy hearing.
She's what's that family? The Incredibles.
She's basically the
Right,
Incredibles.
right.
Yeah.
Basically the Incredibles. That's right.
So, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, the glue traps are crazy, right? They're still alive, so you have to splat them with a fucking hammer or something?
I don't do anything. When we got glue traps here,
Just let it ride?
I just pick up the glue trap, throw it in the dump.
I like that.
I've finished off a couple.
I think I
I don't bother.
I just fucking bat them with the shovel.
I've
call it
helped.
a day.
I
I've
don't
helped.
bother.
I've helped a couple pass
There's a little
along.
something for them to num on in
Or you could put them out. I could put them out in the yard and fucking blast them. Nice target practice.
What's that? What's it from It's Always Sunny? I started blasting.
Started blasting.
So anyways, I started blasting. No, I throw them in the dumpster because like there's typically sometimes a little food in there. Maybe they can claw their way over, get a final meal.
Right, you just
Oh,
give
kind
them
of
that
last rites.
that
yeah.
that
You
opportunity.
hit him with the freaking. Hit him with a prayer or two.
You get him with the old Our Father.
Yeah.
You know?
As I walk through the valley, the shadow of death.
Yeah.
I think that was Coolio.
My
Ran him a
dog.
Coolio verse. Coolio 1024.
Isn't Coolio dead?
Whoa.
He is. Yeah, he
Is
died
he
a couple
really?
years ago, I believe.
You hate to see it, dude. Coolio and the mice.
Did mice start chewing that cable?
No, it's
Must
like
be soy.
greasy.
Oh,
It's gross.
that's we'll have to.
So, anyways, they go on.
we'll have
Whole
to-
family's wiped out.
we'll have to run a
Let that be a lesson.
wipe
Yeah,
off that.
that's good. That's good. You think they're gonna? Did you leave any there as a sign so the next
Nah,
one shows
dude,
up?
I just throw them right outside of the garage. So, yeah.
Love it.
They're going to try to rally up, take this.
Put a couple on a stake out front, just to set an example here.
Those fuckers can cause all sorts of troubles, as we know.
Yeah, of course
Yeah,
they can.
yeah, no, absolutely. It's not. It's a legit problem.
My neighbor's solution was to get a cat.
Yeah, but then how are you going to kill a cat?
I
it's
guess
just a garage cat.
I guess
go.
they like the cat.
Outside cats, I think, are a cool idea, because I don't think you have to do anything with them, right?
No, and they
Any
bring you
cat
gifts.
people, let me know if I can just leave an outside cat and not do anything.
You got to feed it occasionally.
Don't like that at
most
all.
of the time. Like you leave out some
Yeah,
water.
but see,
and some
that's the
food.
reason I don't have a dog is because I leave for like a month at a time. So if I can
Right.
just leave the cat outside, fine.
No, outdoor cat doesn't really work that way.
No, I don't want one then. I'm looking
Yeah.
for like a barn cat.
If you
Yeah.
lived like in New York City, an outdoor cat would work that way.
Yeah, it's kind of
Not
a
where
trash
you live.
hunter.
Right,
An outdoor cat would become a dead cat within 12
Right.
hours.
right. Because
Yeah.
it's
a lot of
not.
outdoor coyotes in my area, actually.
Yeah, and owls.
There's a
all
bear
sorts of
now, I
stuff.
guess.
Is there really?
Yeah, I just
like a human or a.
well, there's that too, but there's like a woods bear. Oh, that's not a human. And I saw some article today about how like, oh, this family in my town gets a visit from a bear. Like, if a bear comes to my house, he's getting fucking clapped out, dude.
I was gonna say he's getting a visit.
Yeah, it's
from
a fucking Baku. Let's fucking go, dude.
When the bear was
762
visiting,
right down the fucking head, dude. Come
well,
in my yard. I dare you.
because that's the is like people don't. I forget what it was. I was watching a video yesterday of some lady who like was visited by a fox.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
she-
like saying visited.
Visited.
Yeah, dude.
So
he be
she-
fucking seeing God. He comes to my yard,
He
dude.
trespassed.
She right. She decided to feed it.
Yeah.
So she feeds
Oh,
it.
get out of here, dude.
It
I like
leaves-
fox.
Are
I'm gonna
people
shoot-
that stupid?
I'm
It
gonna shoot a
leaves-
fox. I'd let a fox go. Bear, different story, dude.
It leaves, comes back with its whole fox family
Yeah,
of
dude.
like 8 of them, and I just like, hey, that's not ideal. That's
No,
not
dude.
how you want to do this.
A bear is the tank of the animal kingdom. I need some tanks driving around my yard. You
right,
know what I mean?
right. Just so, some Panzer bear.
I
just
fucking
ready to-
take it down, have it stuffed. Stuff this thing.
yeah.
Dude, the questions they're going to ask when you show up with the bear, they're like, where'd you get it?
I found it in the street, hit it with my car.
Why?
Don't worry about that fucking giant missing
why-
section
I was
from the
gonna say,
308.
Why is there so many holes in its coat?
I had studded tires on, sir.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I do it myself. I'm sure my wife could probably figure that out, no problem.
I think there's got to be some rules associated with that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
especially
not
yeah,
one that you
it's-
want.
Yeah.
Is there, as far as shooting a bear?
Deeply
Yeah.
illegal. in
Yeah,
the
I
state
think
of
the
Rhode
rule is you can't shoot a bear. The only thing you shoot in Rhode Island is it's open season all year on coyotes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
They're
don't,
invasive.
I don't think we have bear rules. I'm just telling you, if a bear comes in the yard, my lawyer versus his lawyer, I'm winning.
So, so this says, unless the bear actually attacks you or another person, it has a right to go on its way in peace.
Yeah, fucking try it. Fucking try it.
How does it have its right?
I mean, it's got
Dude,
more.
in pieces, dude. Fuck that bear.
It's crazy.
Anyways, I'm usually a big nature man, but bears can like tear my kids apart. I'm not into that, dude.
Right, that's the problem. I mean, there's so many articles. Can I shoot a bear in self-defense?
Yeah, heading straight for me.
Legality of killing a bear in your own backyard.
I don't see like a scenario where it's not self-defense.
You can allow hunters on your property.
Yeah, I'm a hunter.
Provide a place for them to park, to
Same.
access nearby forests, and or give them permission to hunt within 500 feet of your home.
Oh, there
Tim
we
Connor's
go.
got a oops, I thought it was a coyote. Yeah, see? A bear would tear me up. See? I'm going to get attacked.
That's the bears. I've seen, what's that movie?
Hey, let it be. Put it on record. I've been threatened by this bear.
The bear has threatened my life.
I'm going to take out a restraining order on this thing. Rip the neighbor's dog. Get out of here, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
It'd be a clear and present danger.
the bear is infringed on your rights.
Yeah, dude.
Right. What rights do you have?
We'd be up on the second
None.
Yeah,
floor
no.
porch looking. My son would be screaming, "Take the shot." Daddy, take the shot.
No, he's gonna go out there and fucking hit it with his hammer.
Yeah, dude. Not in my neighborhood, buddy. We get a whole crew. Somebody definitely fucking clapped out a turkey the other day, like definitely like poaching out back there. I don't know who that was, but I know all the shooters in the neighborhood. Obviously,
Yeah,
we got a little bit of
yeah.
a gang. I know all the shooters. Got plenty of shooters,
A little bit of a group going.
dude. And everybody, I heard this gunshot, and I was like, I hit up my buddy Lauren, like, yo, you just hit that. You hit the groundhog. He's like, no, that wasn't you, dude. I was like, dude, your kids are at my house. Of course not. So
What do you think's going on over here?
Someone out
Yeah.
there popped a turkey with a shotgun.
You got turkeys and bears. There was a full-on street fight in front of my house the other night.
Love that.
That Dessert Boy and I watched, and I'm
Did you get
talking
it on camera?
No, because
screaming World Star?
it was one of those.
Gonna get a long lens.
Definitely should have yelled World Star. It was one of those where I'm like, "Is this gonna happen? Is this gonna happen? Oh my god, it's happening!" And meanwhile, Preston and I are just standing in the window, shirtless, by the way, just watching this fucking
Yeah, dude. How you
melee.
supposed to- You have your
There's
shirt
a-
off in case you get dragged in.
this full fucking Donnybrook in the middle of the street because it
should've
wasn't
pulled your
just.
pants
How many
off.
people?
Hold on. Well, it depends what fight was going on because there was one with
Side
two
fights?
with two chicks and a dude, so that was three there.
Big dad bonding
And
moment.
then there was two other chicks, so there was 3, 4, 5, 7 people actively fighting, actively in fisticuffs.
Was there a ladies match and a men's match?
There was, yeah, it was a lot of. There was some mixed.
Martial arts?
There was some mixed. Not some. There were some attempts at MMA. I'm pretty sure I seen dude's fucking whole butthole as well.
Love that, dude.
wild.
Love that.
It's fucking wild.
What's going on over there?
Dude, in New Bedford, dude, every day.
Dude,
every day. It
it's-
just happened in front of your house today.
I have to say it's been such a long time since there's
put
been a
money on
wild
it?
incident like this, and it wasn't like a real.
Nobody had the heat?
No, I was
That's good.
surprised. That's what I kept saying to telling you, like, we're gonna hear it. We're gonna hear bop, 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 not too long from now.
Yeah, like, Dessert Boy, when you hear it hit the fucking deck, all right?
Thankfully, that didn't
Get the
happen.
family ready. We're going to the basement apartment.
It was nice to know that the cops showed up a solid 35 minutes later.
Yeah, dude, cops just wanted to see what happened.
And the best
Make
part
sure
is
they didn't mess the pavement up.
the police station is, I'm not kidding, 4.5 blocks
Yeah.
away. It's just, dude, like,
They run on a sale on donuts or something, dude. Couldn't get there.
it's magical. I don't know what started it. All I know is I was in the living room.
Did you call the police? You got to call
No.
the police and be the guy.
No, we didn't.
There's
So,
a fight going on out here.
so that's the Tanya and I were both like, yeah, I'm not going to call
You
the
don't call
police.
Well, the
for
thing
that.
is, you guys have lived there long enough
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
let that
to
resolve
know
itself.
that, like,
Survival of the fitness,
they just
Rick.
go along their way.
Right, that's gonna at
It's
some
like
point.
a bear. You just let it pass.
Yeah, dude.
There was a lot of
Hearing the right to be back there.
bitching, a lot of hoeing, words
Yep.
being tossed around, and then two females.
Did
a
it
little,
start like obvious with an altercation? Like
oh
a
yeah,
verbal
there was yelling, and it began with, "I'm gonna go home and get my dad."
I like
Gat
that.
or dad?
Dad.
Okay.
Well, at least that's what I heard.
Yeah.
And then that was preceded by the male individual who was of the at least more mature age,
Yep.
saying, "Go ahead and go get your dad. Call him if you want. I'll be right here." And then at some point, someone from his crew, a female, decided to present fisticuffs with the other said female, and they came to blows. And I think the one from his original crew was suffering a loss or a potential loss, so he felt the need to get involved, which then kicked off everybody. And I'm talking, they're in the middle of the street, there's a group on the sidewalk, and there's somebody about 10 feet away fighting as well. And we're just watching this from a third floor window.
I think you guys should have run in,
It's just,
tagged in.
If they count down the 10-second countdown to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, run in like the Royal Rumble. Just start throwing people over the ropes.
it's been a while since I've seen like that in the front yard.
Love that.
Still there. Nice,
You
nice
think
to-
they live around or?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Oh,
This
neighbors.
could happen again. No question. This could happen again. It might be
So there's going to be a
happening
rematch.
right
There's going to be a second bout.
now. Right. I'd like to say, you know how there's that whole COVID thing. I think New Bedford is healed. I think
Yeah.
it's back up to where it used
Love
to be.
that, dude.
So,
People are back. People are making connections
yeah.
in the streets.
Right.
With the street,
Yeah.
even.
My guess is it was a Facebook Marketplace deal gone wrong.
Yeah.
That's at least what I'm going to assume.
I, like
I don't
that.
even know where we were.
No.
I can't even remember.
Also, don't. Is that your only callback? Whatever the fuck just happened?
Did you even read what you were looking for on your phone?
Yeah.
he
Oh,
did, he
actually,
did.
no. I had another one too.
Okay,
All right, let's go.
This
Fire in the
is-
hole.
Yeah, this is sent from our good friend ELJ Streets.
ELJ Streets.
He wanted us to discuss this. And this is something. When Paul Walker goes to Vin Diesel's house party in the Fast and Furious 1, they're playing I Got Hose by Ludacris.
Yep. I
But
saw
in
this meme.
Too Fast, Too Furious, Ludacris appears as a street racer, Tej Parker. So in the Fast and Furious universe, who sang I Got Hose? Was it Tej? Was it Ludacris? Does Ludacris exist? And if not, what happened to the hose? Who got them now? And are the hose okay?
Yeah, I think Tej and Ludacris are actually brothers in the films. Like related. Like they're and one of them's a street racer, one of them is Ludacris.
Right.
Boom. I think there's hints throughout the film. You're welcome.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
And to his, he sent that. And my question was, is anybody concerned about the hose?
Yeah.
Where are
who's
those?
taking care of the stable?
Right. Is it Luda or Tej?
Yeah. It's got to be Luda though. Yeah, I
have
wouldn't
to
get
assume so.
I wouldn't get too deep into it. I just assume it's they're brothers and Tej is the street racer, Luda's the rapper
With the hose.
with the hose and
In
he's
care
he's
of.
with the hose. Yeah, in care of the hose. Yeah, it's a deepish thought.
Definitely is.
The other one, deep thought I was thinking of.
Mhm.
I don't even know if I want to say it, and I don't even know where I draw the line of distinction.
Okay.
Not a big exotic car guy.
You?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know
Do
what?
do nothing for me. I hate that vibe.
I would have said the same thing today until I passed a baby blue Lamborghini Murcielago
Did it
on
have a-
Hope Street in Providence, and it had like a 23-year-old cheesing as hard as he possibly could driving. And I was like, I'm into that. It was the lowest, widest thing on earth,
Yep.
and he was just walking around, just driving around, having the time of his life.
Yeah.
So-
Now I can't say I've
I like
experienced.
the way they look.
I can't say I've experienced, exotic cars on a normal level, on a consistent level by any means. I've been around some, never really got to experience a lot long term. Maybe
We drove McLarens.
we did, and it's fun, and it's. I think my takeaway from that is it's basically you're in a video game.
Right.
Maybe it's just the exotic car people, which is
If I had a
obviously
Lambo, I'd make my
that's-
kids call me Big Papa. It'd be unbelievable. Papa Large, just driving around a Lambo. And I would literally sit in front of the house, revving the engine, be like, "Baby,
You hear this?
Lambo?
You hear this?
You fucking hearing this?
I got 12,000 RPMs. I'm gonna use them.
Are you hearing this?" Yeah, that's honestly what I would do.
So that's the thing, Matt Wood. That's my issue, dare I say, hurdle when I say I don't like exotic cars. I look at Porsches completely different.
Yeah, we know. You went to a fucking
I do.
crazy car museum and left wanting a GT2.
Look at them completely different. Best car.
So what do you? What is it that you just a standalone statement?
Yeah. Yeah. It's still in development as well.
All
'Cause
right.
It's just like,
I didn't know if it came on the fact that the Goldberg rally left from Boston,
kind of.
and on our way up to Widowmaker,
Mhm.
there were the residual guys who weren't on the rally but came to
To-
send off.
To flaunt.
Okay. Here's the stream of cars that passed me in the pouring rain.
The Roundup.
It was whatever that Lamborghini off-road car thing is.
Yep.
Insane in
Couldn't
person.
tell you the name.
Insane. I mean, I was telling you at work, listen, it's lifted because, well, I only know it's lifted because behind it was an Aventador.
Right.
And when you have them one after the other, it makes the off-road car
Sorry, I
one.
think what I saw wasn't a Aventador. That's the new Murcielago, right?
Maybe,
It's the new
sure.
big
yeah.
one. Yeah, yeah. Whatever the new fat one is.
Yeah, so that's the Aventador.
Yep.
And the one in front of it was the off-road one, whatever that thing's called. And it-
Huracan Storado.
Hurricane Serato from the DJ software. I love
and
that.
you're like,
What color was that one?
bronze.
Okay.
Corey's
Yeah.
fucking full colorblind. You know that.
Oh, that's true. I apologize.
Yeah.
But it looked bronze.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, sure. I'm just going to spit out. It doesn't
They're all
matter.
bronze.
The other one behind it, the Aventador behind it was black. But anyway, I mean, insane in person. Really
Yeah,
is
fucking
like
crazy things.
wild in person.
That's what I thought about this car that I saw. I was like, oh, right. Those are totally crazy.
Insane.
Bananas. But I saw Ferrari the other day. I was like, that's cool, but
Like a powder blue Huracan as well. There was the squared G-Wagon.
yeah.
Whatever, the G-Wagon squared, whatever.
The extra parking lot off-road edition.
It passed me. I'm in my 1 Series. I look over, and I'm looking at the center of the wheels.
Just looking at the portal axles.
I'm looking at this. It's so high.
Wow.
And then the fender, you thought like the
Like as
fenders,
high as my pickup truck, my Toyota. That
it
high,
would make
taco high?
that it would make that look like an LS 500.
God damn it!
And then the flares that come out the side of it make like the Bronco Raptor flares look like
Yeah,
a normal
they're crazy.
Bronco, like look like a normal Bronco.
That's like
It's so absurd.
you have to be so cognizant of the width.
There was that. There was the XM. There was GT3 RS.
Imagine being the guy in the XM. That's like fucking.
just
It's rough.
just putting
That's
around.
like the golfer in the football locker room. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That ain't good.
I think
Right.
the guy was just holding everyone's luggage. And then a few other cars, and I was like, wow, like you don't see it every day.
Nope.
So I saw it, and I was like, listen, like I'm sure I don't want to hang out with them, right?
Yes.
But it was cool to see them.
Yeah, those lads. Be
I mean,
all right.
they do. You know, if you do see a few of them on the road, it's a thing, right? It's a bit of an
And the
event.
thing is, this string of cars is like, you see GT3 RS, buzzing around once in a while. Maybe if
I
you're in
saw
Newport,
one the other
whatever.
day getting up
Yeah.
the highway in Providence.
Yeah.
With that fucking giant wing that high above the back, and I was
The
like,
Goose,
Yep.
yeah,
and I was like,
a Swan.
I need to buy one of these.
Yeah.
Like, I
Oh,
should
yeah.
sell everything.
When Ryan and I went to Jersey, there was a blue one, and it was just it entered the highway. It was on the highway for moments, and then it exited the highway, and I'm just
Yeah, I might be in
enamored.
I get to the sell everything mode, just
Yeah.
seeing the wing.
Yeah.
But you see him, you're like, wow, it's cool. But again, like I guess you don't really want to be the owner, but
Kind of do.
no, meet the owner. I'm
No,
sorry, not
don't
be,
wanna meet the owner.
Don't want to meet
No.
the owner or hang out. Maybe I don't know. I
Could
mean,
be cool. I don't know any supercar gentlemen.
Neither do I.
I met some at like Cars and Coffee 15 years ago in California. They seem cool.
I could have a perception of them that is totally not real and fabricated.
Right.
You know,
Tim
Right.
Connor's contemplating selling everything for Dodge Viper. Yes, please do that.
tomorrow,
Yeah,
You
immediately
should do
dude.
that.
and
for
then let me
sure.
drive it.
Yeah,
Bring it
drive
here.
it too.
Bring it here.
Bring it here. But
Don't hang out.
I thought that's where you were going with it.
No, it wasn't directly because of that, and it was just I don't know. It just those exotic car. It just
Yeah, but
doesn't have the
I
same.
still see what I'm
appeal.
like. Baby, look, it's a Ferrari.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm always.
Yeah.
You know
Oh.
what? Fuck it. The C8 vets. You got to stop
Yeah, get
from
to
a
every time.
distance. You're like, oh, here comes that. Fuck the C8.
So
vet.
looking at my notes, the one car I missed, and I missed it because in the midst of the rest of these cars, it looked so super pedestrian. 488 looked so like
Great car though.
great car, but in the midst of all that, just looked
plain.
plain.
I think I've driven. No, I've driven a 458 maybe,
For
Yeah.
the timing, probably that makes
which
sense.
was
yeah.
a fucking murder machine.
Yeah, you motherfucker, sign me out
You hate to
again.
see it.
Fuck you.
You hate to see it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's crazy. I do like supercars. I don't really care about supercar news, but I like seeing them. I like the ultra car shit, like that I never see,
Hypercar.
like Koenigsegg's. The
Yeah.
couple times I've seen the Zonda, I've been like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, there is a level of really extreme. That's
Koenigsegg, I gotta see one. I gotta see one.
The Jesko is pretty cool.
Oh, I think I saw one at the Audrey thing.
Probably.
There's a lot of heat going on over there. A lot of heat.
At Audreyan?
Yeah. I mean, they have the Japanese thing now, but like at one of their shows, there was a Koenigsegg. So, cool.
Yeah, that's why I thought Josh was going with that. Anyway, my main callback is I told everyone last week that I had bought a Tesla Model 3,
Yes.
or at least a Tesla Model 3.
Even better.
I picked it up on Monday.
All right.
Here is my experience.
Let's go.
My appointment was at Monday at 1 p.m. So it said check back day of delivery for your delivery instructions, whatever. So I'm leaving work at 12:15 to get there, and this thing still hasn't updated. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I'm going to drive there anyway. We'll see what happens. I get 5 minutes from the lot. My phone goes off. It's Tesla. And it says, hey, when you get to the lot, click I'm here. So I'm like, cool. Get to the lot. We park. I click I'm here.
Hashtag I'm still here.
Next thing is a photo of the, not a photo, but like a digital image of the car and the VIN number. And it says, like, find your vehicle.
Like
Now-
a fun game.
Okay, now go to your big grocery store that's around you.
Yep.
Fill 95% of the parking spaces with Teslas.
Mhm.
Go find yours.
It's good
Now,
because they're so
fortunately-
unique in so many different colors.
So,
Right.
Fortunately, mine was blue,
Uh-huh.
so that helped a little bit,
Yeah,
and
I
it had
could
a
tell.
black interior. So
Maybe they're just doing that on purpose to make it fun.
I walk
It's
the
like a
entire
Where's
parking
Waldo?
lot.
Yeah.
The entire parking lot, can't find the car.
You got to check the VINs, which is not great.
All the ones in the parking lot have like a big sticker on them
With the VIN.
with the VIN.
I like that. Okay.
So pretty easy. Also the VIN, I'm only looking for the last 4 digits.
Nikki
so pretty
K,
easy.
what's going on?
Anyway, so we look, can't find it. I'm like, all right, let's go into the showroom. The showroom is, I don't know, maybe 1.5 times the size of this room.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Cybertruck inside and a Model Y inside.
The size of the studio?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And a
Cybertruck's 1.5 size.
it was tight.
All right.
And a stand-up desk, like the size of like a podium you'd
Yeah.
speak at.
Yep.
No one there. There's like maybe 12 people in there,
They
all
fired
milling
him.
around, all looking equally as confused as myself.
That's because they let him go.
Yeah, yeah. And I turned around and I hit the couch and I was like, I don't think anyone works here.
You know what you should do at that point? Start going indoors that you're not supposed to.
So that's why I was like, well, listen, there's got to be something. There's got to be a service department somewhere. There's got to be somewhere else. Let's keep walking. I find a little sign on a door that says delivery check-in.
Love that.
Now the doors, again, this used to be an old grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
The doors are all vinyl wrapped white. You can't see inside or anything like that. So I'm like, I just start pulling on doors. I pull on the one that says delivery check-in. Great. It opens. It opens up to like a garage area about the size of our old studio.
Wow.
Not our old studio. Our old
Yeah.
Oh,
Katie,
yeah, yeah.
Katie
Oh,
shop.
okay.
Big shop.
kitty shop.
Okay.
There's maybe 25, 30 cars in there. And a desk like in the corner with like a Tesla sheet over it. I'm like, okay, I maybe I'm in the right spot. I still haven't found the car yet. I tried clicking like I found the car, but it won't let me click I found the car because I wasn't at the car. I knew I wasn't at the car. So I look around. There's 3
That's
blue.
crazy. So it's like the IRS knows what you owe in taxes but won't tell you.
Yeah.
This knows where the car is,
No.
but it will not show you.
Won't show me.
Love that.
And then you know the craziest part is the parking lot. Every parking spot it's like A102
An assigned number.
Yeah,
an assigned number. You think they could have just been like, hey, go to B202.
So the
Here it is.
thought's there.
The thought's there.
Thoughts there.
I go to the delivery check-in door. I find my car. It's right there.
There she goes.
So I walk up to it. I click found my car because it let me know. Immediately, it's like, here's your phone, key. You're all set. Car flashes, opens. I'm in.
So you have a phone key now.
Phone key.
What if you get a new phone?
You just log into the app.
Oh, and a phone key.
You just log into the app.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, cool. I found it. But like, I found my car. And then it was just like, here's your phone key. And that was it.
You just drive it out the
The
door.
interaction is ended. No plates on it. No temp tags on it. I'm like, all right, this is interesting.
Should BYO.
Maybe 10 minutes goes by. And at this point now, I've like put it in reverse. I've driven it around this like little like garage area. I'm honking the horns. I'm flashing the lights. I'm opening and closing doors to cars that like shouldn't be unlocked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't find
You
anyone.
sit in a Cybertruck.
So we walk in. No, we'll get into Cybertrucks. So I walk into the service bays where all like the lifts are. I'm like, hey, is there anyone here at all? Like anyone at all? Yeah, there should be someone. I'm like, can you get them? So maybe 5 minutes goes by. This girl comes walking in. She's like, hey, my name's whatever. Are you Corey? I'm like, yep. She's like, oh, you here to get your car today? I'm like, absolutely am. She's like, okay, did you already set up your key? Yep, I did. Okay, let me go get your paperwork. Disappears for another
It's like the mousetrap.
10 minutes. Comes back with a single sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. And is like, here's your paperwork. I'm looking at it. I'm like, now I've bought cars before.
It's
Like
literally
this.
just an invoice.
And it says, I have insurance. With my insurance filled in, she's like, yeah, if you didn't give it to us, you'd have to write it in now. I'm like, okay. I sign my name, I date it. And I'm like, yes, so what's up with the paper or whatever? She's like, oh, this printer doesn't work. I got to use the one in like the other part of the building. So you're just like walking from like one side of the grocery store to the other, back and forth. I'm looking at the car now because she leaves again to get my temp tags. I'm looking at the car and I'm like, it's like greasy. It looks like someone just smeared it in oil.
Mm-hmm.
And I look to the table where like the only table in there, and it's like the traditional Armor All bottle. You know the white one with the orange label on it?
Yeah.
This is Armor All. A pile of microfibers. And I'm like, this entire car from wheels to windows has been wiped down with Armor All, including the interior. Like,
Technically makes it invincible.
dude, everything,
It's called ceramic coating now.
dude, everything had like a rainbowy like film
Dude,
on it.
Sheen.
Level of shine must have been impressive.
I mean, the wheels were still dripping with
Did the
like
room
Armor
smell
All.
like Armor All?
Kind of, a little bit. Not. I mean, it's a big room, so
Do you
whatever.
think it's who's doing it?
the detailer.
Okay.
So I'm looking at it and I'm like,
Yeah, but I haven't used Armor All that often, but it was an interior like dashboardy thing.
yeah.
Okay.
They're
I'm
like
just
wiping down headlights,
making
windows.
sure I don't. Yeah, I would never put it on paint.
So paint.
Just based on memory of Armor All.
So Nick here had mentioned when we were coming back, there was like
This fucking Nick?
this one, that there was a
circle.
a centralized pollen location on the hood. That is just a giant grease spot from Armor All
That's
all over the
exactly
car.
what I was gonna say.
It's exactly what it is.
I thought it might have had something to do with airflow or whatever. but
No, it's just a
that's much
giant
better
grease
reason.
spot of
Yeah,
Armor
I mean,
All.
there's airflow.
I wonder. I wonder if you're getting better airflow, seeing it's just the drag is reduced.
It's just
I don't know.
when it rains, it hasn't rained yet with it.
No.
I was gonna say it might. I don't even know what Armor All would do to paint when it rains.
Dude, I have no clue.
That's why I lease them.
So I had said to Catherine and say, this is like the problem because like their delivery process is so piss poor.
It's called a shit show.
and it's kind of lacking
It's
general
so
common
piss
It's a
poor.
sense.
shit tornado.
It's a fucking shit tornado.
Yeah.
I don't know if I missed this, but did the people who all recently got laid off normally have?
They
any
never got
involvement in
replaced.
this?
From what I can tell, there was one girl working this entire facility that
It's
wasn't.
like a 200,000 square foot building.
yeah, and there were two guys in the like mechanics bay.
Yeah.
For
So,
those
like,
of you not familiar with that, that is if you've been to Revival, that is
the entire size of it.
Two guys in the
Revival's
mechanics bay just-
30,000 square feet.
Waiting for like tickets to come in, but they just never come
It's
in.
effectively 8 times the size of this building.
It's enormous. So she goes to the other side of the building now to get my templates. She comes back. She's like, "Oh, I gotta go get the drill." And I'm like, whoa. What are we drilling?
Yeah.
Like again,
Drill that Armor
it's a
All
lease.
off.
It's not mine. Whatever.
Trying to
But
find a flat spot. On
I
that
don't want
bumper.
you drilling anything in the car.
Mama.
So she just puts the temp tags on the back plate system with the factory screws, whatever.
I can't understand.
And
She's
she's
all
like-
the dealer guys love using drills to put license plates on. Like, just
What are we doing?
fucking get a
It's the only
screwdriver.
time they get to use a drill.
What are we doing?
It's true.
And she's like, "All right, yeah, you're good to go." I'm like, "Hold on. What else? Is there anything else? What is going? Where are the key cards for this thing? Like, I know it comes with key cards. What's going on? Oh yeah, you know what? I think it does. You think it does? Oh, let me go check. She's like, "All right, I'm gonna go ask the detailer again. This detailer, where they are." She goes and gets the keys. Comes back. She's got like a pile of key cards. And they all have a VIN number on the back of them. And she's like flipping through them. And she's like, "Oh, what's the VIN number?" Okay. And I tell her, she's looking through. She's like, "Oh, here's one." I'm like, "Okay, that's one." She's like, "There should be another." And she's flipping through them. So I got 2 key cards. Hopefully there's no other ones hanging around out there anywhere. But, and then that's it. She just opens the garage door. And I just drive out. And apparently I purchased a vehicle. Or leased a vehicle. Somehow.
Even better if you never get invoiced. You just let it go.
Uh,
You got more?
Oh, I just I just grabbed whatever.
Just for Nick. I see how it is.
Uh,
Trying to get a polar over here.
Thank you.
but
That's
wild,
for you. That's
wild.
for you. You're the
I
guest.
don't want it.
Are you kidding
We're gonna
me?
get
You have
more.
that. You have that.
Yeah, we can get more.
Take that too. Get the fuck.
That thing's been up there for like 200 episodes.
No,
Yeah.
it falls down every
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I don't see it.
The buying process was cool
Yeah.
because you don't have to deal with anyone. You don't have to.
But pickup's a freak show.
Fucking disaster.
If they had a couple more employees, it probably would have been better.
Maybe, but we had Ricky on.
Oh, I know.
A few weeks ago, and he's like, "Yeah, so I would."
Yeah, but if Ricky was there, he would have taken care of it.
I changed tires, I detailed cars, I took deliveries, unloaded trucks, handled, people buying cars, scheduled like.
Yeah, he was the one guy.
Also wrote code for the FSD. It was just like doing
I
everything.
think they just decided, like, well, anybody who wants a Tesla just wants a
They'll
Tesla
figure it out.
anyway, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, they'll
Like,
figure it out. Fuck them.
Yeah, so I don't. And the thing is there's an entire video library in the car of like how to do everything.
Video library in the car. Nick and I were in the back with the screen watching hilarious YouTube videos while you drove around today.
That's right. You
There's
were.
a fucking screen in the back. The
yeah.
car's $300 a month, and you can play video games
Yeah.
in the back.
The coolest thing about that screen, he didn't see, but I threw up 3 times while we were driving.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
nice. Get you a little,
Yeah.
little mixed
I
up.
was a little seasick.
A little seasick? You think it's an EV car thing, or you think it's just being a passenger?
Well, I'm not good at being a passenger
Oh.
and looking not outside. But
Okay.
also, I will say that I think that the lack of rumble and engine feel, because you can feel that a little bit in a car.
It's like
Yeah,
riding
of
on
course.
a monorail.
Yeah, exactly.
You almost need that other stuff to take away
You have no
because you're
sense
hyper.
of not only what direction, but how far you've gone.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
Yeah.
it feels the same.
We're
It's
just
like the
staring at
Starship
David
Enterprise.
Bowie and Mick Jagger the whole time. Don't know what happened.
It's amazing that after like 2 days of driving it, you fully just neglect that EV feeling.
Maybe that's
and
the
you're
thing.
just and you're just driving now.
You're gonna get back into a car, like you're gonna get back into the Civic and just go up two.
Yeah, yeah.
What is
No,
this? What is
no.
this?
You're hooked on a feeling
I
now.
think, but
Yep.
now I think maybe it'll be a much more special thing for
Yes,
you.
there you go. Yeah, I think I haven't driven anything else since then, so we'll see. But it's
People
only
do
been 2
get
days.
nuts about Tesla, so you could end up.
I could get nuts.
This
Could
could
get
be
nuts
the
about
beginning
it.
of the end. Yeah,
Yeah.
This
But yeah, delivery experience super uncomfortable and weird. I don't know if that's just because that Providence location is a disaster.
and
Right.
it's still right.
But if you
trying
picked
to-
up a second one, you'd be the goddamn maverick at this.
I wouldn't even wait it.
Yeah.
I would have left.
Just taking the car.
I would have left because I would have been like, they'll get me the lease paperwork somehow.
Yeah, they'll send me the
That's what I
plates.
mean about Tesla people getting crazy.
Yeah.
Like once you have one, you're just,
Dude, the
I don't need
excuse-
to wait for
he's
anything.
just gonna
The
go in there and
excuse
think
not
right.
having plates on it,
Yeah.
be like, I don't know, I just picked it up.
Yeah,
What do you mean it doesn't? I've been
go to the dealership.
Does
I
it
don't-
come
I
with a
picked this
plate
thing up
that
a month
says
ago.
like gas bad or whatever?
No, not yet. No, that's for me to order on my own.
Other than
They come with a hamster wheel in the front.
what do you have showing the lease belongs to you?
I have an e-document that's in the app on the phone
Okay.
that I've
Hands on the wheel!
yeah, that I like e-signed.
Right. It's just like in your insurance company, right? You have that.
Yeah, I have an insurance
In
card.
theory,
Yeah.
he has insurance.
But it just it's just
Yeah.
license registration, please.
Subnarch.
I don't know, man. I got nothing.
Yo, just take it.
I
Yeah,
just grabbed
but yeah, that's all you get.
Can that thing summon? Can you summon it?
Can you summon it right here?
Yeah, can you summon it through the wall?
I bet you if it malfunctioned, it would come right
Yeah.
through the wall.
Yeah.
What if
Nice.
you were really in danger? I bet it would.
Yeah.
it. Right. Would it save
yeah,
me?
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
a horse.
Like Kip.
I
Or
wonder if there's a
something.
level of summon. Like, how
Yeah.
quick do I need you to get here right now?
Yeah.
One thing I
in
will
Am I New
say,
Bedford police speed? You got a couple
Yeah,
minutes to get
Right,
out there?
Right. It's just gonna slowly creep on over.
Or do I need to respond immediately?
one thing I will say is you feel like it is significantly heavier than any other car I own or have driven, and you feel that when you're driving it for sure.
Oh, you mean your Polo and your Civic?
No, but even the
1,200
1
pound
series,
crew? Yeah. Also light, though.
it's like 1,000 pounds heavier than it.
I mean, it
It's a lot.
didn't
Big boy.
feel heavy when as
there
a
were four of
passenger.
us in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't.
lot of
No,
man
but when
in
I'm
that
driving
thing.
myself,
Yeah. Yeah. Felt like it could be nimble.
but it's just like,
Could be
Could
quick.
be quick.
yeah, you just get out. Like it
Speaking
just.
of heavy, I put 8 bags of mulch in the back of my Golf today, and I thought maybe you're not supposed to do that.
Nah,
Right?
dude, of course you
Why
are.
not?
do whatever
Bags
you
of
want.
mulch?
Hatchback,
What the hell?
baby.
Are they 50-pound bags?
Your car?
They were heavier than that.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you get some big bags over
Yeah,
there?
they were huge bags.
Come on, dog.
It's like having a whole car full of
It
people.
looked great though. Like
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah, slam, baby.
Finally achieved that stance.
yeah.
It's having a whole car full of people.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, you're fine.
I look forward to the continued Tesla adventures.
I mean, for what I pay and for what you're getting,
It's really tough to beat, honestly. Yeah.
yeah.
For again, if you're just solely like, yep, I need an A to B car for this much money.
It's great.
Well, how was your you stepped out for a little soda pop, I'd imagine, right? I seen you drive to Neon. How was your charging experience?
That was kind of more of a curiosity thing because we've rented them before, and I've done that as far as like you have to charge them and stuff. But I was like, let me just make sure the door opens. Let me make sure it charges before like I'm a week down the road
right.
with
1% battery.
Yeah.
Like, fuck the door.
and I pull up the neon, and then the charging door would open, the charger's disconnected. You don't get. I mean, it's true. Like weird shit happens when you get a Tesla because like there's just weird problems. I mean,
Yeah.
Your brother's the
He's fucking cursed. I mean, my brother's cursed. So yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
get that armrest down in the back.
That's true. Yeah, he comes
And-
up to look at my car.
And nobody else has had that problem but him.
Yeah,
Comes right down.
Will comes out to look at my car, and he's like all jazzed about it. And then he's like, "Oh man," he's like, "Look at the armrest." And he goes to put it down, and it won't go down. And I'm like, "What the hell are you
Poltergeist out here.
doing?"
What the fuck?
And he like puts it up and tries to put it back down. And it only moves like a few inches, and it won't go anywhere. And he's like pulling on it, and I'm like, "All right, well, hold on." Like,
Hold on there, muscly arms.
yeah. And he's like, I was like, "I'll look at it some other time." So then later on, I get home, and I'm like, "All right, let me see what's going on with this." And I like start to slowly pull it down, and it just goes all the way down. And then I put it up, and I like not rip it down, but I like quickly push it down.
Yeah.
It goes down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Fine.
He's
No
just
issues.
cursed, dude.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like the fucking poltergeist. I don't know what's
There's
going
no
on with him.
glaring issues with my delivery besides like the process,
The armor all.
the armor all, whatever.
Yeah.
Better than my
Everything's been
brother's
fine.
process.
Much better,
Yeah.
and a lot better than some others I've heard.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Other than that, pretty uneventful.
That's good.
Pretty cool. You guys went and ride for it? Or
Yeah,
ride
I
in
liked
it?
it.
Yeah.
The back screen's hilarious.
Yeah.
Plenty of room.
Talk about flexing on the pores, having the back screen on that thing. Like, no other car in the class has a screen in the back.
Yeah.
And it's like the easiest thing to add.
For $300 a month.
I was just saying to even get to that level of
I've had
You'd
one
have
car
to-
once with the screen in the back. Oh no, I've got Lexus has a screen in the back, but that's one of the greatest cars ever built.
Yeah.
I-
Similar
that
in
was
price
also-
at its original heyday, though.
Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say to get to that level of rear
I think
entertainment.
$300 a month is what I'm paying for that Lexus, actually. So there you go.
I wish
Tesla-
we had a drive to take in it. You know what I mean? We basically stopped in that car, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We can
Yeah.
go right now, come back.
Yeah. We
Pop out.
I just did. That shit was awesome.
We can just
Yeah,
turn
there's
this
a way to
off.
do it,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I did like a 35 mile. The furthest I did is a 35-mile drive in it from the airport to drop off some relatives.
Did it come fully charged?
It came at 89%. But what I noticed was like the max charging was set at 90.
Yep.
So I immediately moved that to 100.
But I think,
That's my guy.
oh yeah, because it's a lease. So
Yeah.
welcome.
Fuck like it.
But what I want to know is, are you aware of it? Like, are you constantly thinking, like, I got to make sure I charge this fucker?
No, and I'll tell you why. The 1 Series had a 13-gallon tank, and I would get between 280 and 300 miles of range in that for a full tank. The Tesla has a 279 or whatever mile range. So nothing's changing. Like for me, like
Yeah,
nothing-
except that the difference is it's not a matter of like just stopping at the corner.
yeah.
You know,
Well, one of the key factors was there's a gas station right around the corner from me that has
chargers.
12 superchargers, I
Sick.
think.
I was gonna say,
Whatever.
I think
That's a big deal.
you in particular are like one of the best candidates
Yeah.
for this
Cool.
vehicle because of literally where he lives, works, hangs out. Within
Parties.
5 minutes, you can get to a charger.
Yeah, within like 2 or 3 miles, like I can get to a charger from work or my house or here, which is like my 3.
And you're not taking
haunts.
long drives anyway. So worst
Not
case, you
often,
gotta
but
walk.
if I do, it's usually up and down the 95 corridor where like
Yeah.
there's chargers everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Teslaville.
Plus, you're not the first guy to buy a Tesla. So I think
No,
you
no,
should
no,
be
I'm not an
fine.
early
Yeah,
adopter.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Late
not like I'm
adopter.
out there in a Lucid trying to figure it out. You know, like
I don't know if you guys already talked about it, but it is a pretty good looking car.
It
I
does
mean,
look way
I,
better.
I really,
The new
really
3's
like
nice.
the updated look of this.
I
The Mark
am-
II Model 3.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of the way it looks.
Big
it's,
MK2 guy.
It's much
Love
less.
MKs.
It's much less eggy, I would say. I
Yeah,
like
tone down the egg.
the front end a lot more. Now I think the headlights made a big difference. I think I was pointing out to you guys like the back end for me. I like that it's not just a Tesla logo; it says Tesla now on the trunk. But I
Like
think
Porsche.
like the rear like black plastic trim thing. I think it should have been like either shorter or wider. It's like a weird in
I didn't
between.
look at it enough. I was
Yeah.
too focused on Milanakis.
Yeah, well, I'm happy she did that. to the point.
Andrea.
Yeah.
So what I was just thinking too is, did the original Tesla Roadster have Tesla spelt out like that? And it did.
Yeah, my neighbor has one.
I was curious.
I
of
haven't
that.
seen it in a long time, though. I probably got rid of
Bit
it.
of a throwback.
But I agree, it's like a Porsche thing. I don't know. It almost
It's nice to spell it out. It looks
Yeah.
nice back there. you know?
classy. You
It
got to
does.
read a little bit. It's like higher education.
Yeah, yeah, that's the new Lexuses have that too.
Yeah.
It's just Lexus written out on back.
Yeah,
Damn,
helps.
I gotta read now.
Yeah,
Helps widen the booty
that's right.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes that booty pop a little
Yeah,
though.
little
That's
pop.
Right.
just like my shorts that say juicy on the back. It's
Juicy,
on purpose.
juicy couture.
Juicy couture. Well, that brings me to my callback.
You want a Polar?
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
gonna go
dude.
grab one.
I'm good for now. I mean, you might as well grab, a couple extras.
You might know this by now, but I am now a Lexus LX guy,
Yep.
which is great. Best car I ever owned. And when I got it, I was like, well, I can get rid of. I don't need an X5 anymore. I got a truck. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go buy something more reasonable. Corey just got away with $300 a month payment.
You're gonna make a smart.
Old Charlie fucking finance is gonna go out
Take it
there.
down a notch.
Yeah.
He's gonna buy something more reasonable. So I can't get the Tesla. There's definitely gonna pawn one off on my wife in the next couple months, I'd guess. You know what? 2 electric cars You never go full.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to do that. Never go full electric, I believe
Yep.
is the quote. So
It's very close.
I
yeah.
said to myself, you know what I'm going to do? I like my Lexus so much. I'm going to go and I'm going to find the car version of the LX, which is the LS. I'm going to get one a couple years old because I'll tell you what, the amount of depreciation on a Lexus LX makes a 7 Series look downright responsible to buy.
It is a wild.
They
You're
go
actually
from
making money.
They go from like $100 plus $105,000 to like 50, mid 50s inside 2-3 years.
It's a crazy depreciation.
Crazy, absolutely crazy.
And I'd question it's got to be one of the highest, right? Highest depreciation. Like there's certainly cars.
I didn't know anything about it, so I haven't been tracking it for long. So maybe it's been better in the past.
Yep.
But I thought like, oh, an LX, because I saw what LCs did, which has never dropped. They were like 105 and then 80 for years. I looked at the LS, I'm like, I'm going to get fucked over on this thing because they're going to be so much money. I'm going to go pay 80 grand for one. And I'm like, holy shit, this is like a 2021 for $53,000. Like, pretty insane. So,
Why?
What's that?
Why?
I just don't think they sell. And I think people that buy them to own them for a decade.
I was wrong. Take a wild guess of what the fastest depreciating vehicle is. I mean, when you hear it, you're gonna go, "Oh, makes so much sense."
Fastest depreciating?
Yeah.
Like a Bentley or something?
S-Class?
No, Maserati
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Quattroporte loses nearly 2/3 of its value after 5 years.
Carman Cam gets it and never go full E-tard. Love that. We're making a shirt out of that.
Jesus Christ.
God
right
damn
there.
it.
Oh my
We're making
God.
a shirt out of that. You can't have more than one electric car.
Yeah, that's it.
So anyways, I go looking for them. I go looking for these things, and there's like 5 in 100 miles. And I'm like, okay, let's see. I start playing the messageoncars.com game. I talk to the guy at the dealership I actually hate in Hartford, the Lexus guy. And he's like, hey, what do you want to know? I'm like, hey, does this thing have a warranty? Yep, sure does. Oh, what's that consist of? Doesn't respond. I'm like, all right, well, your job is to sit on the internet and respond. So no. So then I call a Buick dealer down in Stonington that has one. And, they're always like, hey, when can you come down? I'm like, all right, tell me about this thing a little bit. It looked green in the pictures. It wasn't. It was definitely old man tan-ish silver.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I popped down there the other day. Saw the LS500. Talked to my man in sales over there. Fairly good guy. He's been at that dealership for 4 days, so he's got a real good lay of the land. But
Really? That many days?
It's a Buick GMC dealership, but they must realize that their brand sucks. So what they do is they buy a ton of used cool shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, we sell 200 cars a month. We sell them on the internet all day long. We ship them all the time. They had like 2 C8 Vets, 1 brown, 1 tennis ball yellow.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, oh, these guys fucking came to play. B7 Alpina in the front.
Wow.
M8, all sorts of shit. So they have this LX. And I'm like, all right, let me check this thing out. And like they were pretty old school dealership, kind of little pushy with the stuff, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Got the Polar Orange Stride hits
Yeah.
every time, dude.
Yeah.
So whatever, we get in. He takes a copy of my license. We're going for a ride. My brother's with me, but you got to bring him. So we get in this car. I'll tell you what, the interior on that car is like it's like sitting in a museum. It's magnificent, like an art museum. My brother's in the back seat, just reclined out, all the leg room in the world. He's got his own control panel from the armrest.
And he's not
He's
a small
putting
dude.
up the curtains. No, my brother's 6'3",
He's not a small guy.
heavier than me,
Yeah.
mid-2s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big man. And I'm in the front, lounged out. The guy, our sales guy's 6'4", all the way back. Magnificent, dude. Sound system, it's got a 24-speaker, 2,400 watt sound system.
Oh wow. What?
Yeah. Mark Levinson, who, I might have talked about this before, but Mark Levinson, nobody knows who the fuck he is except for me because I'm into the shit. He's the one that set up the sound system in Studio 54 in the loft. He's a fucking sound legend.
Wow.
This system, dude, insane. Interface, that's where we get to the issue. I mean, the leather on this had to be an inch thick. The car was sick. It's Lexus's mouse interface.
Yep.
2020 is the year before touchscreen.
Yep.
So whatever. We play with it a little bit. I'm just trying to find the massage seat. I find the massage seat, it's buried. It's There's got to be 20 different massages, and this is like someone's kneading you in the back with their fist. I mean, this is crazy. The massage on my truck is like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. So we go for a ride on this thing. Plenty powerful, floats down the highway. Dead silent. I was riding it with this radio off just to see how quiet this fucking
Which
thing
is pretty
was.
impressive for a now nearly 6-year-old car.
Yeah. Dead silent. But, dude, zero personality to drive. Like,
Numb.
it's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You don't feel anything in the road. You're disconnected. It's a limo. You know what I mean? But, like, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
But you're driving around and you're just like, oh, okay. Like, I always have semi-fun, semi-sporty stuff, so it's just a different thing, you know? Then we come back and I'm like, all right, I just want to, let me make sure CarPlay works. Not CarPlay, Android Auto. After like 20 minutes, no Android Auto. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of, that's a big problem. He's like, I bet you can get it. Let me call the Lexus dealer. They're calling the Lexus dealer. It turns out it's a retrofit you can do. It's like, yeah, see, you grab it. You just go to Lexus, they'll put it in. And like that. It sounds like something you got to do.
Right. Right.
I don't work here at all. Like, I don't. And he's like, yeah, well, the problem is, like, the next guy's probably not going to care. I'm like, all right. I mean, he can buy it then. And like,
then it's his
okay,
problem.
but if that was fixed, would you buy it? Would it be the car for you? I'm like, yeah, maybe, but I want to see the 21 just to see how the touchscreen goes, yada, yada, yada. He's like, yeah, well, the touchscreen is going to be money for the 21. I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm going to have to drive this thing for years. Like, what's it going to cost me, an extra couple $100? Like,
right.
even a couple $1,000. So they were supposed to get back to me on that. They were calling in Skip Lexus. That they abandoned ship on that whole thing, you know? So anyways, we go grab lunch on the way back, and I'm like, all right, let me just look at what my buddy's dealership has on a lot. The guy I bought all my cars off, you know? And he's got an M8 Grand Coupe. I'm like, all right, let me send him let me text him, hey, if you can get me in it for the money I'm paying now, I'll want it. He comes back with the numbers, and he's close. What a fucking bad idea was to message this guy, dude. So, I mean, long story long, I bought an M5 competition. Like a fucking idiot. With all the things. So, no responsible decision was made.
Nope.
But I'm out of an SUV, which I think is better for the environment, and I bought a car that's much more efficient and reasonable. There I am. Same shit, different wrapper.
I mean, you can probably get to places a little faster,
Exactly.
therefore
It's
using less
I'm
gas.
out there in Providence, but
Well,
yeah.
that's
It's
true.
lighter. It's Brands Hatch Gray. Matt would ask what color it is with all the carbon shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what happens every time I go to this fucking
What
place.
did you say, 22?
22, yeah. So
let's get some photos. You
Yeah.
have to spell whatever brands, whatever.
Brands, BRANS, like the racetrack.
It's funny. I forgot to mention the infotainment on the Lexus. Awful on the Tesla.
The infotainment on the Lexus, you should go use it. Then you'd love the Tesla because it was from hell.
The best way I can put together the infotainment on the Tesla was like the 2010 Cadillac Q integration.
Oof.
Except for the touch controls actually work.
Hey, there you go.
We take a victory where we can.
You got to take it when you can get it,
Yeah.
buddy. Yes. So that's where I went. So yeah, I went something with a little bit more personality, a little more modern.
A little more me.
Yeah, the Lexus was cool, but I was like, I don't think I'm old enough or an accountant enough to drive this car.
What do we
Let's
got
see
for?
if they show me some colors. No.
No, just type in Brands, BRANDS Hatch. That was the
I
media
did,
color.
but the
Oh, Brad's Hatch. There you go.
oh, there we go.
Brands.
Yeah, just go. I mean, yeah.
There we go.
That's what it is. It's like a darker cement gray. That has
Does it
the
have
car.
those wheels on it?
That is the car.
Yeah. My wheels are.
That's a CS.
I mean, those are
Oh.
pretty good. Those are pretty good for.
So that's what the
What
lips
about that top right one?
This one right here.
That looks like it. Maybe hit
With
it.
the black grill?
Yeah, mine's got a black grill.
Okay.
My wheels are that.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that
the
looks
UK
like
one.
that looks similar to it. Anyways, it's that color. It's
Steering
got
wheel on the
carbon
right.
lips and carbon shit on it. The guy wrapped the whole thing, even the key, which is the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's got 14,000 miles on it. And then these guys over there owed me a favor, so I actually made out okay. Yeah. I
Another
like those wheels
CS.
better.
Those LeBron.
I think
Those are
I think the
nice.
lip on my car is a CS lip.
That's why I was. Yeah.
Or
that's-
mine looks more aggressive than that. So anyway, I'm still like, I fucking signed the deal and say I'm just waiting for some things to come together. I could still go to hell, but I don't think so. I think it's coming. So
yeah. I think it's gonna.
there. So you know how I've always had these coolant woes with my previous one.
Yep.
I go to try to get this thing home today, and they're like, "Oh, there's a stop sale on them because the coolant bottle leaks." I'm like, "You sons of bitches!" I drove the M8 Grand Coupe they had, which had the options just weren't right, and it smelled so badly of coolant when I got it back. And it's like, "Yeah, I don't know if there's anything wrong with them." Like, there definitely is. And then there's a stop sale on all those
Oh
cars.
my
so.
god.
Yeah. So that's it's ridiculous fast. It felt like an R35, the R35s I've driven. So that's good. Get the kids to school faster.
It's
There you
perfect.
go.
Yeah.
Can leave the house later.
Yeah,
Get
dude.
there earlier.
What's better than that?
Sleep longer. Yeah.
Really
There you go.
efficient time
Drive
wise.
better.
And it's all-wheel
More
drive.
relaxed. More rested.
It is. It's all-wheel drive. That was a big help. Big
Yeah.
help. Don't drive the Lexus in the winter, you know?
Easy
Yeah.
to sell.
Easy sell. And then the last thing I have for callbacks is this weekend. Josh was there. A couple of us were there. Lock City, we did a press day for Staggered.
Mm-hmm.
And it had to be one of the greatest days of my motoring life.
It was a full work day of awesomeness.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was just going to be take some pictures.
No, there was a
Turn out
plan.
to be a full-on, like, track day.
Lots of track time, lots of seat time, lots of media time.
And I think Shabby sandbagged me by telling me to bring my Mira. You know? I think he was like, you know what? I'm going to tell Chuck to bring his slowest car.
There
But-
you go.
But
And
I
little did
mean,
he know, that's the most track-capable car I own.
it's the only car I've seen bullying Jay Sear.
I was bullying him, dude. Wait till those pictures come out.
It's
I feel bad for Jay. I was bullying him so hard in that thing, dude.
unbelievable. It's so good. So good.
Dude, it was full-on monsoon raining, and everybody was running the track, grip and drift, and
Yep.
everyone's being courteous. But there was a point where it was me, Bear, Nick, a couple other dudes, all in grip cars,
Yep.
hammering around that track in the goddamn rain.
Yep.
And I was keeping up to these bastards in the K car because they all had power that would slip. Not me.
you
Pinned all the
you
way.
had grip and precision. That's the
Dude, then we'd get, oh yeah, Micah Brawl. He was with me on a couple laps. He just bought one. He's like, let's go.
Yep.
On the straight at Cannon, you come over the bump, you shift right before it. At the 4 on the braking zone, you hit the speed limiter on the car, which is 140 kph, which I think is 84 miles an hour.
Yep.
You lift for a second, brake in, and you're good, dude.
Yeah.
On the straight's the only place I'd really get wrecked, but on the turns and stuff, that car's insane. I had so much fun, so many laps. I can't thank Mike and Josh and everybody at Lock City enough for like thinking about us
Yeah,
to be part of the
including
media
us.
day. The media footage, I'm not going to give any of it away, is going to be so fucking cool
Should
for
be
the
sweet.
promo stuff.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, shout out to everybody who was there. Everybody there is involved pretty massively in Lock City or the local scene, and it was cool. It's gonna be good for media.
A lot of good stuff. Just look for it and look even more so forward to Staggered itself happening in September.
It reminded me how much fun Staggered was last year.
Yep.
How if you missed it, you fucked up. Don't fuck up this year.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna bring a different car to drive on the track every day,
It's not
or I just
that's-
might bring the Mirror the first day and drive it the whole time.
There you go.
Come to the conclusion that it might be faster than the Miata on the track.
That would be a hell of a
Maybe.
race.
Yeah.
That'd be a heck of a race.
In the straights, the Miata would have me, but not by a lot.
Yep. It'd be a good timed race to just see like what you could go flat out in each.
Is that one of these situations where it just feels like it's going really fast because it's like
I know. I was keeping up with fairly fast stuff, although once it got dry, not so much.
Yeah. The rain,
It is
really brought the field together.
It's technical on the back of that course, so it's good back there. But as I said, the straight, I mean, dude, you could pull fucking bus lens on me in anything in a fucking Toyota Camry. Like it is not fast.
Yeah, it didn't have much to offer in the straight.
It kind of runs out of breath. I think if
Yeah.
I shifted earlier, because I'm shifting at like 8,500 RPM because it's available.
Yeah.
It runs out of steam at about 5,500. So if I shifted to fifth at 5,500, I might have gone a little higher up in the speed.
Yeah, 82
So
perhaps.
yeah, what a blast, dude! Staggered's going to be unbelievable. So yeah, I don't think tickets are up yet. But yeah, shouts to those guys. Staggered is going to be so sick. And
Shouts to that.
I don't know if I'll be able to take people for laps during the event. I think I might be able to. I was an instructor last year, so that
I
kind
was
of
gonna say the instructor part. Yeah, you can do it for
They
that.
can take
but-
you for laps.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
true.
well, I don't like instructing in that regard. I'm more of a track tour guy. But yeah, I did. I went on Sam's car, and that
Yeah.
thing was fucking insane last year. And he was there this weekend,
Yep.
and he was getting at it. He was getting onto it, you know.
Getting out there in the Mark II,
But
and
it's-
he's built a Mark I for it.
It really made me appreciate mixed media driving, having drifting and grip on the same track.
Oh, it's so cool.
was
looking.
just fun. It's definitely not good for anybody's time, but it was fun, dude.
Yeah,
You'd
no, it
like
was
be
great.
behind someone that's drifting, be like, that's fucking sick, and then
It
you
was
pop in
cool.
front.
That was a mixed media fight in New Bedford.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, It's kind of
Exactly,
mixed media. It's a
that's
mixed
fun.
media episode.
really get that same idea going. Yeah.
It's fun.
But man, what a blast!
The melting pot of culture.
Stagger's gonna be so sick, dude. I can't wait.
Also, there was Bone Cruising 3 at Widowmaker.
Oh, okay, yeah, I had one or the other. I was in bad dad zone.
That's what we figured. I'm like, yeah, he spent a long day at the track yesterday, so I brought my daughter to that. She enjoyed it. It was first big car thing that she was at for a significant
She
amount
was
of
there
time.
for a little because you were the
She
guy
had a
there before
camera in
me.
her hand for the whole thing. She
Yep,
was-
yep. She was
Yeah,
enjoying
dude, that
it.
looked like a hell of an event. Look at everybody came out despite the weather.
Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
In spite of the weather, just show the weather. Fuck you, weather.
Filled the lot. John was a little worried with the weather, but
Don't be worried, baby.
got there. You know, the old faithful showed up. It was a perfect mix of old heads, new heads, to just hang out.
The last meet I was at for John was a disaster weather-wise, and still a ton of people showed up. So
That was another Widowmaker.
yeah,
one, right?
John's got the
yeah.
backing of the people.
Yep. Yep. So I think at some point there will be another one this year. So make sure you look forward to
Matt
that.
Wood doesn't have a car that can be tracked. Any car can be tracked, buddy.
Yeah, you can get out there.
The wagon can definitely be done.
Yeah, the wagon be dope. It's
What about
faster.
the-
It's faster than the fucking Mira.
What about the guy in the wagon when time at Canaan? He was getting after it. It was like 2 years ago at Canaan.
Which wagon was it?
It was white. It was one of Jesse's buddies. It was his wife's car.
Oh, yeah.
It's his wife's.
I forgot who that was.
He was
He was
getting
fucking
after it.
getting after it, dude.
It was like a white Jetta sport wagon.
So
or
wait,
something?
Staggered is capped at 2011 and older? I don't think so.
My car's a 92. I
that
did pretty well
possible?
last year.
I
Unless it
guess
is this
I've
year.
Never seen. Wait, what year is Pudva's car?
Pub's car's a drift car.
Oh, you're talking.
Good question. Yeah, I
Puffer's
I
car's
did
fucking new,
feel
dude.
as if they wanted to cap it. I can't remember if they actually
Was
did
it
or not. I believe they
2011?
did. They might have.
That's crazy.
Huh.
All right, well, you got time to buy something
I
older?
feel like I remember seeing newer things.
There were definitely newer things.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I definitely like visually. I remember seeing newer things, unless I'm fooled by what 2011 is.
2011, in my mind, is almost brand new.
Dude,
If I'm honest, almost brand new.
it'll fool you. It'll fool you.
But maybe it is capped. Maybe there is a date on it. We'll get clarity on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it for the track or for the show?
Nah, I don't think the show.
Maybe for the track, yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, if I'm out there in this fucking M5, I mean, I'll die in a fiery crash, and it'll be bad for the event.
Right.
But you'll win. You know,
I'll win. I
That-
will win.
That publicity.
First to
will
the
be-
pearly gates, buddy.
That's it. Racing to the end of your life.
Yeah.
What else was?
Press that pedal till
Oh.
I win this event or see Jesus, one of them.
Lock City also had the first round of Street Series comp on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
There was some
Hefty competition. or
hefty
what?
competition, some drama.
There was
I'm not
drama?
going to get into the drama.
There was
but
drama?
There was
I
drama.
love
Oh,
the
no, I
drama.
like hearing about the drama.
Yeah,
there was
tell me
drama.
about it.
I
What was wrong?
I'm not
What
familiar
did Jordan
enough.
do?
Jordan got a W. His first W under
Jordan
his
got
belt.
W. Nice work, buddy.
Yep.
Blood in the water, baby. Night style
First
forever.
W. Yeah, he made it past one. Yeah, there was some drama. Let's just put. I
love
don't.
a
I don't know.
drama,
I don't
dude.
even know. I assume it's public. I don't know for sure.
I wasn't there. I didn't know anything about it until you said it.
Yeah, dude. You
not that
stop
public.
spreading rumors.
Name names.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if there's a
can't.
cap.
I honestly
What
don't.
kind of
even-
cars?
Drift cars.
We're coming for more. God bless. Jordan's ready, baby.
But there is going to be second round two. You know, all I'm saying is like, there's some heat. There's some blood in the water. There's people who are going to come out swinging.
Jordan said he lost to the winner, but I heard his bat was corked. So
Winner was actually a red E30, looking fast,
love that, dude.
not loose, but loose in a good way, looking real fine. I watched the live stream for a few minutes, and that was one of the runs I seen. I was like, hot
They had a
damn.
live
They
stream.
had a live
of this?
stream.
They did. Well, somebody who was, I think Brian, who was kind of working and helping along, was live streaming. So I can't remember if it was on the Under the Lock City.
These guys, innovation. Every
They-
single shirt they put out.
They would really love to
All
do
the
a live
merch.
stream, but I don't know if they have the budget to toss that to make it happen, or anybody to kind of run it either.
What do you mean?
We're live streaming right now, dude. We don't have a budget at all.
Throw a
We're-
GoPro
Wait,
on
this
the
is
top
live?
of a telephone
Well,
pole.
the thing is, we're not in the middle of a track as well.
Not yet. Not with that
Yeah,
attitude.
That's true. That's true.
You got plenty of cameras.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
just point 'em
yeah.
a couple
We'll
places.
figure it out.
Well,
We can
anyways,
make
great
some time.
weekend.
Wonderful motorsport
Good
weekend.
times.
Bone Cruiser was
altogether.
fun. You know what's awesome about that too is the beer is really good there. I hadn't had it before, and the food, the bone and bread.
Bone and bread.
Oh,
is-
bone
yeah,
and bread
delicious.
slaps. Dude.
what did
Yeah.
you get?
I got a corn dog, and then I got the ramen after that.
I thought it was ramen.
Oh,
That's right.
wow. I didn't even
It
think.
had like pulled pork on the top of it.
yeah.
It was like, you know,
I obviously having my child there, she wants French fries,
Yeah.
so we just got French fries and pizza rolls that she didn't eat. So that was perfect.
Toby ordered 2 pizza rolls, and they come 2 in an order.
Yes.
And he thought he was ordering 1 order, and then they gave him 2 orders, and he was like, "Oh, I was wondering why."
Oh, so he had.
but he was
4.
already 3 sheets to the wind at that.
Right,
Oh
point.
yeah, he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
being a little
Yeah,
bitch about pizza rolls. Dude.
Tobias was feeling himself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It
he was. He was.
Yeah, he's got in trouble for that, dude.
He
that
got-
was a
got
good day though.
handsy.
I gotta say, I'm definitely getting old because like the weather was actually annoying me because it kept saying it was going to stop.
Yeah.
and I just kept being like, "Who can I hold responsible?"
So that's whoever controls the
God
fucking
damn you, weather.
whoever controls the Doppler radar,
Oh,
you need to be
God.
fired immediately.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
not good.
Because both days I looked,
Oh, it's a fake job.
and I'm like,
Absolutely.
oh, cool. It'll be a little bit of a sprinkle
yeah,
before 9, but the rest of the day is cloudy. I'm cool with cloudy.
Yeah.
Rained all day on Saturday. And then next day, same thing. A little bit of a sprinkle. That won't be too bad. We'll get there. Hopefully we can set up, and then it'll go away and be
Saturday
cloudy.
was such a fucking whiff.
And then Sunday, it just continued to rain
all
the
day.
entire day.
But it was like the
as
kind
well.
of rain where it just kept saying
Misting.
light rain will stop
Yeah.
in 6
Yeah.
minutes all day long in 6 minutes.
It was misting where it
Yeah.
hurts, like little needles.
Just like-
yeah.
It was 5
Eventually,
minutes
6
long.
minutes. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I was driving up there. At one point, it was downpouring so much that I was like, I'm just gonna turn around.
yeah.
That was racing too. Everyone had full wipers on. I'm like, I was seriously just
Oh, yeah,
giggling,
on
being
Saturday,
like, I'm
yeah.
in danger, and we're like, front wheel drive. I'm not used to going fast in. I find out if it just doesn't turn, just hold it. It'll turn eventually. you
Yeah,
know?
it'll go in that direction. Or at
Puddles
least
on
another
track,
one for-
dude.
Yeah.
So much fun. Racing in the rain might be my new favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
These guys love drifting in the rain.
That's because that
Yeah,
thing
free
has no
tires.
inertia. So if you spin out, it stops before it hits anything, right? It's just
Dude, where am I gonna go? You know what I mean?
good to go.
The problem is all the other way heavy, way crash structured cars around me, but
Yep. Literally would have cut right
Whatever.
through
You know?
Yes.
wheel to wheel shit, baby.
Butter. Can't get out there if you don't want to take the risk. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
it was so much fun. Yeah, rain, please.
No, it was great. So all around great motorsport weekend. Want to hit the B for B real quick?
Definitely.
Let me see if I still have it, dude.
There we go.
Bucks for the boys. What's up, guys? It's me still, Chuck. And I'm here to talk to you about Bucks for the Boys. What is Bucks for the Boys? Well, it is our value for value donation system to keep this party rocking. All you have to do is go to revivalmotoring.com/B4B and check out the old sustainable donations or standing donation section where you can pick an amount you like to hook the boys up with monthly, weekly, yearly. I don't even know how it works, to be honest with you. Pick any amount, and that helps keep the bills steady, keep us going. So if we're worth anything at all to you, please check that out. You can also, obviously, we know it's an economic sad time. It has been for years. So you can go on the old PayPal and look up, hit up info@revivalmotoring.com with a donation of any amount at all, 25 cents, big number for us. And you put a message in there, and we are contractually obligated to read that message on air. Let's say you get a friend that listens and doesn't pay. Let us know so we can call them out.
Mm-hmm.
We'd love that. Big moves for us. Also, we understand it's still economic hard time. So cash is tough. Cash is tight. Other ways to help us produce the podcast, you can hit us up on the Instagrams or the emails with hot tips, tricks, songs, music, dance, whatever you like.
Oh, I
So-
found the greatest Spotify playlist ever.
We're
I
gonna
put
talk
it on
about
for you
that.
guys.
Love that.
Solid play.
More value.
Yep.
Got to reward that with value. Big deal. Also, you want to do something for free? Minimal effort. You can tell your friends about the podcast. I know you get friends at Like Automotive, so tell them. We find a nice way to do is to force people to listen to the podcast. So if, let's say, you get a long drive, you get a bar mitzvah or something, you're the DJ, just play the Revival Motoring podcast. We love
That's
that.
it.
Get
Turn it
that
on
going.
for 'em.
Big event. Just let them know. And let them know about the B for B. And then, God, I lost my place. I get too excited about the bar mitzvah. What else we got going on here?
The
Revival.
chat.
Reviews.
You gotta come in the
Oh,
chat.
Jesus. Reviews just for you. The best way to experience the Revival Motoring podcast, and we suggest someone, you do this at least once, because then you get hooked, is to go on the old, about 7 p.m. Eastern time. Every Wednesday, you hop on the YouTube. We go live. We have a chat room of our big, giant Revival Motoring chat room family
Huge.
that distracts us the entire time and adds massively to our event of a podcast.
I mean, every now and then they come through. Well, I just received the AdSense payment from the YouTube donations a couple weeks ago. Just
Yeah.
received it. Wild.
$12.
Wild to see what we got. It
So
was
you love to
wild.
see
A
it.
wonderful day.
Chat's big for us, and it's totally fun. It's interactive. We do read every single chat, trying to get better at ignoring as much as we can of it.
Yes.
So that's about what I got. Josh, what do you have?
If you're an active B4B subscriber, you will receive some stuff from us in the mail every now and again. Working on some buckets. I think we're going to make some B4B buckets for
Bucket
the
hats?
boys. Because we donated some stuff for the Walk City Comp. I put together some supplies that would help people both in the garage and at the track in a nice 5-gallon pail. And I'm like, you know what? That's a great little prize for these guys. I think we should give that away in our own style with our own bucket for the B4B. So that's what I'm in the process of doing, getting some buckets, some 3.5-gallon pails
That's
we
right.
went with because those seem to be the best, most efficient. They'll fit in your cupboards, where mama hides the peanut butter. And we'll stuff that with some stuff for your automotive needs, some rubbers, some galoshes, things like that.
Nice.
Something you really use on a daily basis.
Right, yeah, whatever you find yourself mandem tandem, you can fucking pop,
Got it going,
pop,
dude.
pop that
Got it
bucket
going.
open. So we will have that for next month's. Actually, no, we may not have that for next month's winter because that's going to creep up on me faster than I thought. We will have that for a winter soon enough.
We got 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm going to try to. I'm waiting on the buckets to arrive. I ordered like 10 of them just to have. So that is what is up. Again, you're automatically entered. If you're an active B4B member, you don't have to do anything else. We will get in touch with you and let you know if you won or not once we spin the spinning wheel of happiness. That's all I got.
Whoa.
ZSP 192. Shout out to the boys getting me through late work. Nice $10. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's a huge help to the boys.
Every week, what we do is
yep.
we take our listens and we take our bucks and we math them. And then what that tells us is how we performed the week prior. And I am happy to inform everyone listening right now that the week prior we performed at 32 cents per listen.
Up and up.
Damn, here
Boom.
we go. Here we go.
32
3-2.
cents per listen is our 4th highest ever.
It's pretty big.
Pretty big. Pretty big.
Pretty big.
Pretty big. So shout out to everyone who helps out with that. We definitely appreciate it. And yeah, in 2 weeks we'll give some shit away to you guys.
I want to say something about the B4B.
Fire away.
I want to say something.
Let's go.
Every week, Chuck does the B4B spiel, unless he's not here, and then Shook kind of doesn't do it. But the point is, it's the same thing, and I think people hear it over, and they're like, okay, it's B4B time. I can, whatever.
It's almost like a little commercial
Crank
break.
one out. Check out the missing person on the milk cart.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Typical
exactly.
stuff.
But here's the thing. Like, I don't know about you, but, I'm paying for, like, a few different streaming services.
Too many.
And I realized recently that, I haven't watched shit on some of them in, like, months.
Yep.
Yeah, cut
You
those
know?
fuckers out, dude.
And that's stupid, right? Like, you're just
Leeches.
paying them and, But this, every week.
You're here.
You can
are
be here. You can be in there. It's basically like hanging out.
I was going to say, we
Right.
are a direct line.
A direct line.
Literally, and you reach out to us, any one of us, probably only going to take 1 or 2 messages at most. You could really influence this whole program.
That's it. And everybody here.
Oh, big time, dude. Big
Everybody
time.
here who want, like, in this chat, they all want to talk about cars, right? And everybody in their lives is sick of them trying to talk about cars all the time.
Yep.
But for, 6, 9, 8 hours a week or whatever total, I don't know, 3, 6,
8.
I'd say 8 Yeah,
hours?
realistically 8.
You can listen to this. You can listen to the Revival Motoring podcast, and you can join the chat here, and you can talk about cars nonstop, and nobody's ever going to stop you.
No,
you know?
we love it.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're gonna cheer you on.
We're like a group.
It's worth $2 or $10 or $20 or $60 or $200 a month. You know.
For sure, man. You're looking for someone to talk you into buying a car?
Yeah.
There you go.
The
Yeah.
crazy concept that we always put across or try to put across is that literally at $2 would like skyrocket.
It would
this.
make I'd be able to replace the light bulbs and the
Well,
lights.
and it's so worth it. I mean, look, I listened back. Like I did that thing where I heard one episode and then
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to listen to all the episodes.
which is on a
It's
podcast.
a lot.
crazy.
It's a lot. It's a lot of
It's
time.
many.
But I realized, like, wow, this is my main source of entertainment. I really should give some value back. You know,
Well, I certainly appreciate
That's
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's big
That's it. You got to
appreciation.
do it. You gotta do it.
Genuinely appreciate that. Yeah, and we'll be here as long as we can till the Earth is no longer here. Till I don't know, somebody takes over. Something.
Yeah,
We'll keep going.
we're here, buddy.
Here's the thing: the Earth will always be here, but what it's going to do is around its equator area, it's going to shit out another planet, and then we're going to migrate to that planet.
Ooh,
That's correct.
I like
And we'll
that.
move the studio.
Everyone expands via
Yeah,
equators.
yeah.
That's good.
You guys don't do this. I'm moving the studio. Oh wait, you can't do that anymore.
That
Can't
was
do
in
that
the
anymore.
studio.
What do you say? I have a few small newses. You want to jump into that?
I had a little. I forgot. Small little callback. I was sent.
No more callbacks.
Will. Remember Will with the Lucid?
yeah.
And we were talking all that shit about the glass
Yeah,
and how it was just like, holy shit, this must
yeah. I'm
be
getting out.
millions.
Getting out. I sold all my shares.
About $1,500. So expensive, more expensive than
Wait, 1,500 replace the whole roof?
windshield roof. Yeah.
That's not
Not-
really
not
bad.
too-
I guess because there's no
I don't know if that
paint,
makes you
right?
feel good or bad because either it's made out of something really, really poor, and that's why it's so cheap.
Yeah, that's what my X5 windshield cost.
It was, but we were
That's
thinking
crazy.
that it was like, the price of a small
Yeah,
compact
same,
car.
same. Hey, that's-
and it's
that's
at
a
least,
rate.
Yeah.
You
at
get a rate.
least
Will's getting us a
doable.
rate.
Yeah.
Is $1,500 just the price of the piece and not the installation?
Might be.
Wait, so what are we talking about here? Is this like a windshield that continues?
Oh my god,
Oh yeah. It goes basically to,
Josh! I think a little show and tell would be necessary.
to
Yeah, I
where
can't
the
say I'm
roof
familiar.
line would be. Let me see if
I think
can,
this is definitely a good. Yeah, I mean, if you just search like Lucid,
It's a big ass
windshield,
bitch. Tell you that much.
lucid
right now.
roof glass.
Yeah, you'll definitely get something that'll.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a perfect photo.
Yeah.
I love the clarification though.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
dude.
Yeah, it's above your head. Well, obviously, it is
That's
the
some
roof.
bubble shit.
Wait,
Uh,
this roof's above your
That's some
head.
Homer Simpson shit.
But-
Yeah.
What blew
Dude,
my
prepare
mind,
for your fucking visor never to work again.
dude. What blew my mind was the visors mounted directly to said
That guy's a
windshield.
nerd, dude.
Wait a minute. I
Is
think
that
we're
guy
missing the
looking
point.
over the thing?
This dude has a visor in the middle of an entire glass roof.
Yeah, what's up?
So,
What's
Right,
going on?
right. It just kind of.
like,
I mean, if you're gonna be committed and let the sun blind you all the
yeah,
time.
right. Or how about auto dimming?
Maybe I was gonna say dim the window.
well,
I will
Sun-
say-
put sunglasses on.
The
micro louvers.
the glass gets progressively tinted as it goes up.
You know,
A lot of
we
windshield.
were talking about the Tesla has the inner layer in between the glass and the windows. It's
Yeah.
laminated for sound. They make a inner layer for glass that has what they call micro louvers in it, and it's the same kind of effect as like those little hologram things, where if you look straight through it, you can see through it no problem. But as soon as you hit an angle, now that louver is like at an angle,
Yeah.
and now you can't see it at all.
Wow.
That's what they need. That's what these fuckers
Maybe bump
need.
that price up.
Yeah, micro louver that.
I think
shit.
you got to hit up Lucid, give them some of these ideas.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
See,
a
there you
good
go.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it ends like
It
here.
ends at the B pillar.
It looks a
Yeah.
lot like my forehead, you know, like it's just sort of like.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were thinking. Yeah, and it's got this, this chode mounted to the top
It's like a
of it.
spine
Here.
of some
spine.
sort.
Well, they
Yeah.
probably really didn't want that, but they just had to have it there.
Yeah, you got to put some of the stuff there.
They
all
should
the
just
stuff.
put some mirrorizing on the little center part, you know, like
I don't like that guy's above the thing. I guess gonna put a seat down.
he is not a model.
It's crazy.
This is,
He kind of looks like Bizarro Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah. It looks like the main guy from Silicon Valley mixed with
yeah.
He
Daniel
does.
Ricciardo.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
looks wildly confused, the guy in this picture.
Really long.
That's exactly how I look though when I get in the car.
He might be AI generated.
That's
Oh,
an
that
AI
right
guy.
there. That's the.
That's
Huh?
how I look.
It's the-
that was
Oh,
me.
yeah,
That
you
Yo,
can
was-
look
see
at the
he's got 9
honker.
fingers
Look
on
at the
that
honker
hand.
on that guy,
I can
dude.
hear the noise of his face. The huh. That's what he's doing. He's
It's like
The
a little
schnoz
squeak
on this
coming
dude. This
out
is
of
my
his
brother.
nose right
Yeah.
there.
having a
my
wonderful
God.
time. All right, I got to get rid of that before we get ourselves in trouble. B for B, thank you very much.
Here
Yeah,
we
thank
go.
you guys.
That was the callback. I think that covers it. We did have an email as well. Unrelated.
Oh, do you have a review? Did you say you had a review?
No, but you can support us
Yes.
by leaving a review,
5 stars only.
which is incredibly helpful to us because when people are searching through their automotive podcasts or searching through just podcasts in general that might interest them, if they see a podcast that has a bunch only 5-star reviews,
They're gonna pick it.
And
Kind of like me on Amazon. You know?
Do we want to talk? Did we talk about the chicken guy? Did you have something to talk
you know
about?
what? I had something to talk about the chicken guy.
Let's get going on the chicken guy.
Fuck the chicken guy.
Fuck the chicken guy. Fuck the chicken tax, dude.
I wanted chicken today, and I
Yep.
said I'm not going to be able to get chicken today. So what I do?
Yeah.
I went to Whole Foods at lunch,
Yep.
bought a whole rotisserie chicken. I ate it at home.
Oh, but that's good. I mean, that's a good choice.
No
for
chicken
any
tax.
day.
No chicken tax.
Yeah.
Probably cheaper than the chicken guy.
The chicken tax paid for an entire chicken.
Get the fuck out of
That's
here.
crazy.
Yeah, well, $5.99, close enough. But yeah,
$5.99 for a whole
that's
rotisserie
I,
chicken.
I'd have bought
Did you
chicken.
eat the whole thing, or did you save
Yeah, I
it
ate
for
the whole
later?
thing.
So, if you're reasonable
Hold
about
on.
it, you eat half of it, and then you take that other side and
Yeah.
you put it on a sandwich the next day. Oh, come on.
yeah.
Yeah, so fuck the chicken tax guy. He decided to
chicken tax
respond
guy.
to our reviews, which
There
is
was a-
crazy. He's trying to make us look like we're trying not to tip,
Trying-
which
yeah.
is bullshit.
Yeah, that was.
You got to pay your
Scott
people a living
Norton calling
wage.
me
dude.
out
I mean,
there.
do we want to start? The thing is, Josh, you sent that photo over, but it wasn't the whole review. I couldn't see everything.
Oh
You
no.
got to pull up the review, dude.
Yeah,
let
it said
me
this
see
goes
if I-
Trying to kill us
directly-
with kindness.
Yeah.
It does not.
Also, did he only respond to Josh, not you?
Yeah.
He,
He
knew
responded,
you
he
meant
responded to
business.
both of us. No, he responded to both of us. He responded to mine too.
Same message.
Oh, did he?
I didn't read Josh's, so probably. Yeah, he was trying to say that it goes directly to the staff, yada yada yada. But then there's a tip screen after.
Yeah.
I tipped my man out every single time I went there before. This guy's
Right. And yeah, with
Yeah.
even I'm not even going to give his review.
fuck the chicken guy. Go on there and
30
leave a bad
seconds.
review.
But the point is, how gratuity works. I believe it is based on your service. Thus, at the end of said meal, when you have a waitress, you can pay. But if you're assuming how much I'm going to give for gratuity up front, that's not gratuity. That is a charge.
Look, man,
Correct.
it's 2024. Gratuity is there's no rhyme or reason. We're all
Yeah,
lost.
it's
Forget
whatever,
about it.
right?
No, I
yeah.
just saw someone tell the other day. I forgot who it was, but it was like, if I'm standing up,
Dude,
there's no
that
gratuity.
clip
Well,
went
yeah.
viral. Yeah.
Who
it's-
was it? Who said?
Just some two random dudes
Yeah.
who would do a podcast. He was like, "New rule: if I'm standing up, I'm not tipping. We're
Yeah.
both working just as hard."
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
He's like, "We're both about to go on break."
But then to be fair, like if I go to a place that I love or I order from a place that I really like, I have
place
no
we just went
problem
to?
tipping them. And
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
right.
no problem.
Like, you're gonna
I tipped
every
those
time.
guys $10 on a freaking
Right.
salad.
Yeah.
And you just all you did was reach. Actually, he did bring it over to where we were
Oh,
sitting.
he
over
did the
counter.
best. That's
So
fucking Mice Calzones. You want to see a real spot up there?
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
up, see those guys as real as
It
possible.
was extremely good. I'm still feeling it and tasting it. It
That's
was
good.
delicious.
You
Big
will
shouts
for quite
to-
some time.
big
Tomorrow
shouts to
morning when you
Mike's.
wake up, you'll be like,
Little
"Whoa."
shawarma. Oh, there she is.
I still got some soft fries over there.
Yeah.
But,
But yeah, that's how I handled my chicken craving for today.
That's a
Love
good.
that, too.
I like that. I
We
like
would do that
a
for
lot.
dinner one night.
Eat
eat 'em live.
Want to cue the boys? Yeah,
Yeah.
let's cue the boys. Keep this thing moving.
Well, Josh, what do you have for news?
Josh had to leave. He's still thinking about the bolt-ons we saw.
He's
Uh,
he's out there he's scouting for bolt-ons.
Yeah, yeah.
Aftermarket parts, dude.
A full bolt-on assembly.
Lots of full bolt-ons walking around today. Tell you that much.
I got some nonsense.
Let's go nonsense.
2025 Honda Civic hatchback loses its manual transmission.
Oh, come on.
The
The handshake
Civic
is shift.
liftback,
Yep.
which we've determined, we discussed this. They call it a hatchback. It's more of a liftback.
Yep.
It is moving over to a CVT.
Oh.
And it's adding a hybrid engine choice.
Oh Christ, no.
Going forward, the hatch along with the sedan will be automatic only with the hybrid powertrain.
Not
option.
just an automatic, a CVT.
CVT.
The worst automatic.
And not only did they not write it CVT, they wrote it as a continuously variable transmission. They wrote
Love
the whole
that.
thing
Get
out.
the whole thing.
Whole thing out. Well, CVT's it's a stigma to it. It's got some bad branding.
Snowmobiles.
So I'm thinking if they can trick people by calling it something,
Calling it what it actually stands for.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
they'll maybe dupe some people into it. Now,
Lame.
if there's any highlight I can bring out of this whole thing,
Yep.
is that if you buy a Civic Sport Touring hatch with a hybrid, your output goes from 180 horsepower to 200 horsepower and 177 foot-pounds of torque to 232 foot-pounds of torque.
How are you going to slap limiter, though? Or the CVT?
I don't think CVT allows you to do that.
You can't slap
The
let
belt just comes right off the cone.
Yeah. Won't let
Just
you do
right
that.
off the cone.
Trying to,
So-
if I'm in my Civic, I'm trying to be at a red light,
Yeah.
slapping limiter,
However,
slapping limiter between shifts.
Right,
your
I was
Civic
gonna wake the
SI and your
neighborhood.
Civic Type R
Bang
will
that limiter.
retain 6-speed gearboxes. So
SI Type R. Still,
praise be.
taking care of us.
Praise be.
We got
Praise
pictures.
be,
What do
dude.
we got? We don't have any pictures.
It didn't. It doesn't look any different.
Yeah.
It doesn't look any different. Now, the only photos, the photos they use, it seems like they use for everyone and their mother wrote the same article.
Yep.
They all use like that super cool, like kind of powdery blue. Think of like the cornflower blue
Yep.
golf,
Love
that
that.
kind of color.
Yep.
Which
Well-
is great
Oh,
color.
that's
in the
Honda's
city.
huge on that right now.
Oh,
Everything is
huge
that
color for them right now.
So hot right now.
Yeah, so hot in the streets.
Remember when they did STIs that color for a minute? They were like,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
STIs
year,
It was like a
2011 or
year
20.
of that powdery. Love that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I
Yeah.
missed
It's
a
a year
year
of
on
it,
that.
too.
I probably looked at it. Was like, look, we're rally blue.
Same.
It looks
blue.
like a wrap. It's like very non-metallic.
Yeah, it was a good color for
Yeah,
them.
it was.
I like that.
The best one.
Well, boys, I've been listening to the streets. They've been talking, and when I say streets, I mean Korean online blogs about Hyundai.
Mhm.
And the word is they're going to release an N74 based on the N74 concept, supposedly. And this rumor happened last year as well, so nobody's putting a ton of stock in it. But supposedly in 2026, you're going to release this N74. They found this out from Hyundai has communicated with its components partners about it, trying to source for it.
Yep.
It's going to be the first true hero car from Hyundai, and it's going to be limited to 200 vehicles,
Oh, my
and it's
God.
coming in at $370,000.
That's crazy limited. 200 vehicles globally?
Yep. 370K. I don't know if a lot of Hyundai owners get that kind of cake.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
Wait,
cool
and
as
what's
shit.
it? What car is it?
It was called the N74.
Envision 74.
Yeah, not to be
Dude, that
confused
is
with
the
N64.
nicest. That I love that thing.
Yeah.
I think it's all about Inspector Gadget, and it looks so good.
Do you like it? $370,000.
Yeah, because I can buy it. So
Done. Rip it. Let's
we're good
go.
to go. All I got to do is cut back on the.
You show up to
Shawarma.
your supercar meet. Everyone spent their 350 to 400K. They're like, "What'd you get?" Oh, I got an Aventador. What'd you get? Oh, I got a, I don't know, because that's the only other thing I can think of.
Right.
Yeah.
What'd you get? Oh, I got an N74.
Grab the
Envision
Hyundai.
74.
I grabbed a Hyundai. Yeah.
Check out my Hyundai.
Yeah.
I was
You've
just
never seen one
cross shopping
before.
with Hyundai. Found this in the
Yeah.
range.
In
Yeah.
all seriousness, though, I think that is one of the most interesting concepts that.
Hyundai. We've
I've
talked about on
seen.
here, as you know, a ton of times. Hyundai's killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hyundai's killing
Their
it
design-
with their entire like across the board.
Yep.
Hyundai's doing nice work.
There was
Also,
also a really good video of Misha. I think we were talking about it earlier of the Hyundai Ioniq N on the Nürburgring.
I didn't watch that one yet.
Solid watch. Just short, off topic.
I got another one.
Mhm.
Our favorite celebrity's cousin, Jim Farley, president,
CEO.
CEO of Ford, says, and I quote, he'll fight to keep V8 engines.
Love
This
this
is
guy.
a hero we need.
Yeah.
And he says Ford is committed to remain building V8 engines as long as it is possible. Direct statement, as long as God and the politicians let us,
Yeah.
Ford's going to build V8 engines.
It's America.
Fucking brings a tear to the eye, if I'm honest
It
with you.
really does.
Man.
Yeah.
It really does.
Jim Farley, man, just representing, holding it down for us. So let's keep those V8s going.
Yep.
A few months back, he specifically said it about the Mustang. So hopefully he's speaking about kind of maybe V8 and something else.
There was also rumor, not worth an article pull, of basically not saying no to a V8 powered Mustang based sedan.
Oh, dude. Bring back the show.
The show.
Bring
That's
back-
the
bring
first thing I
back the
thought. Was
show.
like make a show, Mustang show. I don't know, something. Speaking of shows,
Yeah.
little
Sideshow.
high powered,
Love that.
transition there. The show Tires comes out tomorrow. Matter of fact, when you listen to this,
It'll be out.
it'll be out. Shane Gillis,
Can't
we
wait
all
to see
know.
it, dude.
Very, very much so looking forward to this. I believe there's an RX-7 in it at some point, an FD. Pretty sure there
Yeah,
is.
it's at a tire shop.
So there's going to be some car-related stuff. My understanding about this show hasn't even premiered yet. Already
Yeah.
greenlit for season 2.
Yeah.
So
Back up at Brinks Truck. And the show's going to be great, obviously. The coolest part of the whole thing is that these are his homies. These are not like actors.
right.
These are the people
The
he grew up with.
Yep.
They're like, hey, you trying to get paid out? You trying to get paid out? And like,
Bring the whole team up.
he's made his own little skits forever that's had these people in them. They've all been hysterical. We've
They're
talked
so
about them
good.
here. We watch them before the show, whatever. But it's like, there's no actor. I mean, there's a few other comedians in it, but it's not like we got to go and farm out to these people who don't need anything else. I'm going to bring my homies in. They're going to get paid out for Netflix.
Yeah. And I believe he did this first season like himself, right? He paid for this first season himself.
I don't know.
That was my understanding.
so.
It's just they really kind of pitched in, made it happen, put it together, probably sold it to Netflix, and then, fingers crossed it continues in that direction for all those guys.
Yeah, really, really getting it done out there. You'd love to see it.
But that is coming up. Matter of fact, when this airs, you're listening to this, you can finish listening to us, go watch that.
I got another one.
Mm-hmm.
I got another government overreach report over here. California State Senate has passed SB 961, which would require passive speed limiters to be installed in all new cars manufactured and sold in the old Golden State by 2032. The motion introduced by Senator Scott Wiener, a Democrat from San Francisco, there's a fucking surprise, would make California the first state in the nation to enact the safety requirement, which is similar to a law in Europe, which is going to take effect this July. What a wiener. The passive speed gunners are also referred to as passive intelligent speed assistance, warn drivers with audible and visual signals when they exceed the speed limit by greater than 10 miles an hour. Basically, the car starts honking when you go 5 miles an hour over the speed limit.
So you're fast and loud.
Fast and loud, baby.
There we go.
That's what usually when I'm going that much. When I'm going over the speed limit, I'm trying to get the guy in front of me out of the way.
Yeah.
Would be nice not to have to honk the horn.
Yeah.
Right. This just does it for you.
Yeah. So that's as it slowly turns into the wasteland,
The dystopian.
the dystopian wasteland that California is. It's
Did you ever see Fallout? You know that show,
Yeah,
Fallout?
dude.
Not far off.
yeah, little Mad Max. The laws are going to make it. Obviously, that's something they should be passing laws on. Thank God.
Right. That's the important thing. Disregard everything
Nobody
else
knows
that's
they're
happening there.
speeding, but if the horn's beeping, you're gonna know.
Right.
So
Right.
that's fucking insane.
2032.
Yep.
2032 is one of those things. Hey,
You think
I'm
they're
not going to
just-
be around. Fuck them.
Putting the thing out there so that it starts to enter people's minds, or is this really going to happen? Are they really going to do that by 2032? Because that's right around the corner, really.
8 years.
Obviously, the wiener guy thinks it's going to happen.
He's trying to make it
He's,
happen.
living
Right,
up to, he's just living up to his name.
But he'll be long gone, right? He's just trying to catch some votes, I'd imagine. Votes
Yeah,
for-
I
votes
think
for
I
the
think those
safe
guys
people.
just leech on forever. so
Right. Yeah, that's
probably
true.
do. Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what I mean? Let them have it. California, beautiful state.
Keep the wieners out of California. That's what we need to do.
So get a real wiener of a law.
Oh, my God. Let's see. More than 7,500 people applied to buy the $325,000 Ford Mustang GTD.
Same.
Ford plans to break the Nürburgring record with a sub-7 minute time by the end of this year. Most expensive Mustang in its 60-year history, price tag, blah, blah, blah. Applications open across the pond in June, coinciding with the car's European debut at the 24-hour of Le Mans.
Is John Cena getting one?
Oh, he has to be.
I hope so.
John Cena, The Rock. I'm sure Kid Rock. All of them.
Kid Rock's
It's
a Chevy man.
maybe, I don't know. There was footage of Kid Rock in a General Lee vinyl wrapped Cybertruck recently.
Oh my God.
In the back,
In
like
the
dancing
back,
around
yeah.
while it's doing
Yeah.
donuts.
Guys are 100% living his best life.
Seemed to be
Yeah.
as funny as it sounds.
He lives in doesn't he have a replica of the White House in his house?
He has built the White House.
He
for
said
his
that's
house.
not true.
Or at least
say?
it's not.
He was on Rogan and said that's not true. He was like,
I really wish I didn't know that wasn't
Yeah.
true.
it's either that or the golden shower. One of those
I think
two
the
things he
golden
said wasn't true.
the golden shower wasn't true.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
So,
that was confirmed.
Kid Rock's White House is real.
Apparently. One of those
Yeah.
two things.
I mean, if I had money like that, I'd probably do it.
Yeah.
Throw a White House in the backyard. Just for the hell of it.
Just pop it over
Exact
Scale.
one for one replica.
Scale it.
Every-
Make sure your house is bigger.
every night at 5 o'clock. The trumpets play.
Yeah,
the
dude.
flag goes up.
It's a 1.1 to 1 replica,
Yeah.
so it's just
Slightly
just
bigger.
slightly
Throw it
bigger.
White
off
House
for a
is
little
up.
too high.
Bit bigger. Lots of White Houses
Guys.
out there.
Yeah.
This is the biggest.
Yeah. The front door, instead of being 42, it's 42 and a quarter.
Mm.
And that Mustang, though, that thing is like the best looking car I don't care about to come along
Yeah.
in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that thing just looks like a muscle.
It's
The
incredible,
new generation of Mustang they did a great job with.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, Scott gets a joke. I think seen as a Honda guy now. It wasn't Ford pissed at him for the sale of the GT.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's banned, dude.
That's right. He bought a Type R because he just wanted to drive it.
Right.
He
He's-
claims,
he
yeah.
wants the efficient. Yeah.
Ford
yeah.
kicked him to the
And then
curb
he
for
was
selling this
efficient
GT.
On every podcast, and their mother saying, he's like, yeah, I was doing like 150 miles an hour. It's
Oh,
like,
boy. I like Cena. He's a good guy.
Can't see him.
He's funny. He's like a big rubbery guy.
he's something like that.
Oh, there we go.
BMW brings back an old
Some
fetish
Will.i.am shit.
with this velvet-covered XM.
Where is this?
I'm guessing
It's not in
somewhere
America.
in Europe.
Some
For
Will.i.am.
Is it D on the
sure.
plate?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Germany.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Based on what the XM usually looks like, big improvement.
Is this for sales?
Is this a lavender version?
That
Does
doesn't
it smell
look
like
right.
lavender?
The Mystique Allure.
It's all facets.
I saw one of these today at the
Naomi
dealership.
Campbell.
Oh, look at the seats! Look at the seats!
Is that
I'm gonna have to buy
stealth
those.
camel?
Where are the
Camouflage.
seats?
Keep going.
Where are the seats?
I saw one of these at the dealership today,
Oh
and
my
it comes
God.
with pillows in the back.
Wait, by Naomi Campbell? So
Yeah.
this is like a fashion thing?
It's definitely something for like
Whoa.
Fashion Week.
Those seats.
Throw them in the Civic.
I'm gonna have to
Throw
change my
'em in
seats,
the
dude.
Civic.
Purple
I know, right?
rain.
Oh, purple rain. Yeah, and that roof thing. I told you guys the roof's like fucking trihedrals.
Who's that?
Is that Naomi Campbell?
Perhaps.
Must be.
I don't know.
Jinx, buy me a Coke.
I just
Yeah.
what guys.
Dude, that
What
chick's
is that
got
thing?
an XM in her face. It's
Is
in
it-
surgery, dude.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Is
crazy.
that thing an ascot? Is that what those are
That's
called?
an Ascot.
Ascot.
Look at that watch though. What's he wearing?
The blanket.
Oh my god.
It's a big
Can't-
boy.
The 55 mil watch is huge.
Too big for his wrist.
It's probably by Jacob.
It's not even his arm. This is a fake arm hanging
Yeah.
down to hold that thing
Who
up.
is that guy?
Yeah, I don't want to look at her anymore.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of here.
Can you give me pictures of her from 20 years ago, please?
Let's see. Yeah, there's really nothing. I just wanted to show you guys.
I like that.
the
I like the interior. Big fan.
velour.
Oh, speaking of 20 years ago, I saw an X5 today with antique plates on it, and I thought, wow, that's
Wow,
effing weird.
we're
Wow.
old. Let's see what
Wow,
else
that's
do I
crazy,
have. Ford recalls hybrids because they might shift into neutral on their own.
Better than
However,
Park.
a software update will fix the issue that affects certain Mavericks.
Sure.
Escapes in Lincoln Corsairs.
Better than Park.
This one, I don't know if you followed this at all or not too long ago.
Squeeze Benz. I just saw a video of this guy.
So
Oh,
not, I was going
yeah.
to say not too long ago. I'd say within the past 2 weeks, for the first time, I'm like, what the hell is this? This dude's got a helmet on and fucking just
What?
ripping through traffic.
Yeah.
This guy Squeeze Benz literally
right, yeah.
has like a Mercedes and he just blasts through traffic. He does donuts around cops and just evades.
It's so bad. Like, look,
It's,
I mean,
it's not a good look. Not a good look. However, this dude to the
Seems
left,
like he was having a lot of fun.
this dude to the left apparently was a Twitch streamer
Yeah.
and was in the car.
Yeah, he was driving this. Squeeze Benz was driving his car or something, right?
In some of the smartest, decisions ever made. This dude went on this dude's channel or Instagram, whatever that dude has.
Yeah.
This guy on the left, obviously being a large figure in the Twitch world, that my understanding is,
clout.
immediately gets questioned by the police and immediately spills all of the
Oh,
information.
he's a rat?
Yeah. So instantly, I believe is in custody as of.
Oh, dude, he folded like origami. He's fucking dude.
Yeah, full like a cheap
He's
suit.
so
like a
bad.
wet noodle.
Yeah,
That guy's
let's see.
definitely gonna
Their
end up dead.
authorities have arrested 19-year-old Antonio
He's only
Ginsetti
19?
on Tuesday.
Yo, that guy was 19?
awesome.
I was going to make fun of how he wasn't that great at driving.
Wow.
I thought it was
Pretty
bad,
crazy.
but that's awesome.
He's probably
yeah.
doing that since he was 13.
Whom they
This is like-
believe to be Squeeze Benz.
That's true. He's always been in a helmet. You can't prove it.
I think he got arrested, though. Like, he was driving and didn't get away. I seen the footy.
Maybe. I don't know. Giantry is accused of avoiding police for months while intentionally getting into high-speed chases and filming it for social media clout. Let's see. Luck seemed to run out when he got into a chase with the Newark police while driving a black BMW in April, which may well be the footage Squeeze Benz posted here. Police Chief Miranda and I commend our detectives for leveraging their sharp technological ingenuity to identify this driver who mistakenly believed he would get away with.
All they did was click on a tagged post.
It really fucking got to the bottom of this thing. Jesus.
Let me
Well,
see who
no,
liked this post.
they called Shook in for the big ideas
Yeah,
and said,
yeah.
we need to think out of
Yeah.
the box. And he just said, just hit that button.
yeah.
So let's see. Squeeze Benz is supposedly one member in a group of street racers turned police evaders called the Swim Team.
Oh, he's definitely 19.
Oh my god,
Damn.
dude.
These kids are so creative nowadays.
It's insane. In the interview with Tommy G, members of the swim team said that they hit speeds in excess of 150 miles an hour on public roads while weaving through traffic every day. Your 50 or 60 is my 100. And an unnamed mass individual said in that video they don't consider themselves criminals either. It's funny saying this, but we are not criminals. We have real life jobs. We have insurance on our cars. We pay for our cars, one swim team member said in a video with a whatever. Squeeze Benz either taps or gets real close to striking a taxi while behind the wheel of a Lamborghini Urus before getting heavily rear-ended by Lexus and fleeing the scene. They also claim to have been pursued by police helicopters or on multiple occasions. God.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Whatever. You know,
Yeah.
do whatever the fuck you want, right? Like 19-year-old kid just.
I mean,
Setting an
the
example.
problem
Yeah,
is,
dude,
is
swim
when
team, baby.
problem is when they if they kill somebody or something
yeah.
along those lines.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude,
Yeah, he
Well,
hurt
the thing
nobody.
is, there are many people who think that's the awesomest shit ever.
yeah. I mean,
It's
swim
just-
team's a pretty funny name.
Oh, swim team's an incredible name.
Great name.
Yeah.
I don't have really
I have
anything else for.
one last thing that I think is funny.
Yeah.
Italian police
Already funny.
have
boys.
blocked Fiat from selling cars because of a little tiny flag on the Fiat car. So the Fiat Topolino was trying to be imported into a port right inside of Tuscany.
Yeah.
And Italian authorities have seized 134 of the cars because there's a little flag on the door about a 1/4 inch by 3 inches of the Italian colors. Now, the problem here is that it constitutes a false indication to stamp made in Italy on products and goods that not actually originating in Italy. The Italian police said, no dice, not going to happen. You got to take the stickers off if you want the cars to come in.
So you can't have an Italian flag. Does it say made in Italy, or is it just an Italian flag?
It's indicating that it's made in Italy.
That it's more Italian than it actually is.
And that falls under their Article 517 of their penal code.
Thank God those guys have such an extensive penal code.
Dude,
Italy's just been fucking doing great forever.
they have so much going on over there. They're like, you know what? These little Topolinos, which isn't even a car, it's a quadricycle, which is like, I think a 12-year-old can operate it.
I love this. Can we
Right.
see a
Oh, right.
Topolino?
That's the one that's I for some
It's a
reason
motorcycle with 4 wheels.
I basically just I think it's like 14. It's like an astronomically young age of operation.
Yeah, and they got
those things?
yeah, and they got a special license plate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that definitely deserves an Italian flag.
So they said no dice, can't come in. Alfa
come
Romeo ran into the same problem when they tried bringing a car into the country called the Milano,
Come on. It's got velvet ropes, dog.
and
Velvet rope doors. That is
Italy said no dice, you can't bring it in, you have to rename it, and they renamed it it's called the Junior. So I mean, Italy's got a pretty good stronghold on their representation, I guess, on language and culture, and they're just like, you know what, we're not having it, we're not doing it. We don't want this thing here with the Italian flag on it. It wasn't made here. If you want to make it here, you can have an Italian flag. If you don't want to make it here, take the flag off.
Wow.
Did you say the
Hey,
cars?
you got to have a line. There's a line in the sand. You know what I mean?
These guys know. They know their line.
Hey.
They care about the flag.
That was so the Italian police were there, and like the Italian, like they were at the boat, and they're like, no.
Probably during
It's
importing
me, the
it.
Italian police.
Importing or something like that. I don't know. So 134 of them, which this is funny because they
Where do
gotta-
they build them? Deep China.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are they going to
Wherever-
ship them to the rest of the world with the Italian flag on it? Because that's hilarious.
That's funny.
All right, boys.
But they
whatever
said,
you
hey,
want.
if you want to come in here, you can't. No
They
dice.
should throw a Chinese flag on that thing.
Yeah, they should.
Let
I
'em know.
mean, whatever. Throw a flag on it wherever you want.
This
Just
is
flip the
pretty-
colors, tell 'em it's a stripe.
The Italian premier and her ministers have accused Stellantis of misleading buyers of their cars through the use of the Italian-sounding moniker. Italy's industry minister Adolf Urso explained a car.
I guess it's back.
Yeah.
It's cool now. It's cool now. Don't worry, guys.
Bit heavy-handed, that guy.
Oh, Jesus.
A car called Milano cannot be produced in Poland.
Oh!
That is forbidden.
Oh, what's that about?
That is forbidden by Italian law.
Milano's a cookie.
delicious.
This law stipulates you cannot give indications that mislead consumers. Corey already covered that, but where was it?
So they renamed it the Junior.
So my man, the president of Italy, Adolf,
no, that's
says that
no,
this
that's
is not
that's the
Italian, though.
Italian industries minister. Not the president seems to be a female. The Italian premier, her ministers.
Oh, I heard about the Italian. Yeah, okay.
I don't see her name here, but Stellantis has continuously denied the accusations. including the one that involving the use of the
Carmen
Italian flag,
Camp.
arguing the
There's
flag.
a line in the Parmigiano Reggiano.
It has to be. You got to draw a line somewhere.
The flag symbolizes the entrepreneurial origin of the product.
I don't know if Italy knows, but like in most countries, your car being an Italian and not
Yeah.
6 figures, not a good car.
Thing is, they don't care.
They really don't. Yeah.
They care so little.
And they're building this thing in Poland, one of the greatest countries in the world.
They're building the Alpha there. The
quadricopter.
Fiat. I don't know where they're building that thing. But the Livorno port in Tuscany is where they got shut down.
By the Italian
Real-
police.
So they're seized up in Livorno.
Real busy
Do you
place.
think they just like saw them and saw the Italian flag and they were like, "What is this?"
No,
and then they just like,
Dude, no.
they just
In
went.
Italy, they're super weird about this stuff.
So they stopped pursuing my speeding ticket, and now they're onto this.
So in Italy, they're super weird about this cultural stuff in specific environments, and like there's specific environments where they refuse to speak anything besides Italian because it's against
right,
the law.
Right.
And
This is just another one of their weird things.
the new
Yeah.
administration in Italy. The female prime minister there is like super pro Italy.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
can see her being like, no, take that shit off.
Yeah.
Nationalism.
First, she
There you
just
go.
went arrivederci.
Yeah.
yeah. So it just.
Oh.
But then again, like they'll disappear for 3 hours in the middle of the day with an open restaurant, and there's just no one there. You can just sit there if you want.
Yeah.
Go serve yourself, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
whatever you
We'll be
need.
back.
Whatever
Oh
you
my
need.
God! Imagine how their Tesla process is.
Oh,
There's no. There's no Teslas there.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
No, no,
not Italian enough. I see.
That's a no bene.
No. This, dude, I can barely charge a cell phone there. no one is charging an electric vehicle there.
I gotta go.
The whole place is a disaster, dude.
Yeah,
It's
you
perfect.
should. Hey, man,
Perfect country.
it's the best. It's the best. It's just an entire country of people caring entirely too much about entirely the wrong thing.
About the real, like, look.
It makes so much sense for me
Yeah.
because I get real juiced up over
About-
the things that don't make sense.
I love the gusto. I love it. Let's just direct it to this.
Corey saw this and was like, I could be a police officer in Italy.
Yeah, this makes total sense to me.
Oh, get this fucking thing out of
Yeah.
here.
These guys here makes total sense to me.
Yeah, dude, there you go.
I'm reading. I'm like, yeah, fuck this thing. Take the Italian flag
This
off.
guy's getting fucking.
Who do they
They're
think
boiling
they
up.
are?
Getting
Yeah.
heated.
Who do
Use
they
our
think
colors.
they are?
I mean,
Use a
I would
tricolor
definitely
latte.
think like, oh, that's kind of whack. But I don't know if I would like go so far as to make a law about it, or
The law
ban it.
existed. They're just enforcing
Oh.
it.
Dude, they built in Morocco.
No Italian flags on non-Italian
Yeah.
products.
Last thing I have is I got this incredible mail.
Yeah, let me see your mail.
This is unbelievable.
I will read it. It says, going now at a certain Hyundai dealership, repo sale.
yeah.
Bank repos, one owner trade-ins, lease returns, auction vehicles, as low as $19 down. Now you can buy cream of the crop, bank seized, and other used vehicles for near or below wholesale.
They're having
Cream
a,
of the crop bank
a
seized.
repo sale.
A repo sale.
So
$19 down.
can you finance a repoed car?
Apparently.
Or does
Hey,
this-
$19
cash only?
down.
Did
and
they
it
leave
says
everything in them?
I don't know.
you get the Coke. $19 down, and it says under it, then just make the payments. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what down means.
So on the back, there's like a little like peel and like win a prize.
Yeah.
You can win $10,000 cash, a $500 Walmart gift card, a $500 cash, Bluetooth AirPods, a 60-inch TV, or $100 cash. So
Yeah.
You know what they did?
We're peeling it live.
We're back.
I used to work at an auto auction, and they had
I ripped
they
it
have
off.
repo cars, right? Repo
Yep.
cars come in and they put them in a specific area.
Corey
Yeah.
has
These
fucked
guys
the whole
went to
thing
the
up.
auction and they
What'd
just
you win?
bought all those.
I won $100 cash.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, you need to go see if you can retrieve.
Did you
some
really
cash.
win
If you go there, you're going
cash?
to end up buying a
right there.
repo car.
It's probably $100 cash towards a repo car.
That's what I was
So
thinking.
I opened it up on the inside.
Let me see.
I gotta make sure my address is on this side. Okay, good.
It says $159 winner.
No. So it gives you a number, and that number matches up with a number on the back of this paper, which says $100 cash.
You just won $100 cash.
Wiener. Yeah.
$159.
I'll show you a wiener.
Dude, all credit applications will be approved. $4 million worth of credit will be available for this event only.
Let's go.
hell yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Sign me up for $350 for the
when is it?
N74.
What is it?
$11,000 to $12,000 cars, as low as $8,000 to $9,000.
Ooh, that's deep.
$20,000 vehicles will drop to $14,000 to $16,000.
That might be a scam. It says registermymail.com on the back. This seems
dude,
weird.
This is insane. This was just in my mailbox, and I was like, I had to bring this to the podcast. This is unbelievable.
And there
And you
is
won $100
an address.
towards a repo car.
There's an address. This dealership's real. This is a real
I know. I see
dealership.
the
yeah.
name on it.
Yeah. Tons of cars, trucks, and
Oh
vans
my
as used
God.
to be disposed of. Lease turn-ins, rental returns, wholesale units, seized vehicles.
I
The
wanna
best
see-
part is you have a bonus voucher that looks like a check with the American flag and a soaring beagle on it on the inside right there. Judy. This is bonus voucher.
For $2,000.
Dude, unbelievable.
Wow.
I
It
I
says
would like
caution. For some reason, it says caution around the whole border of the
Yeah.
paper.
that is true.
Hell of a design here.
I would like you to take that plus the thing you just pulled off and try to get your $100.
You got to go get your $100.
Up to $4,000 over Kelly Blue Book for trade-in.
You got to. You have to go.
Imagine you show me like, hey, I'm here for an N74.
Dude, I
I
need
got
you to get that
$100.
$100.
What can
towards
you
it.
do for me?
I
What
need you
can
to get
do
that
for me?
100. That's your down payment.
Yeah, I got $100 towards it.
You end up with a whole bunch of cheap leases.
Dude,
Right, you go with.
it's just crazy.
Wait, how much are the payments on all these
So the
cars?
sale started 2
I'll
days
take
ago. It goes until the 26th.
You should go. I mean, you got to see what really happens because I get stuff like this all the time, and I always wonder, like, if I
This one
went-
spoke to me a little differently.
yeah, what are they going to do though? I mean, they're going to actually hook you up with something. They're going to sell you a car, no matter what.
Peel
You
the
don't
red
leave without a
tab.
car,
See if your number matches on the special number boxes.
and it did.
If you have a match, you have won one of the 6 prizes. Come immediately to the dealership to check your prize validation code and claim your prize. No purchase necessary.
That's crazy. There's no way they give you $100.
How-
I'll go with you tomorrow.
This is insane.
There's no way. I'll definitely go. I'll fucking wear a calculator watch.
I'll wear mine as well. They'll be like, get these autistic
so I-
fucks out of here.
I got 100. What's this? $14 down. So it's gonna cover the down payment in the first 3 months.
Yeah.
I'll
Pick
leave
a
with that
vehicle and pick a
Sonata.
payment. Anyone can take delivery. Payments as low as $199 a month.
Pick a vehicle and pick a payment.
I mean, that's cheaper than the fucking.
crazy.
that's-
Envision 74.
We may-
$199
Yeah.
a month.
we
I
may
wish it was a
found-
Hyundai that was cross shopping today near BMW that had all the Bentleys up front.
Unbelievable.
We may have
I
found a
had to
deal
bring this
better
in.
than
It's
the
not
Tesla.
news, but it's just too funny.
news
to
to
pass
me.
It's
up.
probably real. Like we're probably all chumps because that's
Definitely-
probably how you get
Definitely
cars
not
for
real,
nothing.
dude.
There's dare I say there may be some fine print somewhere.
There's a 0% possibility that's
there-
real.
There's
It's an empty lot when you
1/4
get there.
of the inside is fine print.
Right, that it certainly is.
It has to say how. Yeah.
All of this
it
is-
has to
is
say how
fine
that
print.
$100
It's
is
very
real.
fine print. Yeah.
That $100 has to be towards a down payment. There's no way
Yeah,
they give you
yeah.
$100
Well, it
cash.
said
Yeah.
no purchase necessary.
Yeah,
Well,
no
the-
person necessary to get the $100.
the odds of getting the $10,000 cash is 1 in 100,000.
What's the odds of getting the $100?
Everyone.
Yeah, 1 in 1. Oh, fuck off. 1 in 100,000 is the odds of getting $100 cash.
Yeah, it says you got to go check your code, right? So
Right,
you
so
show
they
up.
just-
the code is not even in the same language.
They just wanna
and
get
then
you
they
in
just,
there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You
That's
gotta
the whole
go.
thing.
You gotta go down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are these guys? Are they
Can you
close?
imagine?
Fall River.
The thing is,
It's
if
Fall
you
River.
do go there,
That's
they
against my
know
no
they've
Fall River
already got
policy.
you.
Yeah.
If you're the kind of person who goes there for that, they know.
With the
$100,
mindset, right?
Not enough to get me to Fall River.
No. I mean,
I'd be pressed on
Dude,
the 10,000.
you understand, if I peeled this and got the TV, I would have lost my fucking mind. I would have been like, I would have waited and got in line now.
I got a 60-inch plasma.
yeah.
It's like a dusty 40-inch TV. What? Tube
I
TV.
would have left here, just camped out at the door.
Right, just waited.
Wait for them
Just
to open in the
waited.
morning. Hey, I'm here for my TV.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah.
Turns out I want a TV.
You guys owe me a TV. I've been here for 6.5
Fuck,
hours.
show me a TV.
Oh
All
my
right.
God.
Nick, I want to talk to you more.
Yeah,
Boy,
That sounds
I'm
nice.
here.
you are here.
I appreciate you being here a lot.
Oh, I appreciate it.
You also brought your Mark II.
Yeah. So Raph was kind enough to hustle over here and try to get some of those shots. I don't know. He'll show them to you. They look pretty good to me, but I think he's feeling like he needs to get everything at the same time. So we'll see.
Okay, yeah, we'll see what happens, but it's here.
Yep.
You brought it. You've been driving it up and down the East Coast, realistically, for
Yeah.
about. For actually, tell us the story about the car.
Tell us about
because-
what the car is.
Yeah,
for the people
yeah.
that don't know.
Okay. So I've told this story to many people one-on-one. So hopefully this is the last time I'll tell. I'll just
Just
explain
cite
to
you
people.
QR code.
Yeah,
it.
timestamp them.
Exactly. So, okay, I had a 1990 Volkswagen Jetta Coupe that I bought in 2005. I spun my GTI on 91 in Massachusetts, and they totaled it out. And I had been driving by this 1990, the silver 1990 Jetta coupe every day. And I had this thing about Jettas. Now, look, I'm not like, I wasn't born a Volkswagen guy. I just met a dude at that auto auction I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Shouts to Mike G. He got me into all this stuff. He had a 92 GTI with a VR6 swap in it. And at the time for me, that was like, what the hell is this? You know, it was like this kind of like slightly shaky, pink GTI.
Were you into cars before that?
Well, my family was like a car family.
Okay.
My dad was like closer to Dale Earnhardt than he was to me.
I mean,
I'm kidding.
there's a lot
Go
of
for Dale, buddy.
there's a lot of dads out there close
really
to
like
Dale.
seriously, he didn't miss a race. Like that was my house, and I wasn't that into it. But his brother was a body guy, actually, at the same dealer area you went to look at the Lexuses, and my mother's father owned a garage that then her brother took over. So I had mechanics on one side, body on the other side. It was like a whole family thing. I didn't really get that into it, but it was always part of what was going on in the house. So it's kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm into this. Like, this is cool. I get it. So I got the job at the auto auction parking cars, which was how I learned how to drive stick, really. That was cool. It was a lot of fun because you're just hanging out with a bunch of dudes. And then you go park cars all over this huge lot, and then they drive a van out and pick you up one by one, and you ride in the van back to the starting point. You drive cars out and park them because it was like the size of an airport.
Yeah.
You're just parking cars. It's huge. So that was a lot of fun. And this guy, Mike, he had this 92, I think, GTI with a VR swap in it. And we jumped in it to go somewhere. And he was, quite aggressive as a driver. And he just would blast this thing. I mean, it was like a worked engine too. And the thing I just remember being like, I don't understand what's going on here. Why is this car moving this fast? How come you can put a different engine in a car and have it on the road? Like, what's the deal here? And it kind of blew my mind. And so I really started to get into that stuff. And so he and I would go to shows and stuff. This was like way back, like early Waterfest stuff. We'd go down there and some of the local stuff around here. I think we went to Dust Off a couple times before it was maybe in Seekonk. Was it in Seekonk?
Yeah, Speedway.
I think maybe that was
before it was a commercialized disaster it is now, the big sellout show.
So, yeah. So this, I mean, it kind of turned into like an interest for me. It wasn't. I was never like the guy though. I was like the guy's friend. You know what I mean? Like I was never the guy who was like way into it and knew about it and had cars and stuff. But at the time, I remember I was with my buddy Mike and we saw a two-door Jetta and he was like, "Oh, two-door Jetta, those are super rare," like whatever. And from that moment, for some reason for me, it was like, oh, that's really cool. I got to see if I can track down more of those or whatever. So, fast forward, like I said, I had I had bought a 98 GTI VR6 black. It's like 40,000 miles. This was back in like 2003 or something. I was in college, and I mean, I wanted the car. I loved the thing. It was perfect at the time. It was clean. I mean, because it was still a relatively new car.
So 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
So it was like a very cool car, totally unassuming, like probably the dumbest looking car on the road, right? Like, let's just admit. I mean, I love Mark IIIs. I love them, but they're, you got to work them to make them pretty. You know what I mean? So I hope that doesn't catch any flack, but
Oh no, we had a whole episode
Yeah, I
shit
know,
on
I
Mark
know.
IIIs. So
So anyway, I had this 98 GTI and the thing was awesome. I did very little to modify it, but it was so much fun to drive. And then I spun it on the highway and it got totaled out. And I had been driving past this Jetta coupe and I was like, I'm going to figure out what to do here. I got to get this thing. So I drove up and, knocked on the kid's door. And I just was like, hey, I've seen this thing on the driveway for a long time. What do you want for it? And he's like, well, it needs some work. And, the rear quarter was all crunched in and stuff. He's like, how's $300? So I gave him $300, took it down to the shop at the end of the road, paid them another $500 or something to get it running. And I drove it. It had like 250,000 miles on it or something like that. It was like crazy high mileage. But at the same time, I bought my GTI back for like nothing from the insurance company.
yeah,
And so I had these plans to get this car built up, So I took the car to a very famous shop in Connecticut, and they had like a lot of really special projects going, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm an idiot. I'm a child at this point. I was like, I had no idea what I was doing. So I brought both cars there, and they said, oh, 4 weeks, we'll get the swap done. We'll get it all taken care of. I mean, I had a donor car and I had this Jetta coupe, and I was like, let's go for it. So, they start working on the car, and it's taking a long time, and oh, we need this, we need that. Oh, we didn't realize we're going to need this, we need that. So time's going by, a month goes by, 2 months goes by. It ended up being around 5 months, and I got the car back, and it was just like destroyed. Like it just didn't work at all. Like I was driving it home and the bumper flew off. And then another time was driving it on the highway, and I got off an exit ramp, and the brakes just locked up completely, like just totally locked up, and I couldn't drive it, and I had it towed. There was all kinds of stuff wrong with it. And it was a real bummer for me because I had put like, I want to say close to maybe $12,000 into the process between like getting everything fixed. And but that's what you do, right? Like you just dump money. So I was kind of heartbroken about it. And ultimately, like it ran for a little bit, for like half a year with the VR6 in it. And it was fun because a Mark II of the VR6 is a lot of fun. But it was too much of a hassle. So I parked it. This was like now 2008. I don't even remember the timeline, but it had to be 2008 because I parked it and bought a new STI when they came out the hatchbacks. And I stopped thinking about Volkswagens and cars, really, because driving an STI doesn't make you think about cars. It's like, whatever. Here's friggin' STI. Like, that car was not exciting. It just was like a hatchback.
Yeah,
I guess.
got you places.
People liked it. I got a lot of like young dudes with sideways hats pointing at me and stuff. And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't really care. Like, I'm just driving my car. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
So, I had this STI, and I drove it for 8 years. I drove the hell out of it, and then it just blew up. I didn't do anything to it, right? But it just blew up. It was
That's
like
a pretty solid run for an STI. 8 years before explosion.
Yeah, just rod, boom, done, side of the highway. And so I was like, okay.
Oh, I've been there.
It's a tale as old as time.
And there's the rod. Yeah. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to move on here. Let's see what we can do. My mom had a 2003 Jetta Wolfsburg. I was like, I need a car in the interim. Let me buy that. And then right away, I realized I could buy a new Golf R, which is like 2016 at the time. I was like, oh, maybe I can buy one of those. I went to the Volkswagen dealership. Yeah, we're getting some in this week. I was like, holy shit. Okay, let's do this. So I bought one sight unseen. And honestly, I hadn't been keeping up with it, so I didn't even really know what was going on with these cars. I just knew that it was a Golf R and that was something desirable to me, right? So I spent all the money. I bought this car. Fortunately, it was an awesome choice because it's a fantastic car. It's really good. It's really solid, great driver.
Is that the first year of the Mark 7R?
So they had I think it is because they had the GTI in 2015, and that was the only year they had a 2-door Mark 7 at all. And then 16 came, and so I was totally stoked about it. Like, it was just kind of a thing that I didn't really expect, and then I got into it, and then suddenly I was back in, and I was like, Volkswagen, Again, I don't know where that comes from. I think for me it had something to do with, like, it's a European car. It's a little nicer than what I was seeing elsewhere, certainly nicer than my STI, and but also not super pretentious, expensive, like,
or boring, like it just adds a.
It was like kind of exciting thing, so it was kind of cool. So now I'm in. Right now I'm like, okay, I'm into Volkswagens again, and I started talking to more people and getting more involved in the scene. And I still had this Jetta coupe sitting on the side of my parents' house, just rotting. It had been there for 8 years, just doing nothing. And so I said, all right, I'm going to take that thing apart and start building it. So I had rented a house with a big garage. I brought the car over there. I started ripping it apart. Ripped it down to the shell, but the shell was pretty damaged. It wasn't rusty. It was just damaged. So I kind of like took my time. Taken me forever to go through it, but I'm online constantly, Facebook, just looking for parts, just collecting parts because that's what you do. So I'm collecting parts. I'm looking at posts for everything, buying all kinds of stuff I didn't need. And then one day, I see this post from this guy I'd never seen before, and it was a video, dark, shitty video of a silver Jetta coupe, and the caption he wrote I finally got the Jetta started. So there's like a video of the thing starting up. It didn't sound great, and like a snapshot of the odometer, and it said 23,600 miles, and I was like,
Whoa.
what the hell is this? Like, this is my car, a silver Jetta coupe, and it has no miles on it. And so I kind of jokingly messaged the guy, and I was like, how much do you want and what's your PayPal? And he goes, he comes back, are you serious? I looked at his profile. He was in Ohio. I was like, this isn't going to happen, but yeah, what do you want for it? And he goes, I feel bad saying this because it's kind of like a weird flex, but I just got lucky. So he's like, I've got 1,500 to it. I'll give it to you for 1,000. And I was like, what?
We're going to Ohio, baby.
$1,000? Like, I mean, at the time, so this was what was, I don't know, 2018, 2019. No, it was 2020. End of 2020.
I was gonna say because I remember hearing about you getting it.
Yeah. So this was the end of 2020.
Yeah.
October-ish 2020. And I like tried to contain myself, and it's, of course, I'm messaging the guy, so I didn't have to worry about my reaction too much. But at the same time, I really wanted it. And I wanted to make sure he didn't get wise before
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I like waited a minute, and then I was like, well, yeah, I think I can do 1,000. Meanwhile, I'm like literally pissing in my pants.
Yeah.
You're already driving to Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm only a couple hours away.
Yeah. So I was like, well, okay, what's your PayPal? I'll pay you for it now, and then I'll arrange shipping. And he's like, well, we can take care of that later. And I was like, let's take care of it now.
I
I'm gonna
want
pay
this deal.
So he gives me his PayPal. I pay him the $1,000. And I called a trucking company, had them pick up the car like 2 days later or something. It was like within 3 or 4 days, it was in Connecticut, and it was like in my possession.
Yeah.
Now the title was another story. This is crazy. Like the title, he's like, it's not registered to me. He must have inherited it or something. So it's not registered to me yet. So I have to get it registered to me, and then or titled to me, and then I can title it to you. So I guess I would have been the second owner, but I think I'm the third owner. I don't know if that matters at all, but anyway. So the guy works on this whole thing, and he's like, all right, I'll get the title to you. We'll get this sorted out. Time's going by. I'm not getting the title. I'm like, what's the deal? You have my address. He's like, oh, yeah, I mailed it. It should be on its way. Title gets back to his house. He's like, oh, my son put my address on it as the send to address. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt here. Please send it to me. Like, again, one of these situations where you really need the person. So you can't just lose your shit. Not that I would anyway, but like, there's just nothing you can do. So I was just kind of like, all right, well, let's try again, bud. You got
this down, buddy.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he's like, all right, I'll take care of it as soon as it gets back here. I don't hear from the guy forever. Like, I just don't hear from him at all. So I'm like messaging him, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Nothing. Right. And I have his cell phone number at this point. So he's just not getting back to my messages or anything like that. So eventually I send a message, and the response I get is, this is his mother. He's in the hospital with COVID. He's been there for like 2 weeks or something like that. And I'm like, oh, well, what I have to say is not important. Okay. Well, I'm like, just hopefully he gets in touch with me when he's feeling better. Like,
What can you say?
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? So I just kind of like sat for a while. Now, fortunately, the car, obviously did need to be refreshed. It needed work. So the car was bought in 1986, driven until 99, garaged its whole life, and then put away from 99 to 2020 in a garage. So it was just sitting there, right? And so the fuel system was all fudged up, and it needed to be gone through. So I dropped it at my buddy's place in Coventry. I don't know if you know Josh L. He's big Scirocco guy. These guys all know him, but he has a garage in Coventry, and I had it dropped there, and we went through it, and he like helped me get through it and get the fuel system squared away and all that stuff. And so it took quite a while because those parts aren't available, right? So we had to get stuff rebuilt. We had to find stuff. Fortunately, Josh has like a ridiculous amount of new old stock stuff that he keeps buying by accident, like just tons of shit. So he's like finding parts that I need in bins and stuff, and just, and so he puts it all together. We get it running. at this point, I've already bought 2 sets of wheels for it. Like like I bought a set of wheels, and then I was like, no, I don't want those, and I bought another set, and I didn't even have the car yet, you know. So I get the thing home. I get it down to get detailed and paint corrected, and the guy gives it back to me after the paint correction, and it looked like a fucking new car. I was like, this is insane. I've never seen a silver Mark II that didn't look like chalk. You know?
Right.
And it was like shiny and perfect and glassy. And I was like, holy hell. I took all the plastics off and I dyed them all with that Worth plastic dye.
Yep.
And it popped, and it was just instantly like, all right, there it is. I really didn't need to do anything else to it. I lowered it, obviously, put some wheels on it. But I mean, even now as it sits, there's like virtually nothing done to it. It's just clean.
Yeah.
And that's it, you know? And that's really where I am now with it. Just enjoying the shit out of it, you know, driving it probably too much, but I mean, what the hell, you know?
So the guy, obviously, you get the title.
Yeah. So actually, the funny story was that I was going to throw the guy some more money because I don't know. I guess you shouldn't do that, but like $1,000, like I was kind of like, Jesus, like this guy. And after I paid him, he like went on Bring a Trailer, and then he was like, oh fuck, I think I sold this to you for way too little money.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, I mean, what do you know?
Yeah, it's not my right.
So I was going to throw him some more money, but then the whole thing with the title happened, and then he ended up being like a real weird guy, and I was like, I don't really want anything to do with this. So I just kind of like got the title. He did send it eventually. I got it titled in my name, and then I just like that was that. Yeah.
So lose my number.
Yeah, dude, really. Like it was kind of one of those things where I was like, I just need to kind of stay away. But yeah, and I mean, and then I started like going around to all the meets and all the get-togethers, and I kind of was before the car was finished. I was just kind of like going to these meets and stuff and being like, oh, I have a car too. It's at home, you know.
Yeah.
And like,
That dude.
yeah. It's just that's just
I
the
got one of
worst
these.
feeling. I used to tell people it's like going to a dog park without a dog. You know what I mean? You're just kind of like, oh, cool dog, you know, and like, it's just like it. At some point, you're like, all right, I can't. And it's different when you're like, you know, a lot of guys now have amazing shit in their garages, and they're going to shows because they're just meeting up with their friends. And so, but everybody knows they got the rally back in the, you know, and it's like, okay. So, but this was like just some dude. I've always been that guy, like just some dude kind of creeping up and like, oh, this is cool. How did you, you know, what did you do there? And like,
how long did it take you to get here from Aurora? 2 hours door to door.
My mom gave me $1 and dropped me off at the parking ride.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was exactly that all the time. And no, I mean, at least I had the Golf. I had the Golf R, so like I wasn't
right. That's
totally
that's a bit of a conduit into yeah.
But I remember I was at Dust Off and I met Toby for the first time, and he was like, "You should come down to May Day next week." This was, I don't know, 5-6 years ago or something. And so I did. I drove down to May Day, Mark II May Day, without a Mark II, and I was totally that guy. And it was, I was just nerding out, trying to like not tell people that I had a car that I was excited about. Because it's just the lamest thing you can do. It's like nobody. It's like telling people about your dreams. Like you're like just nodding. Like,
right. Just sounds.
You know? So and then just been driving around and cleaning the thing and just doing little things here and there. You know,
all very, very tastefully and thought out stuff. It seems.
Yeah, I ended up meeting a guy, not really meeting, but kind of coming into contact with a guy in the Netherlands who not only is like, we have an exchange thing going. I send him things from the US and he sends me things from Europe, anything, you know, at any time. Like he ships stuff to my house. He doesn't even, at this point, he doesn't even tell me. He just tells me like a package is coming today or whatever the situation
That's wild.
is. Yeah. And, I mean, but I'm fine with it because he, not only can he get me all my classic parts orders without any hassle, but he also works for another parts supplier that has new old stock Volkswagen parts that are not on classic parts. And I don't know how that happened, but so it's crazy. Like I just have this incredible hookup with this guy, and it's a mutual situation. I send him like Westy parts and, you know, Corrado steering wheels that they didn't have over there and stuff like that. And he's just like totally helps me out and hooks me up.
That's super cool.
Yeah. So basically I've just been like collecting new parts and swapping parts like one little piece at a time. You know, a little badge comes off and a new one goes on.
Yeah.
And nothing on the car. I mean, honestly, like I got to say, I need to make it clear that I'm extremely grateful for how fortunate I was in this situation, because it really is just a matter of having gotten really lucky. Like,
Right place, right time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
just worked
Exactly.
out better than.
Yeah, I mean, I consider it, for me, because of the way that car fits into my life, the like sort of story behind the Jetta Coupe and like my whole history with it, I think it's kind of like this crazy fortuitous situation that it's like winning the lotto for me. Like
Right.
you know, it's like that's the one that I'm gonna get $1,000. And the crazy thing is, like, each thing that I've done to the car since then has cost way more than that. So
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's like the cost of the car is not even part of it anymore.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, that's just you were lucky enough to acquire it
yeah.
for that much.
and it was ready made. I mean, it was so clean and perfect. And when we started pulling stuff off of it, like all the undercoating and shit was just all white still. And like, it's just like, this is insane. Like, what the hell happened here? You
Yeah.
know? So
The fact that the paint could be brought back with a paint correction
yeah.
is wild,
Yeah.
because most
Is that car single stage or does that have clear?
It does have a clear coat on it.
Okay.
So we think the detailer who did it, and I think that there may have been some work done to it at some point, because it's certainly not new paint, but like if you look close at the trunk, if I look close at it, I can see that the paint is like a little bit, I don't know, maybe thin or uneven or something. I'm not really sure. It's not really clear what happened with the paint, but it's definitely old paint that was probably done by the factory. If
I was gonna say, yeah.
you
I mean,
know-
think about what year's the car?
86.
So just some people painting cars in '86. It wasn't like a fully automated process then. I don't
Yeah,
think.
I mean, I don't even know. But yeah, it's definitely. So the only spot that had a little corrosion was there, like on the back of the hood, where they don't really paint it that well in the factory.
Yeah.
It starts to pit a little bit. So when I got it, I took the hood off, sanded that, buffed it down, primed it, and just paint matched it, just so it wouldn't corrode any further.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And that was really all I had to do.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I mean, and again, the car. I'm not that good with like open-ended creativity, right? Like I get like option paralysis. You know what I mean? It's like I could do anything.
So many,
Blank slate, like you could do anything. But this car was like an assignment. You know, it was kind of like, okay, here's your constraints. This car is already clean and low mileage and original. Don't fuck that up. Like,
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like, just hang on to that. And so my goal was to not do anything I couldn't reverse.
Yeah.
Right. And so bolt-ons, suspension, wheels, interior stuff.
Your first thought wasn't I'm going to shave the bay.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
yeah.
And I had the other project at home, which is still going, by the way. The other coupe is now a shell with a synchro tunnel in the middle and a synchro floor pan going in the back and a R32 drivetrain going into it. So
Yeah.
that's the car that's like going to be built up to the hilt in 2032,
Yeah.
whatever. But this one is like, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a couple parts I want to replace, but other than that, it is what it is. It's like,
One thing you did attack was the seats.
yeah,
The seats in particular, they have a great story. The fabric has a great story. And
Yeah.
your commitment and endeavor to complete those.
Well, and I think, you know, I'll explain, but I think this is a story. Like, I think it's an idea that I know a lot of people have had the idea. It's not a novel idea. I just think that it just never gets fully executed because it's such a fucking stupid thing to do. It's just like so obnoxious and like kind of a pain in the ass. But anyway, so yeah, the interior was coming together really well. But at the start of this all, when I received the vehicle in 2020 at my buddy's shop, we were looking it over and I see this interior with this crazy blue tweed. And I'm like, whoa, he's like, I love the blue tweed. It's so good. And I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know that these had tweed in them or could have tweed. So I'm looking at it and I'm going, yeah, that is really cool. It's too bad it's kind of like grandma's seat. You know, it's like just this.
Yeah.
The seat was nothing. It was just
Yeah.
nondescript. It's literally a base model trim that had this 85, 86 tweed. So immediately I'm like, okay, well, there must be a way that I could match something to this, right? So I start looking into it, and I realize that it's not really likely that I'm going to get this material in raw form. I
Mhm.
just couldn't find it anywhere. Talking to different suppliers, trying to get stuff. I got some samples. Everything was like one thread off, like literally got a sample that was the exact same thing, exactly the same pattern, the size, everything. And one of the threads was a different color. It was like blue and light blue instead of white. And it just wasn't a match. And it was like, oh, that's not going to work. So the same friend says to me, okay, listen, you got to go down to the Chuck and Eddie's is a pick and pull near us in Southington, Connecticut. There's a Cabrio down there with a set of Recaros in it. You got to go get them. So I called work and I was like, I'm going to be late today. And I drove down to the pick and pull. And sure enough, there's this Cabrio there. Top is open. Snow is falling. And these Recaros are just in there, right? And they're getting covered with snow. And I pull them out. I bring them up to the counter, $40 a piece, power Recaro seats with bases and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm
Insane.
like, okay, $40 a piece. Here we go. I bring them back home, set them up. They're a little rough. I mean, they're actually not terrible. The fabric was all pretty good. It was all pretty tight and intact. But I was going to take them apart anyway. So
Yeah.
I completely disassembled them. I took the covers off, took the bolster material, all the foams, took all that foam stuff out of there. Some of it was usable, some of it wasn't. So now I had to source bolster foam, right? So I find some bolster foam that's going to work out. I get it. I didn't like it. I sent it back, found another source, on and on and on, right? This whole time I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to redo these seats with that tweed fabric, but where am I going to get the tweed? Let me just see if I can get some seats and take them apart. I'm thinking, if I can get another tweed interior, then I'll be good to go, right? I can just use the fabric from the other tweed interior. So I post up, hey, I'm looking for this tweed interior. Anybody have it? Within like an hour, somebody's like, oh, I got a whole interior. I'll give to you for $40. I'm down here in Connecticut, whatever. Perfect. It's close by, cheap. I go get the seats. I bring them back. They're great. And then I realize that there's no fucking way one set of seats is going to cover these two seats,
Yeah.
right? And I knew that. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I just thought I would figure it out. Or
Yeah. It's kind of.
Were you thinking one's more than zero? So you're like, if
That's
I can
right,
get
yeah.
something, I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
something.
So I'm looking for this material online. I started asking people, hey, I posted all the time. I mean, you probably saw these posts on Instagram, on Facebook, all the groups. Hey, I'm looking for blue tweed. Anybody got blue tweed? Hook me up. I'll pay you whatever you want for it. Actually, at first I was trying to haggle with people, but by the end of the time, I was like, I don't.
I gotta
fucking care.
finish this.
I'll pay you whatever you need. So some people come through, and what I discovered was that there are at least half a dozen different blue Mark II interiors, and everybody has a different one. So now I'm getting messages from the whole internet. Is this it? Is this it? It is never it. It's
Yeah.
never the
Yeah.
one. And so this keeps happening, after a year, I'm like, okay, I got to ask again. I got to keep trying here. I got to
Did
get
you
this project going.
drill down to the specific one eventually?
Yeah. So what happened was all this time, I'm also working on the seats, like I said. So I'm trying to collect fabric, and I'm also taking those $40 Recaros and trying to make the best out of them. So what I did was like I said, took all the foam off, took everything out, took all the metal, and the rear of those Recaros is a little flabby at the bottom. It has it's not very strong. And these two seats were torn at the bottom of the backrest. They the metal actually tears. So I just welded a thin reinforcement across the bottom of both seat backs to get it nice and rigid. And then I brought all the metal to the local powder coater in Connecticut and had them strip and coat all the metal. So it was nice and clean, right? So now I'm figuring out all this detailed shit, and little did I know, I'm half a decade out from having these seats put together. You know what I mean? It's just I'm oh yeah, I want to get this hardware and put these screws in and use these. These are nice. These are little flat heads on them. And then the material issue is still looming.
Right, the
I'm
biggest.
just
yeah.
how am I going to do this? So I have all the parts. I'm really stoked about this, and I'm still collecting material. And a year and a half goes by, 2 years goes by. I'm still looking for material. I get a hit here and there. I think at some point in the first 2 years, I did get another set of seats, but then I start seeing people post this stuff for $300 for a pair of front seats. And I'm like, shit, man, this isn't what I want to do.
Bit discouraging.
I
Yeah.
can't spend $1,000 on every set of seats
Yeah.
to make this, So anyway, I keep going. I'm asking people nonstop, right? And then like about 2.5, 3 years goes by, and I'm like, I gotta get these fucking seats done. Like, this is it. This is the project now. I gotta do this because the car's getting boring to me. It's like, okay, it's a 86 Jetta. Woohoo, nice. So I'm like, this is really gonna take it over the top for me. This is something that I really need to see through. And this is the point where I realized that, yeah, people have had this idea, but nobody executes it because, again, it's just so daunting. It's just such a ridiculous thing. If you can get the fabric, done, right?
Yeah.
You order it, you get it, you have somebody like Nick do the seats, and you're good to go, right? But with this, I discovered that the bolsters on those Recaros are pretty big, right? The tweed pattern that I'm using, now we're getting into the weeds here because this is some detailed bullshit. But
I'm here for it.
the tweed pattern, there are two tweeds, right? There's the edges of the seats, which is like a tight weave, kind of looks like steps. And then there's the centers of the seats, which looks like a larger weave. It's just a slightly different pattern. So it looks almost like a hound's tooth. It's kind of like slightly different. Same color threads, just a different orientation. So now the center of the seats is a different material than the bolsters. All right, so I'm thinking of these Recaros. I want the Recaro bolsters done in the same material that the edges of the other seats are done in. And I want the centers done in the center material, right? So the bolsters on a set of Recaros are actually big. The material you need to do them is big. And it turns out that the only piece of material on a fucking Mark II interior big enough to do a bolster is the center of the back seat back, right? One panel of material that's like, I don't know, 15 inches tall and 10 inches wide or something like that, maybe a little bigger, which means that if I want to do 8 bolsters, I need 8 interiors to do this recover job.
I love that.
You know, that's stupid. That's why I say it's stupid. That's where you're like, figure something else out. You know, like, that's idiotic, right? So, I mean, now I start scouring the internet. And what I'm talking about is I go on Marketplace and I type in zip codes with in different locations around the country with a 500-mile search radius. So now I'm searching the Marketplace for a 500-mile radius around Columbus, Ohio, 500-mile radius around, you know, Seattle, Washington, whatever the case may be. And I'm doing this like every few days. And I start finding them, right? I'm like, holy shit, a base model, 86. This could be it. Oh, white car, could have a blue interior. I'm looking for pictures of the interiors. Oh, it's obscured. You can't really tell. It could be the interior.
Did it come in other cars than white?
Yeah. So silver.
Like silver.
So silver. I think white had blue, but now that I think about it, I don't know if that's ever been true. It might have only been silver cars because there's also tan tweed and black and white tweed and like a gray tweed. So, and other things that I swear to God, they were making these things one at a time or whatever the fuck they could find. Like, you know, they were just like, what's that over there?
I wouldn't doubt it.
This? Yeah. And then
You know what? We just got another roll in. Let's do that for a couple
Whatever
days.
the overflow is at the distributor,
it.
just send it on over.
Yeah, exactly. It, actually, in a minute, I'll tell you that I think that actually might have been true. So now I'm trying to put this stuff together, and like I start actually finding the shit and seeing cars, and it's like a real exciting moment for me. After like 3 years, I'd like find a post with a potential car, and I'm scrolling through pictures. It's like I'm about to win something, you know?
Right, because it's the Easter egg.
Yeah, it's exactly right. And I'm like, you know, like on the edge of my seat, kind of catching my breath, like tweet, you know, and then like you see one, oh, that's it. And then you send them a message, and I'm like, okay, I know this is going to sound stupid, but I would like to have your seats. Can I have your seats? Sorry, I'm just trying to sell my car. Yeah, I know, but I really just need the seats. And what do I got to do to get them? What do I got to do to get those seats? You know, and a few people would like, you know, just that's it, ignore it. You know, a few people were like diehard, like, no, selling the whole car, need the seats. And I even had another set of Jetta interior seat, like, okay, I can replace your rear seats for you if you need to sell the car whole. Anyway, there weren't many takers.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't think there were any takers. The luck that I had was there was one lead. This is the craziest. This guy who I met at Mark II May Day, like, immediately sent me a post. Hey, this car's for sale near me. Is this the interior? And it was. And I was like, holy shit, that's it. You know, can you ask the guy, or can you connect me? Oh, yeah, he doesn't want to take it apart. He doesn't want to ship anything. And I'm thinking to myself, like, That's not going to stop me at this point. Like, I need, like,
that's great.
What's his
yeah.
address?
So let's back to business now. You know, like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like that kind of thing where, okay, well, I'm going to figure it out somehow. There's no fucking way I'm looking at a picture of it and I'm not going to have it,
Yeah.
you know? And so another friend, I asked, now I post the thing, anybody live near here, right? And another guy I had recently become acquainted with, this guy, John, he was like, yeah, I'm right nearby. I can do that for you. I'm like, you sure, man? I know it's a huge pain in the ass. Like, I'm going to ask you to go get the seats, take the covers off, pack them up and ship them to me. Like,
Yeah.
I'll pay you for your time, but like, it's also a pain in the ass and I don't, you know.
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, man, I'm all over it. I got it. So he fucking does it. Like, he goes out there and he's trying to take them apart and he hits a snag and he calls me or he sends me a message. He's like, I can't figure this out. So I'm talking to the guy in real time as he's there getting my seats taken apart. Same time, the dude who he's buying them or getting them from, I find out he only wants cash. So he wouldn't, I couldn't Venmo him or PayPal him or anything like that. So now the dude who's taking the seats, he goes to the ATM and gets cash. And he goes back to the guy, pays him, takes the seats, bring them back to his house, finishes stripping them, boxes them up, sends them to me. This is just a guy
Yeah.
that, like, I don't know, but he's a Volkswagen guy and he
Just trying
knows
to-
what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, that kind of shit, people talk about it all the time and, oh yeah, you know, like, the scene is the best. Everybody in this community is so nice. And I'm always just kind of like, yeah, whatever. But like, dude, what the fuck? I
Yeah,
had
that's
people
not-
from all over the place, didn't know me at all. Like, this dude just like totally go out of their way to be a fucking hero. And it's like, oh my God, like, this is crazy. Is this how it is with other like groups? Because I mean, that's pretty good. It was like pretty welcoming. Okay, so I'm sorry. This is going on for too long without me getting
No,
to,
I'm
like,
actually quite enjoying
the
this.
juicy parts of it. So my guy in Europe, my guy in the Netherlands, he checks eBay, Netherlands or whatever. Oh,
Yeah.
finds a set, gets it for me. Perfect, right? So I get a set from him. Another guy in Europe sees my Instagram post. Oh, I think I have a set. He takes pictures of it, sends them. I'm like, that's it. Awesome. So he's sending it to me. So now I have like 4 sets or something. I find another set in the back of a car in Washington. I can see the pictures of it. I'm messaging the guy. Buddy, you still got that car? A week later. Hey, man, just checking in. A month later. Dude, where's that car? You know, time keeps going by. Nothing, no movement. This guy doesn't understand that this thing that he could care less about is like the most important thing in my life. You know? And I'm just like, you know, like, look, I realize you don't give a shit, but like,
Yeah.
I'd cut off my hand for you at this
Yeah,
point. Like,
yeah.
you know, so, you know, I had at one point 7. Like, I had 4 and there were 3 that were like coming to
On the
me.
way,
And
yeah.
I was like, holy shit, this is going to happen. Because there's no way the last one's going to evade me. Like, you know, at that point, people are going to be like, you know, yeah, I'll do whatever you need. You know.
Yeah.
So, one of them comes to me from Europe, and I swear to fucking God, it's the exact same material, exactly the same, but like a shade darker. Like, it looks like it's in a shadow. It's so weird. It's like, it's the same pattern. It's blue and everything, but like, it's just darker. It's just a little bit darker. Not darker like the material was clean or whatever. Definitely different thread. Like, they made the same material slightly darker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Like, like I've been looking and scrutinizing every image that everybody sent me so carefully. I became an expert on this shit. You know what I mean? Like, can you send me a close up? Okay, you see this? That's how I know that's not it. You know, blah blah blah, like that kind of shit. And this one, I was like, that's it. That's awesome. And then I got it from Europe. You know, I paid for shipping from Europe for this, and I'm just like, this is bullshit. So now I'm down. Now -1. So now I have 3 sets, right? And the other 3 sets I expected are they're just vanishing into thin air.
In
They're-
the ether,
they're
right?
just not coming together. And I'm out of my mind, right? Somehow I finally get a 4th, right? And I said, okay, I have to figure out how to make this work. And I almost don't want to say this on the air because I don't want to give away my secret
Which
here, but
you don't have to.
no. So at this point, I wanted to reupholster these seats. I wanted to do it myself.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I had a sewing machine, an industrial sewing machine, but it wasn't a walking foot machine. And I've sewn before. I had all kind. I went to school for sculpture, and I did a lot of textile shit, and I had like some experience, right? And I really wanted to do it. But after the second year, I was like, "There's no fucking way I'm doing this." Like,
Right, just because
like
of the
preciousness of the material.
Yeah.
So of course, there's only one person I could ask, and that's Nick.
Yep.
So Nick Kramarchik, you guys may know him. He's obviously been on here, and he's done amazing stuff to his car, to Rachel's car. I mean,
and continues to just
yeah,
progress his interior building skill.
yeah. I mean, it's like every stitch he gets better. It's like every
Right.
So anyway, I'm thinking to myself, all right, I gotta talk to him. I gotta get to know him. Like, I knew that he had extremely high attention to detail, and I knew that he would give a shit about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I gotta kind of like work this out, because I had some very high expectations.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted it to be perfect. I didn't want any compromise whatsoever. The first compromise was that instead of using 8 interiors, I used 4, and I took the center of the seat back, the rear seat bottom, which is shorter, and I spliced a bit onto the end. So if you look at my bolsters way back near the seat, there's a splice.
Yeah.
Right in the tweed. Let's keep that between us. So
Let's not get any pictures of that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I start talking to Nick, and actually it wasn't even because of the seats. I started talking to Nick because, well, at first I saw his cars like years ago, and I was like, Jesus, I got to know this guy.
Yeah.
And then I think it was, I don't even know what the occasion was, but I know that he and I started talking more as recently as Euro Summit last year, which was like October, I guess.
Yeah.
From then.
And that was the last Euro Summit, and I had a chance to kind of hang out with them and talk to them and stuff. And I had seen them at Wolfsgart, and we had spent some time talking and hanging out, but like I kind of really hung out with them at Euro Summit, and I mean, we just sort of clicked, and at that point I was like, I definitely want to talk to him about doing this, and so anyway, now I have all the material. We decide, okay, I'm going to splice this thing. I'm going to get this all ready. And I'm preparing everything for him. Like, I put foam interfacing on some of the tweed to give it the padding and the backing that it needed. And I'm splicing stuff and washing stuff, because the biggest deal here is that I have 4 different interiors that are all different levels of dirty.
Yeah.
So now I'm like washing and bleaching stuff so it matches, and trying to get it all nice and clean and good. Meanwhile, it's tweed. So if I wash it too many times, it just falls apart. It's like the threads just come out. It turns into nothing. So I'm preparing everything. The seats are ready. The seats look great. The actual metal and all that stuff is all good to go. I have all the foams. I have everything I need. I got new old stock power motors from my guy in the Netherlands. He had them for me. And so I'm totally stoked on this. I had a harness from my buddy Dustin online, who on Facebook, who I met, who was like, he just had it for sale. And I'm like, okay, this is sweet. This is coming together. So now I start working with Nick on it, and we're talking about how we're going to do it. And the problem now was the vinyl. The vinyl for the seat back, you need a lot of it, and you're going to have all kinds of extra splices in it, because the pieces are just not big enough to do the back. Now, Nick had just gotten into leather, and I think he talked to you guys about this around the time he was doing it. He like had really gotten into leather, and he redid his interior with leather.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for vinyl, and now I'm trying to source full sheet raw vinyl to match the color, and I couldn't come up with anything. And he's like, dude, you should just go with leather. And I don't know why I hadn't thought of it, but I was just like, boom, like, obviously that's what I should do. Like, I can't find the right vinyl. I want this to be like, and obviously I'm richer than hell, so I'll just fucking go with leather.
Yeah.
Just keep dumping. Yeah.
Dude. So anyway, we find he directs me to some leather suppliers. I get some samples. I find one I really like. I order tons of material, 2 hides. I get all the material, everything packed up. I bring it to him, and Rachel was out of town for a week. So I brought the stuff to him on Eclipse Day. It was a Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And he was going up to upstate to see the eclipse. And then that night he like messaged me photos of him working on it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. And then like the next day at like 2 p.m, he's got like finished panels and shit. And then I think the day after that, he took on another small project. He did another different project in that day.
Yeah.
And then like the third day, he's sending me like, this thing's almost done. And by that next weekend, he fucking finished the whole thing. And like, he was so, the reason this worked for me is because he was as into it as I was.
Yeah.
So his enthusiasm about it really like came through. And it was like, he was asking me all the questions that I wanted him to ask me. He's like, you know, here's the issue. This material coming up into this intersection like this, it's going to be at this kind of an angle. So the step is going to look a little weird. How should we do this? You know, what do you want to do? And that for me was the whole thing. That kind of question was the reason that I really wanted to work with him on it and why I didn't want to do it myself.
Yeah.
Because I'd be worried about stitching straight, you know, not, you know, when you're working on something new, you're working on a car project you've never done before, and you start to get a little bit like flustered, and then you
getting
just
your
start
own head.
hurrying through it, and
Yeah.
you're just kind of like, this will be good enough.
Yeah.
I definitely would have done that.
Yeah.
And the shit would look terrible at this point. So, you know, he fucking knocked it out of the park. And so I put him in right before dust off, and I was able to go to dust off with him. And weirdly, a bunch of other things happened to the car. I got some new wheels put on it. I had this whole heck blend saga forever that you saw that I finally resolved. So like suddenly all these things came together, and it was basically like the car did another transformation before this season.
Yeah.
I didn't really plan for that. It just kind of
Just happened that way. Yeah.
And I mean, people have been digging it a lot. And the cool thing about it is, you know, like I said, it's like there are so many constraints on that project for me. It's an original car. Like, I don't want to fuck that up. And so maintaining that sort of style has really started some cool conversations for me. You know, when I go out and somebody I don't know comes up and they have some appreciation for it. For me, that's a good conversation. That's somebody that I want to talk to. It's not like when I got in my STI and the kid with the crooked hat came up and was like, cool STI.
Yo, man, are you going to do this? Yeah.
And that's what it's about for me. You know what I mean? And I'm like an old man now, and I mean, that's the kind of situation I want. And so in the last year, I've just met so many people just talking about this stuff. And I really totally understand how easy it is to become just totally engrossed in that scene, in that community, you know?
Yeah. And the response and, like you said, the support, again, countless people just hitting you up that you didn't even know or haven't met before.
Yeah. Actually, the worst
Searching
part
for
is
this
people
interior.
come up to me in real life and they like, hey, what's up, man? You know, and like, I definitely know them, but I don't know them. And I feel,
Kid, tough
I'm sure you guys run into that. Like, it's a very strange thing. And I try to be cool about it and also honest. I don't want to pretend I know somebody if I don't, but like, that's a weird feeling. You know, somebody who's helped me and I don't even recognize them. And it's like, sorry, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Trying to be polite and understanding.
Yeah.
I think the car is at a great spot now. And I would ask you where you plan to go with it, but I think are you focused on the other one? Just enjoy
I want
this
to be.
and tinker.
The problem is this car, you know, I can do everything on this car because it's all details. It's all like time. You know, I've realized that for me, I mean, obviously people are into cars for a lot of different reasons, right? And that's why there's such issues. I think like it's so easy to look at somebody, you know, racing through traffic and be like, you fucking animal, get off the road, go to jail or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, not that it's right, but for that person, cars are about that aggressive freedom, you know?
Yeah.
And so there's a whole spectrum, right? And I realized that for me, really, honestly, the first draw is aesthetic. It really is. So it's like, yeah, I love to drive fast. I love that feeling, but I'm not drawn in by racing.
Just that.
I'm drawn in by the aesthetics. I like the way that the form and function come together. I think that the fact that we have all these like things among us that are some of the most sophisticated machines and also carry so much aesthetic presence, that's so cool to me. It's just such a unique thing in our lives. You know what I mean? And that's why when we see cars come out that all look the same, it's
That
just
are
like,
boring,
fuck,
right?
Like,
Right. It takes
This
away
sucks.
especially like you alluded to before. You said you were in college for art and sculpting and stuff like that. It makes perfect sense
Yeah,
of
yeah.
why you would look at something from that perspective.
I mean, that's really my feeling about it.
Yeah.
And so in that sense, the things that I want to do to the car are like keep it clean and not compromise on the aesthetic side of it, you know? And it's not, smoothing the engine bay, which I like. I do like that, not for this car.
right, right.
But like, making a cohesive vision, being like, this is how I want the car to look, ultimately rolling the arches because I needed the car to be a little bit lower. It just wasn't doing
Yeah.
it for me. It was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is great. Now I have to choose. Do I want this thing completely unmolested, or am I willing to roll the arches so I can get
And
it
just-
down where I want it? And it's those little things where you learn something, you do something, you adjust something, and the result is great. You know what I mean? It's like,
Especially if it's going to be your car
yeah, yeah.
forever.
That's right.
You know,
That's exactly right.
realistically.
That's kind of the thing. I kept the original front seats. I didn't take apart my seats to
Right.
donate to that because I figure if I ever want this thing to go back to stock,
Yeah,
I'd need them.
you could.
And so Nick took the vinyl off the back seats and replaced it with leather because I couldn't get another whole back seat that I obviously
Yeah, yeah.
had that much trouble. So he's like, look, you can keep the vinyl, and if we ever have to swap it back, and he's like, but you're never going to swap this back. Like, what are you thinking? And I'm like, that's absolutely right. Like,
Mhm.
why the fuck would I ever
Yeah.
bring it back to that state?
Yeah.
So yeah. So yes,
More tinkering.
I want to tinker with it, but I really need to get back to the other car because I want that car. I want it,
Yeah.
I want a capable, fast, fun Mark II. That's totally unique like that,
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the car has 29,900 on it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular, like, obviously the seats, they were a whole endeavor, years worth of endeavors, realistic, or years of an endeavor. Is there anything you're currently working on that you can share that you don't have done, or
Yeah.
you don't even have to say what it is?
Yeah, I mean, there's parts. Everybody knows there's parts. Everybody's always hunting for parts. And that car is in very good condition. But again, there's no reason for me to compromise on it because I can focus on the tiny little details.
Right. It doesn't
it's
need.
So I'm trying to find a new dash because mine has a couple tiny hairline cracks in it and they're just going to get worse. I need a new headliner, which everybody does. So,
Yeah.
and then there's a couple other little things here and there. Really, I think the next major thing, I got to get the sound system where I want it. So I replaced the speakers. This is why I wanted to talk to KD because I have an idea that I don't know if I can execute.
He's the guy.
Yeah, I have.
Here tomorrow. Hit him up.
Actually, yeah. You
Actually, I
should,
will
you
be
should
in town.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
Swing
he'll do
by
that.
on
of
your.
course, I have the car with me, so that could help.
Yeah, best
Yeah, it would
possible
definitely help.
option.
I should do that. So what I want to do is I replaced the speakers in the stock locations, and they're in the fronts there are 3.5s, and in the rear they're like 4.5-inch speakers, and you just can't get them. There aren't really good speakers to fit those stock locations. So what I did was I bought 4 100-watt Pioneer 2-ways. They're not great speakers, but they're 2-ways, and they can handle the high end, and they're 100 watts, so they can pump it out pretty good. And I made adapters for the rear so that I could fit them into the original housings. It's like
Yep.
these funny, stupid little plastic things that I never knew existed, and I want to keep them. So
Yeah.
put them in there. But it's just not enough. There's no low end, right? So what I'd like to do is instead of using the 4-channel Bluetooth amp that I put in the glove box, it's a tiny little awesome Bluetooth amp. So now I can just put my phone on and listen to it, but I can maintain the tape deck that was in the car. I want to add either an 8 or a 10, but I don't want it visible. So my idea is to take the center section of the rear seat, cut the foam out, replace the foam with a speaker box that's the shape of the foam under the material for the seat,
Yeah.
and have the speaker in there. Because first of all, it's a coupe. Nobody sits in the back seat. Second of all, nobody ever sits in the middle of the back seat. So that's kind of where I'm headed with that. So I'd like to totally conceal that and get the sound right.
He I'm sure he would advise you on that and
Yeah.
even come up with like, hey, here's some options. He'd be the guy to talk
Yeah.
to for that for sure.
That's
That'd be a
really
killer.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, I might do some full custom wheels at some point, but I really dig the Schmitz. I think I'll probably leave them on there.
They work really well on that.
I
car.
like them a lot. I
Yeah.
was able to get a incredibly close powder color match from Prismatic.
Mhm.
I just got a whole bunch of samples, silver samples, and I was just flipping through them, and one of them was just dead on, and I was like, holy shit. I ordered it, had the place do the centers in that color, and it's like,
Yep.
you know, it works for me. It's what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want.
for
you know?
sure.
Yeah, it looks killer.
I'm a
Sweet.
big fan of color match.
Yeah, especially on that. It definitely needs to be on the right platform, and that's the right platform.
Well, and it's a
for
funny
it.
thing too, because it's a silver, so it's
Silver
like,
on silver.
you know, yeah.
Boom.
I mean, normally I wouldn't do a
Yeah.
silver wheel, but like, it's kind of a little special thing.
I was gonna say I enjoy that it's silver too. It's not red, it's not black.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like, oh, cool, a silver Mark II.
Well, it is also very invisible. Like, you know, a silver Mark II Jetta, I swear, is probably the most camouflaged car at any show. Like,
Yep.
you know, you just walk by it.
Yeah.
You're like, it's basically like just background noise. You
right,
know what I
right,
mean?
yeah, it just kind of blends in.
And that's another cool thing too, is, you know,
Yep.
is when people finally do come. Oh, I just got the biggest Charlie horse.
Oh my god.
Been doing yard work for the last 2 days.
Gotta get some.
Came out and attacked you.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
did.
Fucking Charlie.
Yeah,
Fucking Charlie.
him and his
dude.
horses. Well, that was great to learn the story of the seats in particular. I mean, the whole car as well. It's. I'm glad you got very lucky in the manner that you have
Yeah.
with that thing, and I think it's in great hands. And I look forward to seeing you, progressing it.
Yeah, I'm really happy that I don't have to post anymore.
Looking
In search of.
in search of
I
this
put up
tweet.
a post in one of those groups that was like, "Hey, you don't have to look anymore."
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I put a picture of the
Yep, I
seats,
finally
and they
completed.
got a really good response. I think
Yeah.
people were all like stoked to have been kind of involved in it.
It's
Yeah,
like
for
finding
sure.
a missing baby.
Yeah.
Everyone's really excited.
We found it.
I was really
We
happy.
got it. We
Yeah.
completed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to say is thank you very much for your just support of Revival in general.
Oh yeah.
Because you are one of those people that is in the chat damn near every week the entire time.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
You support us overall for a lot of different stuff. So we truly, truly appreciate you coming in, supporting us in general, and all that good stuff.
My
so
pleasure. My pleasure.
I think we've gone pretty long. You guys want to do rapid fire questions real quick?
Speed round.
Yeah, what do we got
Let's
in
do
there?
rapid fire questions real quick. Let me pop this out. Our guest for next week's asking what time he wants for him to arrive.
Who's coming on next week?
4:30.
Zach D.
Zach D.
Oh God.
Zach D.
Very much excited.
To chat about
Yeah,
his,
do you want to get dinner with us? If
You're
so,
trying to get dinner, baby. Come out. Come out. Be
We'll
here
hit
by
him
like
up.
4:00.
I'll hit
Come
him
on,
up,
Daddy.
let him know. Kevin401. Chuck,
Kevin
when
401.
is the clown shoe going to see some track time?
Staggered. When Stagger's in the fall.
September.
I'll probably run a couple events in July with it, I guess. I know I saw a lot of track time in it last year, so I don't. It'll get its day. The Miata's pretty appealing though.
Right,
That's
that's
if
a pretty.
I ball it up, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's a real win and go home car.
And then we found out the mirror's the best. So
Ayaki 1432.
Ayaki.
Here to say that the VW community has brought many friends into my life, and I love it. Good
there you
positive
go.
message.
It's a great representation of it right
Same.
Wade Darcy, what are the
Wait there.
oh fuck, I forgot to do it. What are the best features you've seen in the car?
there. I thought
I was gonna say that.
Damn it, I
afterwards.
completely
Yeah,
forgot
yeah.
all about
I
it.
thought you didn't do it because you already knew Shook wasn't coming.
I didn't, but that's a good reason
yeah.
why. We'll save that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll save that for when he's definitely going to make it. At least on, holy shit. It's ridiculous. At least _ on pick 2, Mark 2 07K, Mark 3 3.6 all-wheel drive, Mark 1 1.8T, or stock, Mark 5 R32, no Mark 4 R32, because everyone would pick that. You're right.
Mark 1 or Mark 2?
You picked 2. He
Mark
said,
2
The
07K,
Mark 1 and Mark
100%. That would be fun as hell. Yeah, I have to say Mark 1 and Mark 2 as well. All-wheel drive 3.6 Mark 3. I don't know. Sure, it would be fun, but details by Doug.
Details by
If you could bring back one thing from the VW Mark 1 or Mark 2 era to have in today's VWs, what would it be?
Smallness.
Yeah, size would be great. Yeah,
Yeah.
the size.
The size for
definitely
sure.
appealing. The interior options, like color wise,
Right, differences. Yeah.
Color-wise.
Versus
Yeah, yeah.
just
like a blue velour interior and a
Yeah.
GTI
versus
Right.
just black leather and
beige.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
or the suede, not suede, whatever the plaid interiors are. Ugly Bastard
Ugly bastard.
just writes Audi, AUDI, or Innie.
Any.
Innie for sure.
Yeah.
John Stairs, I don't really know
Stairs.
questions, but just tell Nick I love him.
There you go.
There we
Love.
go. He's confessing his love. Y Dog 921.
Why dog?
How do you keep up progress / motivation on a long-term project? I mean, you have the ability to, you're just not going to accept anything until you're done, because I mean, searching for Tweed.
Well,
for
I'm like a completionist. Is that what they call it? Like, I'll watch a movie and it sucks 5 minutes in, and I'm like, I've got to finish
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, like
I'm with you.
But at the same time, I do pretty badly, and I feel very guilty about neglecting projects. Usually, I just don't tell anybody about them. You know, it's like
Right, that's
it's
the
like
best
an early
way.
pregnancy. I try
Yeah.
not to tell anybody about
Yeah.
it until
Until
I'm
it's
sure I'm
time.
going to get.
That answer is easy. Get more projects.
Yeah. Right.
Stack them.
I don't have time for this one. I'm
gonna grab
busy with
another
this. G60 Tim, if you could only
Tim.
have one condiment for life, what would you choose?
He gave me some mustard.
Mustard, dude.
He gave me some Peter Christensen's or whatever.
Is soy sauce
Oh,
condiment?
yeah.
Yeah, for
dude.
sure.
Because soy sauce can make damn near anything
Wait,
taste
one
good.
condiment?
Sure.
One condiment.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about soy sauce when I said mustard, but I'll stick with my answer.
Gravy.
Oh shit, that's the ultimate condiment.
That's a tough
Maple syrup.
Ooh.
Really?
Wow.
I feel like
Fucking
that's
everybody's all over
very,
the place.
very.
I go simple condiment. These guys are going crazy.
like you're not gonna. Like I'm thinking, all right, I can stick to soy sauce. I can do a lot of different things with it. But you want to just like you're gonna add sweet to your chicken breast? Is that?
Well, you can make a lot of good shit with maple syrup.
You can.
a lot.
I
I
know,
mean, you
it's
got
crazy.
breakfast foods, of course, but
Yeah.
also crazy sophisticated, like
I know they do the
high-end
chickens.
bullshit.
Chickens.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Jordan MX_5
Jordan.
just writes grave roller great, blue comet is okay. I believe he's talking about the beer at
Yeah, I was
Widowmaker.
surprised to see them at the Widowmaker.
Did
thing.
they
was a
show
whole-
up?
Jordan and best friend Ben.
Nice styles.
The whole drift crew.
Forever?
Yeah.
How did he get beer?
Big Paul.
Big
Big
Paul.
Paul. Yeah, but Big
Osaka
Paul,
was
Big
there.
Paul could walk there.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Didn't
Big-
think of that.
And it's Big Paul's time. Like that's big. That's like dead center Big Paul's time to be out and about.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not too early. He doesn't
Night
have to go to
styles
Starbucks.
forever. I thought they'd be busy winning championships or something.
Yeah, leaving on shoulders. I was blown away. I turned around at one point and saw. I didn't even know they were old enough. Jordan and Ben to be sitting at the bar.
Best friend Ben shows
Right,
up.
that is true. I didn't think about that.
It really. I was
What
like,
about Dustin? No Dustin.
I didn't see no Dustin be busting.
No.
No.
No. There was a handful of
what a
drift crew
crew,
there.
dude.
There was a handful of drift crew
Love the
there.
Drift Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nice. Nice to see all the representation from all the different mediums of
I
cars.
told you on Monday. I was like, it didn't matter the rain. It was
Yeah,
packed.
everybody came. Heavy
Yeah.
rippers.
It's perfect. A lot of doggos, all that good stuff. And last but certainly not least, he is in the chat as well. TDs,
Tees.
why do BMW guys ruin fun events? I
don't
think
know, man. They
he's
just do.
he's saying that off the heels of Alpine Vag Fair.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
Wow,
been
I saw
some
BMW
post that
guys?
thing. Apparently, from what I saw that he posted, apparently the Helen, or I guess it's Helen, is
Yeah.
very
The
nervous
town.
about the future of this thing because it's getting way too big.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I guess Soho got way too big.
Oh,
and
yeah.
got-
Yeah, fully
And
out of hand. It was a
basically,
riot.
the thing said
BMW.
they seen like, hey, you said it was going to be just this. We're seeing some other makes and models.
Yeah.
We don't like that.
Right.
And, and they're going to try to work on it.
Were BMW guys being douches or were they just showing up?
I honestly don't
I think
know.
they were just showing up, but once they start seeing that it's expanding into,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
right.
I think they're just what's that?
They got PTSD.
Battered PT. There's the
Yeah, PTSD.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Like
hilarious.
in that post that's written
That
out
really
from whoever
sucks.
that was says
that
that
really
they,
sucks.
Is it
They're
like,
trying to
was it
come up
like E90 guys showing up with Crackle Tunes?
Well,
I
Or was it
don't
like
know.
old BMW guys?
I don't know.
I don't know for sure.
I
But
need
yeah.
more information.
It just enough to scare the locals. Let's
before
put it
I can
that way.
defend my people. So these people are like, hey, a bunch of Volkswagens, cool. Oh, a BMW. Whoa.
Yeah.
They're moving
Not
in.
so much, right? On that note, that is going to cover
It's
our
crazy.
questions for this week.
E90.
Let's see. Is there anything to mention? What's coming up this week? I know there's the Cars and Coffee in Worcester. We were tagged in it.
We've been
At
tagged.
Fuel, I believe. I believe that's Sunday. I apologize. I don't know the rest of the information.
I have a flyer of it in my garage, but I will not be around this weekend.
Yeah, same. Who knows? I may not be around tomorrow.
That's true.
May not be
We got
around the
a
next day.
lot to deal with. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna see how that goes. Everybody have a great great holiday weekend. It's Memorial Day coming up.
It's a long one.
Get out there for your barbecues. You know.
Yeah, it's a big weekend, boys.
Yeah.
What are
All
you
that-
doing over there?
I just got so many business cards in my wallet. I just gotta put them in my pocket.
Right now.
Perfect timing.
I took the wallet out. I was like, you know what? I'm
just-
going through this right
And
now.
now you're not going to have back problems just because, you know,
Yeah.
you got rid of
Dude,
it.
never sit on it. You know.
Yeah.
You
you
get yourself a business card holder.
No, these are other people's business cards.
Yeah, I have a business
that I
card
just
holder
don't want.
that's double sided.
Oh, it was
I got a guy
Crackle
from
Tunes.
Cadillac in here. Like that. That's just gonna go in the trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Crackle Tunes. All right. Well, you know, we know how we how we
no,
feel
no,
about those as well.
TDs, it makes sense to me now, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. I understand
Oh
why
my
they're
God.
cracking down.
Making a mess.
Fucking
We got to
disaster
shut
out
this
here.
down.
Well, we'll be back next week if
We definitely will.
there's any room with Chuck's trash that he's got collecting over
Come
there.
on, boys.
And spend some time thinking about the best car features, right? We got to.
Well, we don't
Yeah,
quite
someone's gonna
know.
be
It depends if Shook's going to be here or
Oh,
not.
okay.
Yeah,
We know.
I mean, we don't want
We're
to
not
cover.
gonna- We're not going to think about that for a
He
little
usually
while.
informs us sometime around 6:15.
Yeah, we we can't
I
cover.
wish that was a joke.
Look, here's the thing. If he's driving as far as I drove, like every week,
Yeah.
he gets a fucking
That, no,
pass.
So
yeah,
yeah,
like,
that's the
it's fun to make fun of him about it, but he drives so fucking
Yeah.
far
Yeah.
when he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's
That's
and
crazy.
truly like now again. His work unfortunately changed some stuff, so it was much easier for him to be here when he was working 15 minutes away. But that has changed, so he's got to try to hustle himself out the door by 4:30 the latest,
crazy.
and then make the trek to
That's
get here.
crazy.
So that's why
Yeah.
the understanding is just like, dude, make it when you can make it. Obviously, we want you here.
yeah.
It's funny to joke around about it, but
No, he's a good dude,
it's
man.
it's just because he, I mean, what are we gonna do when we don't have brain power like that at the table to come up with those segments?
Dude,
I
the
just-
fucking
I just-
computing power he put out.
I just really,
It's unbelievable,
Yeah.
dude.
I'm amazed we made it through this
It's like
episode.
having our own
without-
AI.
yeah.
the earnestness with which he recommended that.
Right, it was
That
just-
Dude.
like
It's just the wholehearted devotion to
that's so good.
the bit.
It's so good. It's perfect.
I can't watch it. The clip.
Oh, dude,
I
it's-
can't watch it.
I watched it with my wife, and it was just we were all, both cracking up.
I would, yeah, I couldn't.
The other
like-
day I'm at work, I have headphones in, and I keep watching. I'm just laughing by myself at my desk like a fucking lunatic.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Yeah, having a bad day, need a little sunshine.
That'll
pop
be-
that,
that'll
pop
be
that
good.
on. Yeah, pop that on.
Had a
You
bad
That'd be a
day.
good one.
You can't help but smile. Nick, thank you once again for coming to hang out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ladies and
Absolute
gentlemen,
joy.
thank you very much for listening, tuning in on YouTube. We'll be back next week. That's all we got. Peace out.
Gonna be a hitter.
That's right.
Thanks for listening.